We are live back at the Horseshoe Casino in Las Vegas. This is day 2 of the NHC, the National Horseplayers Championship, and today is the day when we whittle down the competition from 800 entries to 80. Only the top 10% advance, and we're going to find out who that 10% is live on this show. I am Dan Tordjman, Alexa Zepp, Ryan Anderson, Noel Michaels. Going to take you all the way through. We've got mandatory races. Mandatory races, we covered this yesterday. That means races everyone in this room has to bet. In addition to that, there are optional races where that separates the players. They get to pick their own races, whichever ones they want from the remaining races. But the mandatory races, that's when stuff gets really loud behind us. And the next one's only a couple of minutes away at Aqueduct. It's the 8th race. So what do we think? Alexa, you've been running around. How are you doing today? Are you hitting? Are you hitting them?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay. Yeah, but there's just not been prices.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, so anybody who's like did really poorly yesterday and said, I'm going to come in today and smash some long shots, they're having a hard day, I think, most likely. So from a tournament standpoint, it's been tough so far, but we got a ton of mandatories coming up, like in quick succession, one after another.
You say it, there's a 50 to 1 shot.
1 shot.
Okay, I stand corrected. So the tables are turning. Hopefully somebody will hit that. We'll have to see. Right now, the leaderboard, we have day 1 leader still in the lead on day 2, just like stretching his stride out. He's got almost $250 on his ticket. The closest people behind that are like 189, 190. So it's a pretty stout lead going into the day.
His name is Dan, too. Dan.
It's not you.
No, it's Dan Piazza. Dang it. Oh, it's me. It might be me. Is it me? No, it's not me. You got audio up?
I don't have audio.
Anybody got audio up?
I got no audio.
Nope, nobody has audio up here. How about now? Any difference? No? No? Okay. No? Who knows? All right. Anyway. Yeah, I'm hearing the echo too now, so I don't know. Okay. We'll figure it out. Let's see. Let me try one thing here. How about now? Better? Better? All right, good. Yeah, it was the screen. The screen was had sound open on it. Okay. All right. Well, hot first couple minutes.
Yeah, it's post time for this mandatory.
All right. Who do we like?
Coming out onto the track, but.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That is top left there. Noel, why don't you start us off? What do you think here, Aqueduct?
Well, I thought it was a really great tournament race. I mean, I thought that, if this is the type of race where you're looking for tournament-priced horses, I think the 3 to 5s are very beatable here, and that's exactly what you want to see, right? Mm-hmm. So I thought the 5 Unit Express at 7 to 1 and the 8 Solo Empire were both playable, and obviously when you're looking at a tournament and you see 8 Solo Empires 20 to 1, that's bullseye city for a tournament, and I think the horse has a legitimate shot here coming out of a good race. It was at 1 mile and 1/8 last time, which is 2 turns at Aqueduct. This is back to 1 turn today, but this trainer gets overlooked, and he'll sneak one through sometimes, and if the 1 entry is vulnerable in here, I'll take 20 to 1 on 8 Solo Empire.
I like it.
That's a big long shot. I don't know. I've actually been interviewing a lot of players who aren't playing defensively in mandatories, playing favorites, playing low odds horses, just trying to pick the winner. I like the number 3 in here, D-Day Sky. I think it's a really versatile 4-year-old, has good pace style for this race, and has hit the board in 6 of 14 lifetime starts, gets a top jockey in here, 24% win rate. And I think it's like the course before. So for me, that's a play. 4 to 1, pretty decent. That would get you like 15-ish bucks on your ticket, which, all the entries are so close right now. You get $15, you might hop over 100 people on the leaderboard, or more than that. So I think that it's kind of a low odds for a mandatory race of 4 to 1, but I would still be comfortable playing it.
Yeah, I'm with you, Alexa. I like the number 3 D-Day Sky. I think the race 3 back at a level above this at the 25 non-2 life fits. You get Manny Franco cutting back around 1 turn where clearly this horse does his best running. Wayne Potts and Manny Franco team up pretty successfully, so I'm with you on that one. I think he has some back numbers to get back to that make making a threat. And 4 to 1's a pretty fair price.
Fair price as well. What about you, Dan?
What do we think about In Doubt? Has anyone talked about In Doubt?
No, but that's my second choice in here, so go for it.
5 to 1, the 7 horse, a couple of races at Aqueduct. The last race was at Saratoga, wasn't great. That was last July, but the 2 races before that at Aqueduct were better, and at least on buyer speed figures, which shout out DRF. We know that this horse, the race 3 back, competitive, that 73 buyer speed figure probably wins this race. So it's just a matter of what he comes back to the races with. Trainer Rob Atras, first time out of his barn, he wins at a pretty high percentage, and he could certainly turn horses' form around. So I like In Doubt. I'm all about In Doubt, the 7 horse. I think the pace could come from a few different places. I think In Doubt could be sitting just off them, getting a really nice trip, and win 5 to 1. I'm going to have to make a bet on my computer, too, because I'll take 5 to 1. I was thinking maybe 3 to 1, but I'm not getting much money right now. 5 to 1 I'll take. I think this is a soft entry. The 4 to 5 entry I don't love.
I don't love it either. I'm not going to take a short price in a race like this where horses have never won 2 races in their life. I like the 7. I think the 7 makes a lot of sense. Rob Atras coming out. Kendrick aboard makes me think maybe going to show a little bit more speed out of there, and that's what I'd hope for. So
your buddy Jackson, who was just on our show, liked the 7 as well.
Yes.
All right.
He's a smart guy.
How much should I bet now?
$300.
I don't know. I just think the 8 is just an insane price for what the horse's actual chance in the race is. And if it's a tournament race and you're staring at an 18 to 1, I mean, if you look at the again, I realize it was a 5-horse field, different kind of a race around 2 turns, but the horse stacks up based on that race. If the horse repeats it here, 18 to 1 is a tremendous tournament shot.
I did have the 8 just behind the 3 and the 7. Did they say the scratch of the 6? Did that just happen?
Yeah, that happened a few minutes ago.
Okay, that horse didn't look like he had much of a shot.
Yeah,
so... All right, I'm going to throw in a few bets. Stand by the way. Yesterday you saw Elio and Dave Portnoy here. We spoke to Elio yesterday. Rachel is standing by with Dave Portnoy, not just yet, but in a couple of minutes after this mandatory race. So stick with us, and there's no telling what we might hear from the crew over at the Barstool table. So
hopefully a good food recommendation.
Ooh, yeah.
They've been. Do you say from the Barstool? Like because you know they've also been getting food delivered to their table, like not from here, from other places. They're not,
Makes sense. You got to trek pretty far out of this.
They ain't doing a buffet line. All right, so we'll go full screen on this. So you can see it's top left here on your screen. That's Aqueduct. That's running right now. You may hear some noise behind us as people react. So Union Express, the 5 on the lead, and Noel's horse, Solo Empire, 17 to 1, up pressing the pace a little bit. And then part of the entry, Accidental Bid, coming up the rail to contest for 3rd. And then a few other horses in behind them. So we're sitting, I believe, between us, last and second last with our selection. So, but it's early.
Right where I want it. Not really, actually. I don't know. The pace set up here, I didn't want it to be that far back.
People are, we encourage you to jump in the chat with your picks. Let us know who you like. Let us know who you're going with, betting from home, wherever you are. Bobby jumping in already, giving us the 5-horse Union Express, who is on the lead right now. So Bobby, let's see if he holds there. Solo Empire under a bit of a ride here.
7's coming with the run.
7 making a move. I didn't get my bet in, so I fully expect he will win the race since I did not get
that. Is how that works.
Let's see. He does look like he stalled a bit, so it might be Union Express. Well. No, it's 6 Kings, the entry.
7's still coming.
Doubt is still coming.
Still rolling.
Might finish second.
Yeah.
So here we are all trying to beat this 3
there
to 5
3 to 5.
But you know what? That's what happens. You got to let those win.
I just don't think you can take a 3 to 5 in a mandatory. I really don't. I think in a mandatory like this, I mean, maybe I know one year we had some mandatories that scratched down to like 3 or 4 horses, in Santa Anita, and it was just like, yeah. But in a race like this, I think it would be really hard and really gutsy to do that. But we did. I was talking to Mike Gillum yesterday, who won this thing last year, and to get into the cut, like the top 10%, he played a 4 to 5 and like a 6 or 8 to 5 or something like that. And neither one of those would have done it. Like he had to hit both of them, and he did that. And with his last 2 optional plays, or maybe it's mandatory. I don't remember. But that's kind of a ballsy thing to do, I think,
It
in
is?
these tournaments. I think it's harder to play a favorite than a long shot in this tournament.
All right. I just being told that Rachel is actually standing by with the guest that you promised us. We're setting up the shot here, and so Rachel is getting prepared. There she is. I hear her laughing.
Yes.
Do we have the shot?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. Take it away, Rachel.
That's the sound of Rachel, just my giggles through the stands. Well, back here, once again, at the Barstool table, or as we would call it, the syndicates, here with Dave Portnoy. Tell me, how does the energy in this room compare to a typical racetrack?
It's great energy. A lot of people, a lot of degenerates here. And everyone's just fighting for their spot at the table. But it's like an alternate universe. No sunlight, no nothing.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're amongst your people in this room?
I do, although the committee tried to get me out of here because they didn't like me giving him any advice. I won all day on yesterday, and then everyone started complaining because the ticket's under his name, a bunch of crybabies. So, and now he won't let me touch the card, which is jinxing our whole day today.
So you're here for emotional support today and stability. I did see, so picked a lot of good horses, except for maybe a gray yesterday. We know that those are a favorite of yours.
Yeah, I try to take grays all the time. The name of my stables, Go Gray Stables. So I've been betting the grays. There's a lot of strategy that we've never done, and a lot of comments and peanuts and chirping going on at this table. We're not working as a unit.
So, okay, this is your first NHC experience, but we know that you're a big fan of racing in the sport, specifically Saratoga. Tell us what you love about racing there specifically.
That's one of my favorite places on earth. I got a place there. I love how the whole town is about the horse tracks. I got the 5 here, so we really need this in the track. He's looking all right. But I love it. I grew up going with my dad. I think I'm dying here on this 5. Grew up going there, love it. It's one of my favorite things to do all summer, so I really do love it.
Okay, which race is this that you're watching a horse in? It's Santa Anita? 5, 4-1. Is he going to get there? Maybe.
Eat him! Is he up for second? No.
That was desperately close.
He won't let me touch the card. And all those things yesterday when I placed the bets were winning, and then everyone in here complained like he's going to actually put the card in the machine, which makes no sense. So people are screwing with our mojo.
Well, I think that there's a certain amount of superstition in horse racing.
Yeah. I mean, that's brutal that you didn't get up to second there.
So close, yet so far. I mean, there's a lot of these reactions like this. The good news is, unlike the racetrack, here everybody literally has a horse in the race. So there's a lot of big reactions. Has there been anything crazy or out of the norm that you've seen in this room?
So we got in a fight about putting in too many, like you got to pick what races, and then we got a big fight, and I took a horse, and the jockey fell off instantly on the 12. That's been about the worst thing that's happened today. But we're in the mix, but we needed like that. That just absolutely killed us, to be totally honest.
Oh, no. Any plans for recovering or licking the wounds, potentially betting on other kinds of sports, or is it still going to be all horses all day today?
No, I had some college basketball plays, but they already lost. So I've been very cold in that. Again, I was doing really good on horses until he took the card from me.
I like that. This is a good betting strategy, is always projection. That's what I do.
He won't give it back to us. It's like I've asked him. Yeah, which makes no sense. Why does it matter if we're all here? Like, who's actually? It's a crazy thing, and they got in his head, and it's affected us.
Rachel, can we ask Elio? Elio.
We've got a question from the set.
Yeah, let's ask
Elio.
Is Elio buying this?
Dan is asking, Elio, do you buy this?
Do I buy the touching of the card?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, the touching of the card.
he's a crazy person, but I mean, he believes it, so it might be real.
Ask him if he thinks he's really.
Yesterday, and there's absolutely no logical reason on earth why I can't be the one to put the card in the machine. So why?
Yeah, that makes.
I got backed in the corner like a little baby, and so You couldn't touch the card.
Standing up next to you yesterday, I can confirm he's nothing like a little baby. Elio's a rather large.
I'll give 10 million cash to somebody who can explain the difference between him putting in the card and me putting in the card. 10 million cash if someone can explain that difference.
Well, I hate this for you guys, I'm sorry that the juju is lost.
Wait, see who they like in the Virginia Derby. Ask them.
But the Virginia Derby is coming up. Is this a race that you guys are playing? Is there any horse that you like or any other bombs for the rest of the day?
2 huge favorites in that race, so I don't know. Like there was a Ray Handel Aqueduct race 5-1 that I loved, and he called the trainer to get some information, told me not to bet it. It won. We didn't bet it, so that hurt.
I've heard that you should never, if anyone tries to take you down off of a horse or get you to not bet it, we're going to blame Brad Weisborg for that one, that you should never give in to what other people are saying. You got to back your choices, lessons learned.
What's Brad's role in all this?
This is like 30 years of the syndicate going back and forth, and it always sort of ends like this.
What's Brad's role in all this?
Oh, okay. Apparently, Elio says I'm an okay therapist. I appreciate that. So, last thing, I guess, did this all start at Saratoga for you? I know we kind of got off track there. As far as, was that where you first got into horse racing? Or
so Rockingham Park actually was my original. So I'm from Boston. Rockingham was open. And then Saratoga. I went to Suffolk, but that was kind of degenerate city when that's like a little bit depressing there. But Saratoga is the first time I loved it, where it's like, oh my God, I'm in love with the sport. And that was a long time ago.
And it's like adult Disneyland. Well, regardless of how today shakes out, we hope that the syndicate will remain strong, steady. If you need any other therapy insights, I'm happy to stop through later. There is a hammock over there that I'm probably going to be at later. Can't recommend it enough. If you need a little stress relief, go to the hammock.
Okay, duly noted. If anyone gets back to us on why I can't put the card in, let me know. I'd love to find that answer.
Rachel,
I'm on the mission.
Rachel,
yes, Dan.
can you ask Brad? Just come around to Brad's side. Ask him what his role is in all this.
Brad, we're getting a question from the set for you. What is your role in this?
Partner with these guys.
Well, what is
and is it fun?
Yeah.
Do you enjoy? Do you have a good time, or is it an emotional roller coaster?
I love hanging out with these guys. I mean, usually we're at racetracks around the country with clients watching our runners. We actually have Giant Mischief coming up later on, and we're representing a new client that had a big win at Colonial Downs earlier on, and Jake Memelo. I was actually at the track earlier, which was great to see, but I love hanging out with my friends, and I'm a gambler. I started gambling before I was allowed to gamble in $2 exactas, and my dad taught me down at Monmouth Park, so love hanging out with these guys, and we're fighting, bickering back and forth, but we're still live. I think we have 3 optionals and 4 mandatories left to go, so we just need to make up about $40 and we'll be in it.
There we go. There's the optimism.
Truly, anything can change. No one's ever down and out permanently.
He's got the card.
Oh, the card.
Don't. Put it down. Put down the card. Put the card down.
We're not sure if he's going to get arrested, but I think Dave's got to start to place these wagers so we can get back in this thing.
All right. Oh, no.
We can't encourage it. We cannot encourage that.
Elio's saying it's a no. It's a no,
it's
dog.
A no.
Well.
All right, Virginia Derby's about to go off. Anybody want to offer a pick?
Virginia Derby's about to go off. Brad, any pick for your stance?
It was hard to get around the chalks in here, to be honest.
I think Cox got a good
but
chance
obviously, if you're playing the tournament, you're looking
rooting
beyond
for the
those
SF
two. Maybe the
guys.
D-Way and
They're
Lucas
clients
horse,
of
the
ours
3
and
American
we're
Promise.
All right. Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Did he say the 8? Was it the 8 or the 7?
Was that the 8 or the 7?
7.
I think the 7 could beat the 6.
He thinks the 7 could beat the 6.
There
All
you
right.
have placed a bet on the 8, actually.
You just
I
bet
did
the
as
8?
well.
Okay.
I did as well.
And sorry, no, we stepped on you because we had a little interference there.
crossover.
I couldn't hear them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the chalks are going to be tough. If I had to make a tournament play, it would be the 3 American Promise.
Okay.
I watched the replay on the 8 Authentic Gallop, and he was in a line of 4 horses down the stretch, shoulder to shoulder, really tough spot. It was just like really gritty, powered through, and won. So I like that a lot. They're off, though. The race
Keep
has
going.
begun, so I'm not going to keep handicapping it. We're just going to find out what happens. So let's see, who's...
Irad and Getaway Car are on the
Getaway
lead.
Car,
They look
yeah.
like a rocket.
I don't think Getaway Car is a lock in here. I really
don't either.
I think Getaway Car is absolutely beatable. I think...
Got Peter here with the. I can confirm he sent this to us before the race went off. Peter says American Promise.
There you go.
American Promise is the 3, sitting in second. But no, Getaway Car, last race the win was the Sunland Derby, which is kind of like a little bit of an easy road to the Derby, maybe.
Had a good battle in there with
So is
Caldera,
this.
the other D-win.
Yes, that was this. Oh, okay, fair point. Fair point.
But he's got
He
this
looks
horse
good,
in his
American
back pocket here.
American Promise looks all right.
Yeah.
For the record,
Right
that
now he
was
looks more
also
than
who
all
I
right.
was going to bet if I got a bet in, but I didn't.
Yeah, 8 does not seem to be
Not
having his best day.
firing, not firing.
American Promise, though.
It's kind of rolling up at a big price on that.
Who's the 9 at
The
21
Brad Cox horse
Render
is yet to get
judgment for
involved.
Kenny
7.
McPeak on the 9.
That would be huge.
Bottom right of your screen right there, American Promise 3 is on the lead.
Oh, that long shot needs to switch.
Boy,
There's going to be a little bit of a leaderboard shift in here, I
There
feel like.
could be.
This one. I know this isn't a mandatory, but that was a bettable horse at 7-1.
Wow. Turning it on.
wow.
Under wraps.
By daylight.
Wow.
Wow.
And the 9 at 20 to 1 second?
That's
was
a big
huge.
exacta.
Yeah, I was definitely going to bet that.
This darn show keeping you up here away from the betting windows.
It's sometimes it saves me money, but that time it cost me money. So Gulfstream Park Race 10 is the next mandatory race. Rachel, great job. Rachel's back here by the set. How you doing? Good? All right, good stuff. Where are we going to see you next? Hammock? All right, cool. If you want to let Michelle know, if you have a chance, the Twitter NTRA feed is not pushing out because they need a premium account. But if somebody wants to update that, which is possible, we could do it. We could update it. So, and then we'll
We
push it out
had
there.
a leaderboard jump. We have a new second place.
Oh, Chris Little, his past winner, isn't he? I think he's won this
Little
before.
more is a past
Yeah.
champion. Yeah.
We've never had a repeat winner here, so Chris Littlemore doing it again.
We've had one champion come in second and one champion come in third. Obviously, never a repeat.
Yeah.
So
Chris
he has
Littlemore
history against him.
up there with 206 in second. I think it's fair to say this top 6 or 7 people are for sure making the cut.
Definitely.
I think
They
the
seem
cut
safe.
line's usually around like $180, so they got to be feeling pretty good on that at least.
How about Alex Deito? He's, again, I think one of the youngins here, right? I mean, isn't he? He's definitely under 30. He's Basil's son, right? Is that
yeah.
right, Noel? That's Basil's son?
I believe so.
Yeah, so...
That's exciting to be.
Son or nephew.
Yep. So, yeah, some storylines are going to emerge here, I think, in the next hour or so as this, as we get closer to the cutoff. The cutoff, by the way, will be, the last playable race is Turfway Park Race 6. The last mandatory race is Oakland Race 11, which is at 3:50 Pacific, so that's 6:50 Eastern. Gulfstream, do you want to take a look at Gulfstream real quick? I know that Rachel's getting ready for the next hit, but do you guys want to cover off on Gulfstream?
Yeah, sure.
It's another mandatory.
It is. It's another mandatory coming up. I thought the number 8, Mo Fox Given, deserved a look. Second off the bench, Johnny V's in the saddle for Mark Cassidy. This horse hasn't won in a while, but I think today might be the day. He's getting some significant class relief, or she, I should say, and she's gray, so.
Yeah, there we go. That's a theme of the show, I guess.
I like the number 11, New Guinea. I remember this horse running around from New York for many years. It was gone. Over a year layoff, came back, needed the race. Last time out was the synthetic, but 2 races back. That was a win in the most recent turf outing for New Guinea. There you have Christophe Clement as the trainer. He was the trainer back in the day also. And I just think right now, if you look back at some of this horse's past, he used to be better than these. Now I realize that was a long time ago, but he's 11-1, 10-1 right now. And I think he got great connections and a horse that won his last turf race at a good price.
Alexa?
Yeah, I like the one moving on up. I think it's talented.
We're on the same wavelength.
Are we on the
today.
same wavelength?
Yeah.
Okay. Now the one is 4-1, which I think is great odds for a bet. Tournament-wise, in a race like this, as a mandatory, I'm not sure I would stick with 4-1. I also like the 3 Princess Bettina a little bit. 5-year-old mare with 16 career starts in solid form. Finished third last out in the stakes coming in Gulfstream in February. So I think that's an interesting play, and you get 12-1 odds on that, which is a much more comfortable bet to make in a mandatory race where the whole leaderboard can turn on you. But the 1 is probably my favorite horse.
So just bet in the race, yeah.
To bet. You're on that as
So,
well?
yeah, and I've got a value pick, too. Ryan, who was your pick here? Sorry?
It was the 8, Mo Fox Given.
The 8. Okay, so the 8's 5-1 right now. So my sneaky long shot pick is the 4. That's going to be Creval d'Oro. Just looking at the race 2 back on the turf, ran on all-weather last out, and kind of took a little bit of a step back. But the horse's turf form fits here, and it's a little bit of a... I mean, this is a deep field. It's a nice field, but at 9-1, I don't see the 4 finishing off the board. So if you want a horse just going to hit the board, the 9 will hit the board. The 4 will hit the board at 9-1. I also thought, as a long shot on the outside, Vive Vouve or Vive Vouve, 9-2. Vive Vouve, how are we going to Vive Vouve?
I think it's not Vive Vouve.
Vive Vouve sounds good.
I think it's Vive Vouve.
Vive Vouve, yeah, it does look like Vouve. What did I say, Vive initially?
Vive Vouve sounds a lot better.
It does.
Really
It's
fun to
probably
say,
wrong.
but it's not right.
I believe
Day
it's Vive Vouve.
This
but
is
Vive
day
Vouve
4
is
in Vegas.
my new favorite pronunciation for
Vive
that.
Vouve.
This horse has been running slightly longer. Last time at a mile on the turf, you got to go way back, was one of her best races. So Vive Vouve, the 12 horse. So yeah, I may play like a try here with the 4, the 1, the 12.
Better get it in though,
And I
because you keep missing
I
these
did
bets.
like Noel's 11 a little bit too. So yeah, I'm gonna do a bet.
Yeah,
I'll
the
make it.
11 was my third pick as well. What are the odds on the 11?
Oh look, Peter's got
That's
Vive
11-1 right now,
11-1.
the 11. Not
Vive
bad.
Vouve.
Vive Vouve.
Another horse to keep in mind is the 15 uphill dance that draws, or the 16, uphill dance that draws in off the AE list. Was 6-1 on the morning line, but has been a little bit forgotten about. Has some races to get back to in
and
order to
he's
be
like-
competitive. But Rosario and Bill Mott on the turf.
And Sneaky sort of on the next page. You know that when this
Yeah.
happens, like the
Yep.
next page thing. So no one looked at this horse.
Those are the horses that always beat me. Like, I'm about to win, and then here comes a horse on the outside. I'm like, who even is the horse?
Yeah. I didn't know this horse was in the race.
Yeah. I'm guaranteed to lose to that horse.
All right, I'm gonna do a little try key box, I think, with the 4. I'm gonna throw that 16 in just for fun. Who was the other one I said I liked?
Vive Vouve?
Vive Vouve. Should I put the 8 in? No, who did I have? I had the 1, 4, 11, 12. So 4's keyed, 11, 12. And then you know what?
You don't have the 4.
Which one?
The 4.
The 4's keyed. The 4 is my
Oh.
key horse. Who else should I throw in? Do I throw in Mo
Great.
Fox Given or do I throw in Princess?
I say you throw in the 8, but that's biased.
You know what? I'm just gonna make this ticket really expensive and throw in both of them.
All right.
All right, here we
Lock
go.
and loaded.
Here we go. This is gonna be a disaster.
Happen. I've
Um,
seen you do this and hit thousands of dollars.
That
it
escalated.
actually it has happened on this.
I know,
on this
on
show.
air, live.
That escalated
so-
quickly, Dan.
Right?
That really escalated quickly.
Getting crazy over here.
It's Vegas. I haven't really bet much today, so we're doing it. All right, so that's it. I just threw another 21 place. Wait, where did that money
I don't
come
know,
from?
though. If you're ever looking for Dan in Vegas, you will find him at the blackjack table.
Yes, you will.
Yeah.
This panel is just an example of why this is a great tournament race and a great mandatory race that they picked, right? Because we're all over the place
Yeah.
in here.
This is a very competitive
Yeah.
race.
Yeah.
All over the place with prices.
So this is the type of race, especially at this point in the day, you're really going to hear this the room going crazy. I mean, you have a whole bunch of double-digit odds horses in here that could make a huge difference for people.
Absolutely.
I hate mandatory races as a player. They're so stressful. You're just like, God, I just get it over with.
They're stressful because there's so much pressure to be
There's
right.
So much pressure to be right. Absolutely. To be right or for the favorite to win. But, I mean, that feeling when, like, a 20-1 comes in a mandatory race that you're not on is just like your heart is just
rips your heart out.
sinks to the to the bowels of the earth. Like
Yes.
it is so tough, and that's part of it. Being able to come back from that and
Yeah. It's a mental game. It really is. Like even just being in again that last chance contest the other day, the second like a decent price went on hit, I was like, all right, I'm done. I've got to now just pick all 50-1 shots. But you got to get better than. By the way, the payouts, that's nice, man. 1680. Let me just look at what I missed. 1680 to win on American Promise. The $194 for $1 exacta. Omaha. Good lord. Those are decent little pads, and it's been all chalk at Colonial the past couple of days too. So this is like the first long shot result. After this race at Gulfstream, by the way, and Bobby's got 7, 8, 12 in the race. So first time Bobby's actually shared a pick before the race went off. We appreciate that.
Here we go.
I'm just kidding, Bobby. I think I missed it.
Bobby.
I love Bobby. I would never mess around. So the next mandatory after this would be race 9 at Oakland, which is at 2:44. So we'll keep an eye out for that. All right, Gulfstream, they're going in the gate now, race 10. Let's see. How's this leaderboard looking? Still the same, any movement? Yeah, still about the same.
This could move it in a hurry. I don't know about the top spot. The guy has a good lead, but there's going to be a lot of shuffling here,
Definitely.
I would suspect.
Yeah, we have a huge gap from first to second, $40, $41. That's pretty big. We have had some shifting on the leaderboard, though. Second place, Joseph Folk, who was really up there kind of trading punches with Dan for a long time, is now dropped to 6. We've got, 4 people who've hopped up ahead of him, but still really within range, only $10, $15 separating them all.
All right, so the horse is just about in the gate now at Gulfstream, 10th race. This is the 4th to last mandatory race of the day. Again, if you're just tuning in, we're going to find out who makes it to the final day, who makes it to Sunday with a chance to win $800,000 tomorrow. At the very least, you make it tomorrow, you win $10,000. So top 10% makes $10,000. All right, so they are off at Gulfstream. Looks like the 5 is on the lead. Kerry, big long shot at probably, 50-1?
24-1.
The odds? Yeah, 24-1. Let's see.
The 12, Vive Vuve.
Green it?
Yeah,
Very wide into that first turn.
Vive Vuve doing.
Vive
very
you
wide.
ruined that horse for me forever.
I know.
Vive Luze? 24-1 for Kerry, so that price is a little lower than I expected.
For everyone that backed the number 1, moving on up, great spot.
Oh yeah, moving on up isn't a nice spot. Where's the 4 at? That was
Out the back. The
I
4
guaranteed
is
would hit the
dead last
board
right now.
Oh no, we're definitely winning this race.
The back marker.
Yeah, look, I love seeing this little pressure now. Now they're all like vying early, midway down the backstretch. Gonna set up for a closer. I'm happy. Now we just need a trip from off the pace.
There we go, yeah.
A whole bunch of horses just lagging back there. That
There are.
They're not going fast, but it's a contested pace.
It
they
is.
are just going at each other. Vive Vuve is moving. I see her
And,
flying.
Wide both turns. She'd be so much the
Ryan's
best if she wins here.
Ryan's Mo Fox Given is right up there.
All right, bring my
Yeah,
4 from
the
that.
3
Come on,
wide
this
turn.
There's a
4.
huge chance.
4 is coming.
Oh, he's too far back. I mean, come on, 4.
Princess!
Somebody
Oh,
fly
moving on
this.
up, got the split.
Wow, the 1, too good.
Top pick.
7 is still moving. 4 is going to finish 4th, since I bet.
So,
Yeah.
Hi, Dan.
Oh, though. Yep. That looks so cool. It's too bad that wasn't on camera. Can we recreate that?
Hey, high five, Dan.
That was great.
We're so cool. All right, so the
so
1 went
cool.
off 3-1. Did the 7 hold second at 7-2?
I think it just
Might have.
missed. I think the ear 8 horse got
Oh,
up
the
to
8
second
eight
by
net
like a
for
nose
second?
over the 7. Yeah. Here, you'll see it here.
Moving on up.
Moving
Man,
on up.
To the
What-
east side.
Did you
Oh.
hit?
To a
Wait.
deluxe
Did
apartment in the
this
sky.
try come to fruition?
No, it did, 'cause I keyed the 4.
Oh, duh.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 8 Mo Fox Given.
I
did
said 1 was my top
just
pick.
get up.
Damn
Yeah.
shame. The
Keyed a
4
different
didn't do
horse.
much.
It sounds like, is Rachel, do we know if Rachel's ready? Anybody? Rachel? Is Rachel ready? All right, no one's
Paging
listening to
Rachel.
us.
No, we don't know. Okay.
Oh, Rachel's going to text me now because I don't think Greg is listening to me at all. What is Greg listening to if not us?
Has to be the Kendrick Lamar halftime show, right?
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, Greg? Is Rachel standing by? All right, Rachel is standing by. Can we toss it to Rachel?
Greg just had a moment. It's all right.
All right, you guys. I am back here at a similar setting as yesterday, but this time I wanted to give you all of the insider tips on how to get into Jim's hammock here, okay? This went pretty smoothly yesterday. We're going to see how it goes today. So what do you think, Jim? I should just... Oh, I don't want to run you over. Sit in the middle, swing the legs up. I don't know. That felt pretty smooth. Did that look?
Oh,
did that
so
look pretty smooth?
Yeah, very. So graceful.
Oh, okay.
Is Jim
all
about to
right.
read a speech to us? What has he got there?
Jim, Dan on the set wants to know what you've got here. If you're preparing to read a speech, you've got the readers on. Is this an official statement from the Oval Office?
Yes. Yesterday with the impromptu interview, a little nervous, probably a little drunk, and just forgot to mention a few things. Most importantly, with regards to the PDJF, I was probably talking about, drop money off in the box, but obviously the people watching online can't. So please go to pdjf.org/donate and donate now, whether it's $1, $5, whatever you can give would be great. I also forgot to mention, I take the hammock and palm tree on the road for various charity events and things around town. So there's a couple upcoming. Please allow me. So first, in early August, we'll be back at the York Beach Karaoke Festival, hosted by Tammy and Fan, and that benefits the free rides program they have up there. And then in the fall, at the North Andover Wine Party, hosted by Kelly and Mike, it benefits Ascots for Tots. So thank you for that. And then most importantly, because I got some angry emails from the family, I forgot to mention them yesterday. So I would like to thank my beautiful wife, Elena. She's gorgeous and smart. So obviously we're a perfect yin and yang, because I am neither of those. And she started me down the path of the chill movement. Most guys in their midlife crisis, although I'm a little past that, ask for a fast car or a big truck. And she was smart enough to know, no, Jim just needs a hammock and a palm tree. So thank you, Elena, for that. And then
renewing vows here?
All
What's
the kids.
happening?
Again, they were upset. I mentioned my 2 drinking buddies and not them. So I just want to say hi to, hold on, what are their names? No. Adam, Jared, Jacob, Lauren, and Aislinn. We have combined 5. Very proud of them all. They're all, productive, tax-paying citizens, so we're very happy about that. And Adam, the oldest, is getting married in May, and he's definitely marrying a smart girl, Anna, because she has told me 5 times already the palm tree and hammock are not coming to the wedding reception. So thank you for allowing me to capture that, which will allow me back into the house when I get home.
That was beautiful, Jim. And I'm not just saying that because of where I'm reporting from. That really was awesome. Can I just say, an added touch today that's really taking me to vacation is this shirt. Can you tell us a little bit about the Minions in Hawaii?
Yes. Ironically, last year at this tournament, I met a gentleman named Rip from Florida, and he had a Jaws shirt on, and you see my Jaws blanket. And I said, "Oh my God, man! Hi, where did you get that shirt?" So he told me the company's name, and ever since then, I've been buying shirts, or the kids have been buying shirts. So we have the Minions, SpongeBob, SquarePants, and a few other kind of crazy stuff. And when the kids give it to me for Father's Day and my birthday, they said, "Dad, we're so happy that you embrace, the old fat man look." And so we got the Minions on today. Tomorrow we're tossed between SpongeBob or the Pink Flamingos. I was trying to vision before I left my victory speech of winning the tournament in the Pink Flamingo shirt. But apparently I only have to pass about 550 more people to win tomorrow. So I do not think that'll happen. So
Oh my gosh. But hey, you can still be best dressed and not officially in the winner's circle. So what is it like being in this position in a tournament at this stage where you feel like, you're behind the lead, you've got a lot of people to pass? Like, where's your head at right now?
Very, very good question. Unfortunately, I'm familiar with this from last year as well. But you just still try to have fun, try to move up the leaderboard, improve your standings so that your friends at home who aren't here won't make fun of you when you get back. I did get some emails from friends last night saying, man, you're almost in last place. What's going on? And I said, don't forget, I'm here and you're not. So that's one thing. But, yeah, you just try to have fun. My goal today was really just to move up, up the leaderboard to kind of save face. There was a 50-1 shot at Gulfstream a few minutes ago that certainly would have helped. And Danny from Saratoga said, hey, you should look into that horse. And I did, and I said, I don't see it, and then he wins. So the good news about losing a lot of bets are they give you these free drink tickets here.
Oh, love that. Look at that. Can we get a spread on
Yeah,
these?
so these
Bring
are the ones
some
I
back.
haven't used
Oh, yeah,
yet.
please.
The staff here is fantastic. My best friend Mike, the bartender, who I've now hung out with for 3 years in a row. I walk up and he knows Bombay Sapphire and Tonic. There's the guy. So again, so to kind of get back to your question, you just
What was the question?
you can't hit 10 long shots in a row and get into the money area. So it was really just about to save face and kind of move up the leaderboard and not come in last, essentially. So I think I may be in last at this moment.
Again, the point of this is you're here. You're one of the most elite horse players in the U.S. We were getting some questions from the set. I don't know if you're willing to part with any of your drink tickets, but it sounded like Dan was chirping back there, like he might be interested in some drink tickets. Dan, I think you got to spend your own damn money. I'm sorry.
Wait, I'll tell you. I am. We are all
I'll tell you
so.
what, Dan.
Yeah.
Let me use some. Then when I pass out in the hammock, just rifle through my shirt pocket and you can keep the rest.
I think that's
Deal.
a fair compromise.
There it is.
Deal. Sounds good. We'll do it. That's the plan.
Great.
Thanks, Ray.
Of course, Jim. A pleasure as always. Enjoy the rest of this tournament, and you guys stay tuned on if I make it out of this hammock again. Getting in, graceful as ever, exiting. I don't know. Should I try and do that right here?
Yeah, we want to
We'll
see
roll
it.
over. Oh.
Moves into business. Oh,
Wow.
she nailed the
applause,
dismount.
applause. All right.
Jim,
Nicely done.
everybody. Best vibes at the NHC.
All right.
Back.
Well, that's got to be a permanent segment, I think, on every show.
Has to be.
Yeah. So, he's the best.
Really feeling it?
I'm thinking, like, now that he's knocked out, maybe he'll join us on the set tomorrow since he's got nothing to do tomorrow. So, Santa Anita's going right now, race 4. There's a 6-1 shot in the lead, followed by a 7-1 shot. We'll keep an eye on that. And then the other thing we're keeping an eye on is the next mandatory race here. There are 3 more left. It's going to be Oakland race 9, which is in 25 minutes. Noel, can you set us up for Oakland race 9?
Somebody else want to take the lead?
Got you.
Ryan?
Yeah, race 9 at Oakland, your next mandatory. I love the number 5, She's a Dreamer. The Connections thought highly enough to put this one in Open Maiden Special Weight Company, given it was at Sam Houston. But then faced Maiden Special Weight Company versus State Breds here at Oakland. Won easily and comfortably, and I like the step up and improvement from start 1 to start 2. Steps into a logical spot here. Should get a decent trip, should sit right off the pace, and I hope this one just kind of powers home like she did last time.
Which made sense to me as well, is currently 7-1. That was a close finish at Santa Anita. Do we know who won that, Noel? Did you get a look at that?
That looked like the 6 at 5-1.
6? Okay. All right. All right, so Ryan's got the 5. She's a Dreamer.
The
Noel,
outside
you...
horse.
Yeah, well, just looking at it, at the tote board, I would maybe take a stab with. I do like the 5, by the way, but I would take a shot with the 2, Stephanie Starfish. The horse's maiden win first out in the career was good enough, and the last race was bad enough. Just to me, sends up some red flags here that, something went wrong there clearly last time.
The horse steadied in the notes at least. So.
Yeah, and I didn't watch the replay of the race or anything. I think the horse is about 12-1. And the horse was good enough in that first start where, the horse rebounds and the horse is right there today.
Yeah, that horse provides some great value, definitely off that last effort. Steadied at the start, but just never really lifted a hoof, but gets back to that debut effort, and that's going to put her certainly close.
Absolutely, and it was an impressive debut win. Just for the level. You're talking about Arkansas breds, right? But I mean, this horse, kind of made a mid-race move in there, and then a lot of times those just fade out, and especially if they're Arkansas bred types. But this one just extended in the stretch, and again, the last race just too bad to be true, I think.
Outside horse in here. I know 14 hole in a 6 furlong race is tough, but I think they got a long way, breaking on the track here to get into
We're really
position.
seeing the same things today, to be honest.
Are we really? I think this horse goes to the lead and wires the field. Like, that's what I think. I think this is a hard-hitting veteran, shows up really strongly in early speed. Time from US does have the pace projector of this horse being the pace setter and actually winning. Excellent record at Oakland. 3 wins, 4 seconds, 2/3 and 14 starts, and finished a good third one last seen in mid-February. So I like that. You're not getting a huge price. I think the last time I looked, I don't know where the Oakland is.
Sitting around 7-2.
7-2. But still, I mean, decent horse to bet. So you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I have a couple other horses I like at prices. I like the 2 horses on the outside, actually, which concerns me, especially with the 13, because the 13 doesn't have as much speed. He's going to have to close, and usually making that wide sweeping closing move at Oakland doesn't work for anyone. So I probably shouldn't bet any money on the 13, but I think I watched the 3 back replay where she was beaten by the 4 horse, Q's Your Mama, and I actually like Q's Your Mama.
No, that's my other one.
Yeah,
Dan,
right.
You stole my notes.
No, we're literally we're seeing things because I think the 4 is legit. My only concern with the 4 was she might take pressure from a couple of other horses to her outside, and that would obviously compromise her. But I think she also has the ability to kind of sit just off, but she doesn't really pass horses. So I don't know. She can't be too far off, and she won't. I like the inside draw to a certain extent, but I think there are 3 or 4 horses to the outside that might complicate things. What's going on? Oh, there you didn't have to. You didn't have to.
The drink tickets have come through.
Infamous drink tickets. We need to
All right.
find Rachel.
Yeah, Greg's like, save one for me.
Yeah, please, God, give me a margarita.
Ryan's like, give me one of those, goddammit.
But also on the 4, some powerful jockey trainer stats over here. Not a huge sample size, but winning at a 25% rate and over a $5 ROI. So this is not on favorites. And this horse is currently 11-1 on Deer. Formulator projection is 20-1. It's projected to tick up on our projected odds, which would be pretty sick in the tournament.
So no one said anything that I didn't like in terms of picks. My picks are 14 for. Did I mention the 10 yet?
No.
I like the 10 a little bit as well.
Maybe you
I
did.
basically named I like half the field. So.
So let's play them all in a try. Is that what you're going to tell me next?
Well, no, super. Third off the layoff, Donnie Von Hemel, 18% with dirt allowance horses at Oakland the past couple of years. I think there's a lot of good signs here. I mean, obviously that last race was nice. It is a big jump up from that maiden 50 level to win against winners first time out. I get it, but I think this horse might be quality. So. I don't know. I don't know what the horse is going to be.
Well,
10, 14 to 1.
Once again, our panel just demonstrating, right? They pick these mandatory races for a reason, right? And they
make an argument for
these are
multiple.
good races. I mean, when you can go down a big field and have 4 people sitting up here making case for all different horses, that just demonstrates what the race is all about.
Have we talked about the 9 yet, Plinko Chick?
I don't think we have.
I can talk about the 9 Plinko Chick. This is an improving
like the
horse
name
race
of the
by
horse.
race. I know, it's a fun name. McLean Robinson.
Right fan.
McLean Robertson, is 19% with maiden winners last out in dirt sprints. So maybe he just figured this horse out. Obviously won pretty nicely last time, came from off the pace. Sometimes chaos happens at Oakland. This one's currently sitting at 8-1, but projected around 11-1. So also some good value in there.
All right. If we have to pin everyone down to one pick.
I'm taking the 5.
The 5.
2 for me. Stephanie Starfish.
Yeah, nice price, big price. Well, actually 12-1, but still 2 scratches, but 12 to 1's a nice price. And you're going to stick with the 14?
I'm going to give you two. I'm going to give you my betting pick and a tournament pick.
Okay,
Because
let's
they're
do
just
that.
two completely different things. You don't play the
Okay.
same. So for the tournament, the 4
Okay.
and a mandatory. For betting, the 14.
Okay. I'm going to give you my main pick and then two contest plays.
two contests. Okay.
I'm going to go with the 14-2 one way or another as my top pick, and then I'll go with, I'm going to give you 3 contest picks, the 4, 10, and the 13. I think
Gotta pick 2. You can't even have 3 entries in this.
all right.
Double qualified, you play.
I'll do the 4 and the 13 as sort of my long shot plays, and I'll leave the 10 out of the mix for now. So that means if you're watching, bet the 10.
There you go. I'll go 5 and 9. So I'll go Plinko Chip from off the pace, and the 5, She's a Dreamer from just off.
Okay. Noel, do you have any
have
any second or third
Peter
choice?
thinks Plinko's
Well, we
gonna win.
had mentioned the 5. She's a Dreamer. I mean, I would take that horse for my exactas along with the 2. She's a Dreamer makes a lot more sense, just superficially, and that's why you have lower odds on that. But I mean, I have nothing against any horse that's been mentioned up here by anybody. I mean, I think it's that kind of wide open race.
What about the 7, Timbavati? This is a 5-2 morning line horse, now 5-1. Won last out at Oakland in February, coming from, really on the lead, sitting in 3rd, but just like a neck and a length off of the leader. I like the odds that are happening on this horse. I think that's really, if we keep it, which it looks like the projected odds say it is going to stay higher than the morning line, double the morning line. So, beat today's rival, Fly Like the Wind, last time. So
I give a look to the 7, Timbavati. I thought that the trip last out, she just sat a nice trip. She didn't have much pressure from the outside and was able to kind of come home nicely. But the trip 2 back, she faced a lot of pressure to her outside and just kind of folded after dueling. And I think with the 14 drawing in, the 14 has a bunch of speed, and then some horses to her outside that might give her some trouble. But if she breaks clean and gets out, to an early lead and doesn't have that pressure from the outside, I think that could give her a real shot. And she provides some really nice value right now.
After this race at Oakland, there are going to be 2 more mandatory races. Gulfstream Park race 12, that'll be at 3:20 Pacific, and then Oakland race 11 at 3:50 Pacific. Noel and Ryan, I think you're going to be leaving us in the next, 15, 20 minutes or so. We're going to bring in a few other guests. Do you have picks in those last 2 mandatories that you want to share? Gulfstream, we could start with Gulfstream 12. How did you approach that one? That's also a very interesting race, and yeah.
Gulfstream race 12 was definitely a tough one. Another great mandatory race picked out here, competitive field. I went with the number 3 Milazzo. Dylan Davis, Antonio Sano team up. Blinkers on for this one in the occasion. They wanted to get this one on the turf last time out, but it came off, so they ran it on the synthetic. Ran very decent. So I think they want to get this one onto the turf. I'm looking for some improvement. You should get a good price. This one was 15-1 on the morning line. I'm hoping for somewhere around that, maybe 10-1.
Okay. No, you got anything there?
I actually bet this race already because I didn't know how long I'd be up on this this panel. But I bet the 7, 8, 11 in exactas and trifectas. For a tournament pick, out of those 3, you'd have to go with the 7, the Great Oscar. It's 15-1 in the morning line. 2 races ago, the race at Tampa stacks this horse up right in this in the quality of the other horses in today's race. Again, it's another horse, just like my pick in this upcoming race, that's coming off of a clunker sort of a race. But they put the blinkers on. The jockey comes with the horse. After all Tampa races so far in the horse's career, and I just. When you're talking about horses that are in the 12, 15-1 range, you're just looking for things that you will like about them that are going to give them a chance, right? And 2 races ago, that race at Tampa for the Great Oscar gives that horse a chance versus these. So 15-1 is worth it for me.
Well, I said we'd do the last mandatory race as well, but now we have an update, and that is, let's take a look at the leaderboard here. Dan Piazza with a massive lead here. This is kind of not normal to have this big of a lead throughout the day.
My Italian
and
table.
Standing by with him here momentarily will be Rachel. She's right behind us. So yeah, Rachel.
Yes, we are ready. We are here. I'm here with the man who is currently leading all of these 600-plus players, Dan. How are you feeling today?
Nervous. Good.
You seem.
Having a good time at the table with my friends.
I know you've got a good group of people and friends around here with you. Is this something that you all look forward to every single year?
Absolutely. You look forward to seeing old friends and meeting new friends.
And have you been in this position before at this tournament and at this stage of the contest?
Never in my life.
Really? How does it feel?
Different. I mean, it's strange. Everything is different. So do we make a pick that's really conservative, or do we continue playing, medium to long odd horses? So you got that dilemma where if you weren't in this position, I'd probably just always go for the more value.
And have you changed your strategy at all given the lead that you have, or are you just kind of sticking with your guns, staying on the horses that you had originally chosen, or are you finding yourself overthinking?
Not overthinking, not trying to change any picks if I made a pick, because that always gets me in trouble, and just kept the same strategy that I used yesterday and the day before and the day before that.
And where are you from? Where's your home base?
I'm out of Chicago, Illinois.
And do you frequent the races out there, or how did you originally get into the game?
My friends brought me to the game. I was very lucky to have a lot of friends that were interested in horses. And then I sort of got bit by the contest bug, the betting bug, and that just got me more and more involved. And then I got involved with Crown's Way Racing. And that's a syndicate or an LLC where we own horses and we race them in. We were racing them in Illinois at Arlington, and now we've moved them all to Kentucky.
All right, great. We love to see it. Well, maybe you'll be at Keeneland or Churchill or some other track.
Absolutely. I'll be at the Kentucky Derby, Kentucky Oaks. I'll be there all week for the Derby week, and Lexington usually opens the week before.
Rachel.
Right, well, a horse enthusiast, a horse player. Dan, do you have a question from the set for Dan?
Yeah, it's more an observation, and then we'll give the other Dan, I think the Dan of the hour, an opportunity to respond to it. Karma, right? That's a real thing, and if it's worth anything or if it means anything, I've heard that Dan is a big supporter and contributor to the TAA all year round, and so good things coming to him now.
Dan's saying that you are a big supporter of the TAA, and he believes in karma, so are you feeling that positive energy?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, a huge supporter of the thoroughbred aftercare, and good friends with Stacy and knowing Stacy and Emily and all the girls that work for TAA, and just seeing what they do, the process that they go through to accredit a facility to take on the horses, because they're beautiful animals and we've got to give them a home. They live a lot longer in retirement than they do in racing. So I think it's a great organization.
It's true. A small fraction of their lives are on the track, and there's so much that leads up to it and comes out the back end of it. So thank you again so much for everything that you do to support the sport, and best of luck today. I mean, I'm loving this journey for you, and we'll check back in and see how things are shaping up the end of today, but good luck.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Back to you guys.
Thanks, Rachel. That was great. That was a nice interview there. He's getting a little round of applause at the table there. So can do no wrong today or yesterday. The guy is just on fire, and to sustain that kind of momentum throughout, and he's still got a 40-plus point/dollar lead is super, super impressive. Speaking of impressive, we have a new guest at the end of the table here. That's Ben Kudla from Equibase. Ben, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me on. Yeah, we've been here with Racelens and Equibase at the booth, just promoting our handicapping products. So I'm happy to be on and talk about that and get some of these races going. I mean, what a great experience this NHC is. This is my first time here.
Yeah, what do you think?
I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so different than anything else I've ever been to, and just a collection of the best horse players in the world, all right here. So how cool is that?
That's really cool. Let me ask you, so we've put everyone on the spot already about Oakland. It's the next mandatory race, race 9. Do you have that up? Are you ready to chat Oakland race 9 with us?
I do. I went with the 5v here.
Oh, look at that. I think you might have a friend right next to you who's into the 5
write
too.
a little note on there. She, this dam, being peaceful, she's had 5 foals to race with 32% of them winning dirt sprints. So.
Okay.
I love She's a Dreamer in this spot.
There you
I
go.
thought that last effort was really impressive, and I like the way that this race seems to set up for her.
I agree. Horses for courses. I mean, she loves this Oakland track. 1 for 2 lifetime. Eric Asmussen, obviously 2024 Eclipse Award champion for apprentice jockey, but looks pretty good. I know that 7 looks pretty tough as well, but I don't know, just a 33 to a 77 regression or progression, but just a little bit tough for me to go for that. But yeah, she's a dream, and then Terry Yoff, 1 for 2 here at Oakland, and so it could. I don't even know the odds. What are the odds on this horse?
Yeah, it's in the screen behind you.
Around 5 to 1, 6 to 1.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a deal.
That's a great deal.
Definitely
That's
take
a deal.
that. We're gonna bet that one straight.
Yeah, we are.
Honestly, I'm still flying top of the world from American Promise. I've been in Vegas since Wednesday. I've only made one wager this whole time. That was on American Promise.
Awesome.
So.
Man, there we go.
Nice hit.
Yeah.
Hey, it looks like you celebrated because you do have a little bit of hair sticking up the back. We gotta.
Oh yeah, well
Did
I haven't been known for my looks.
Did Ellis put you in a headlock or what? What is that? What did he do to you?
Ellis and I have been going back and forth all day. He can get a little rowdy over there in the booth.
How is he doing, by the way? We had him on yesterday. How are his entries?
Yeah, he's doing great. He's looking. Well,
JD hooking it up.
JD's looking out for me. Very much appreciated. But he's doing great. I think he's on track to be in for tomorrow, so we shall see.
He is?
I believe so. Don't quote me on that. It might have changed.
Okay, so this updated 15 minutes ago, so it's not totally up to date, but he had $127 on one ticket in position 101st, and then his other ticket, not doing so hot, $52 and $584. So he's really
he's
only
within
got
range
one
there.
live.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he probably needs to hit another $50 on it.
Okay.
And he's got,
how many picks does he have left? 5?
This is how many you have done so far, right? Or is it how many you have left? How's the leaderboard work this year?
Look at that, 2, by the way. Yeah. Absolutely loved that horse. Bet down from 9 to 2.
Yeah.
Did you bet it? That's your
No, we've
2-1.
been busy with Racelands. I am thrilled about how many people here are actively using Racelands. Dan Piazza right now is leading the entire.
Is that what the RL means?
That's
on the
what the
leaderboard?
RL means. I mean, talk about an advantage he has over these other players. So, I mean, go up and try it out. We have a free month you can use to see if you like it. There is a card on each one of the players' tables with that promo code to give you that free month. But we're also doing drawings twice a day to get a free Racelands quarterly subscription. So all you got to do is sign up, and then you don't need to do anything. Just grab a hat, a stadium cup, pen. So we really appreciate
the hats
the
are
support.
pretty nice.
Thank you. You get to thank Taylor Ferguson for that, or Benson now, excuse me, for that one on the design. Yeah, and also the race NHC, it's become really popular. We did this for the first time this year. We got the two winners playing, and I think they're both 50th and 70th or something like that. So that's fantastic. We'll be doing that again.
Why the RL is there is because the highest placing finisher who has an active Raceland subscription gets an entry to next year's NHC. So
this is
a little bit of incentive to sign up, which
Jeff Arthur, the guy in 4th, is also a Racelands user apparently. So 2 of the top 4 are Racelands users.
Are you
top
related
players
to
in the
Noel
world.
Kudla?
No, thank you for asking that. I'm not, and I've never ever seen another Kudla in my entire life.
There's one in this room.
Has just been
Have you met
something.
Him?
No,
Found him? You got to figure out where he's
I
at
do.
and go meet this guy.
Maybe tomorrow we'll take a gander and try to find Noel. But
yeah, it's so funny. I mean, I got to go to the bar soon because this is like the time of the day where truly now that's it. People are done. It's drink time.
Drink time.
It's funny. The bar was pretty much empty all day until now. Now again, it's also only 3 in the afternoon, so that could also be why the bar was empty prior to now. But
yeah, and we're all coming from Eastern time. Besides our friend Ryan over here, Mr. San Diego.
It's okay, I operate on East Coast time if I can drink by 5 o'clock.
There you go.
All right, so what do they got? Gulfstream right now?
Gulfstream, and then we have Tony Kalo and Turfway going on in the background as well.
Way back
Another 3 to 5, man.
41 to 1?
Where? No, 3 to 5.
No, a 41 to 1 at Turfway.
Well, that's Turfway.
Wait, who won the Turfway race?
Someone at 45 to 1.
The 3 horse?
The 3.
3-1
Wow.
at Turfway.
Aqueduct race 10. Anybody got anything at Aqueduct race 10?
Maybe the 8. I don't know. That's a tough race. A lot of horses in there in the last at Aqueduct have muddied up form. So I'm going off the connections here. I like the 8. I think the 7 also deserves a shot. Romping last time, but I think the sloppy effort maybe moved that one up. So I'll go to the 8, who has some good dry track runs, and I think the run 2 back with the 84 buyer would definitely put him in the winner's circle here.
Okay, 4-1.
I absolutely love this 2, Venge. What is he at right now?
9-2.
9-2. Okay, yeah. Chris Elliott up there, the son of the legendary Stuart Elliott, and William Morey just absolutely killing it at this meet, winning at a 33% clip, 4 wins from 12 starts. So I love it. So we'll see. We'll see.
This is Aqueduct 8. Is this what we're doing?
We're doing 10.
Okay, I haven't looked at the race, but I am happy to handicap.
Looked at like 400
on the fly.
races today.
Look at too many races. I know. And that's tough for this tournament, is managing all that. All right, 0 minutes to post. Dan, you go first.
I'm going to go with Ben. I'm gonna go with the 2 horse here as well. So
can I just also preface, as contest-wise, the fact you can get a coupled entry? I think, if I was playing a contest, I'd do that. But as a top play, I do like the 2.
Oh, really? You like having you feel like that gives you an advantage as a coupled entry?
Well, if you're playing NHC, you get 2 horses for the price of one.
Yeah, but I feel like the odds reflect the chances for them both to win. I don't know. Personally, I don't usually see a huge advantage with a coupled entry.
They do typically take too much money because it is 2 horses. In
Yeah.
a situation like this, I believe the coupled entry went off around 7-2, which I think is pretty fair. There were a morning line of 8-5. So
and there should have been a 1X in this race, which is wild. I haven't seen that in years.
So the race is already gone, but I just glanced at the time form projector to see what it thought, and it did say should be a slow pace favoring front runners, and agrees with everybody on the 2 Venge. So
all right,
2's taking pressure from a long shot, 21-1.
That's right.
Final Denial. I think I pronounced that one correctly.
I think you got that one.
Vive Vuve.
He's up for the test.
Vive Vuve.
Yeah. Oh, Ellis looks locked. Look at Ellis.
Oh, Ellis
locked in.
He's got something on this
I just want to reiterate how much I love Ellis Starr. I sit next to him in the Equibase office, and we have so much fun every day just talking horses.
There's some good bars. We'll rip this off the screen. We'll give you an update on what's happening.
Stay up there. Stay up there, Chris.
Still up there, even with the pressure.
He is
look
still
at
up
this.
there.
But there's a lot looming here.
Someone's got a drink delivery here.
That's me. Thank you.
Stay up there, Chris.
Come on, Chris.
Well, there's the coupled entry that we should have taken.
Oh, it's 7-2.
I guess so. 7-2, and they're gonna look like win by daylight.
Come on this side. Yeah. You're gonna come here. Just could you come go on the other side?
2 horses for the price of 1 at 7-2 is gonna get you there.
Bada bing, bada boom.
And Rachel.
We're gonna allow you to tap out after.
All right.
We're gonna switch with Emily. She's gonna come in, but thank you for doing
Thanks
this
for
with
having
us
me.
again.
Look
We
forward to being
appreciate
back.
it.
Ryan, always a pleasure, my man.
All right, we'll have Emily Gulfstream coming in, and you've got a drink
Rachel
now.
came in clutch. Well, first Jim did with the drink tickets, and then Rachel went in. Got me this margarita, which is small but powerful, I was told. There's multiple shots in there.
Well, here comes this Oakland Race 9 about to go in. And then we got the Whitmore after this.
Well, we're let me see if that 5 comes through here. We're gonna keep an eye on
She's
that
a
one.
dreamer.
Emily, I know you're coming on, and they're. Oh, we got it. We got a minute. I was gonna have you scream out your pick.
Yeah, you've got time to talk about
but
it.
We've got time. I didn't.
The Oakland race.
It's not until it's not this one. Oh no, it is this
Yeah,
This
one.
is one. It's about to go down. Oakland Race 9. Dan, recap
Okay.
who you liked at that one.
So I remember I went through the entire field. I said I liked
Yeah.
each of them. So not very helpful in this race. But no, I did. I think both those were in agreement. We liked the horse on the outside.
Yeah.
We thought the horse could potentially clear, get to the front, and that horse is at 5-2. And then as a long shot or a couple long shots, I like the 4 Q's Your Mama, and the horse that came out of that race 3 back, the 13 Cashmere Baby. So they're going into the gate. I'm going to make a few bets if I can. And Emily, I'm going to let you if you get stuff to load in time.
No, I'm good. Do I sound good? Am I?
Yeah, you sound great.
Okay,
Go
perfect.
for it.
Yeah, I thought this race was actually. I think it's tough for maidens to step up and take on winners for the first time, but there's a few in here that could handle it. The horse I'd be most interested in, just looking at the board, is his slides away from me is number 9 Plinko Chip, one that has the foundation in here, is moving forward, ran a better than look race, going back to that December 22nd race, broke the last out, made a big move in order to break the maiden, comes out of a common race with She's a Dreamer, who ran really well first out at Sam Houston, had to overcome a slow start, but ran a big number, stepped up on this circuit. And then the other one that's stepping up from a maiden win is number 12 Queen Mallard's, probably going to be the shorter of that trio, one that has a little bit more foundation but has some class going back to last season. Good luck, everybody.
Look at you.
That was so much. That was fantastic. Right before the gates open.
Lord. All right, next time we're gonna tee you up with 12 seconds to the race.
Yeah, you got it.
No. Good Lord. Okay, so Oakland race 9. The feed here. Okay, we do have the feed up. Can I put this feed up? All right, here it is. So
there you go.
Here's the race.
There you go. She's a Dreamer.
All right, so we're caught 3 wide, not where we wanted to be.
That's tough out there. Try to be a front runner from the 14 hole.
Ain't fun out there. Plinko was a horse that a couple people liked before you got on.
And the horse opened up pretty short. It was a 15-1 morning line, which I thought was a little bit high, but she's drifted up. Even from when I was talking, was 9-1, is now 12-1. Is getting a free trip. They went pretty quick, 22. It seems like it's kind of hard to make up ground at Oakland Park today, but not impossible.
Oh, She's a Dreamer. I'm dreaming. Coming up on the rail. Sneak on up there.
Our 4's bringing up the rear, Dan.
Yeah, 4 is not too hot.
Our 14 is.
I mean, they are going pretty good speed
fast,
for.
Queen Mallard.
I mean, yeah, you're 12. You gave that one a look, yeah.
Yeah. That 12 was the one that I thought made a lot of sense, but was probably the
Here you go with
shortest of
this
the
5.
three.
Here you go, She's a Dreamer. Get on up there.
All right.
Get on up
down
there.
to 2.
Got it. 5's got
Get on
run.
up there.
5's got it.
Woo!
Look at this guy coming in hot. Ben comes in hot.
And usually I never win at Oakland, I'll be honest.
Yeah. It was, there was those 3 maiden horses that were stepping up that had some ability. 2 of the 3 ran 1-2. 9-2 over, it was a good price on the 12, all things said and done, 5-1.
Wow.
I can't
and there's
believe that
Plinko
horse is
Chip
nice.
on the gallop out.
On the gallop out, wins the gallop out for fun.
Now this mare, being peaceful. Geez, with Dirt Sprinter's lifetime progeny. That's got to be over 40%.
Yeah, you pulled that
now.
stat. Yeah.
There you go.
This was
part of that stat is this horse. You know that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. She's but one of 5 to race that takes that into account.
Who finished? Did the 9 get up for? Not that I hit
No,
it, but
no,
the 9.
I think
the
it's
14 hold third.
Yeah.
I think he did. Yeah.
I mean, 14 ran a nice race for being wide all the way around. So.
But you see how the track? It's hard to make up ground in that course. I mean, they went so pretty quick. The second quarter's slow.
Yeah.
But it's not a lot of movement in there.
Yeah. Leaderboard not accounting for that race. Just to give you that look at it one more time. Dan Piazza still with that.
And he has a second entry too. We haven't even talked about that.
Top
which is
50
doing
or
well.
top 100?
Yeah, his second entry is also in the money. He's in 44th with 149.98 on that second one. So, I mean, he's looking at doing what I did last year, having 2 in the final cut, which is a good feeling. You know, you're walking out with minimum 20K, but he's walking out with, I think he'll be at the final table with that 260, honestly. Even if he didn't make any more, I think that might be enough to get him to the final table.
Yeah, it could be. It seems like the scores are a lot lower this year, and there's not a lot of movement, and there's a lot of clumping. I know it's like floating here, but what's the difference between like 10 and let's say 50 right now? Just dollar-wise, like 181 versus.
Probably scroll. See what it's down here.
So down here. So 50th place is 148.
See? So it's like $30.
Yeah.
Wait, what did I say it was?
181.
Yeah,
so
so you're like $30 between
10 to 1. You're a 10 to 1 from
being in the top 10. So it's like everything is so tight. There really hasn't been a lot of, there was the 250 to 1s that ran 1-2 at Gulfstream Park, but other than that, there's been no.
It was just that Turfway horse. I don't know if anybody
horse.
in the room had it, or I'm assuming somebody had the horse.
Well,
but
this leaderboard
did you hear any
was
noise around then? I
I didn't hear much, but I was kind of.
Joe Johnson is in the top 10. I sat with him last year.
I was going to say, who's Joe Johnson?
Joe is awesome. So he's at table 47, Rock on table 47 with Judy Wagner. They have a whole crew, and John Fisher is in 4th place. Oh my gosh, all my friends are doing good. This is exciting. But yeah, Joe owns some horses with me and is a really great guy. So happy for that. And John Fisher, so he is been here a ton of times. Like, he was an NHC mentor for my mentor, and I don't think he's ever made the cut.
Oh, cool.
And now he's sitting
really?
in fourth
Wow.
place on the table. So really good handicapper, kind of struggled in the past with this type of tournament. Drink tickets. Drink tickets.
I was about to hand them here whatever this is.
My drink.
Margarita.
My small but strong margarita. Yeah, so that's super exciting for John.
It would be here. It's just not. It's not loaded.
By the way, who do we like at Santa Anita Race 5 going in the gate? I don't know if anybody can beat this 7, but I would love to hear if anybody else has any other ideas. First and early pace rating, late pace rating, second average class, first and average speed, 29% trainer, but 4 to 5, brutal. 7 to 2 morning line as well.
I'm not going to lie to you. I haven't looked at this race, but I will take a look now. I've looked at the
Emily,
mandatories, my
is
friend.
it easy enough to pull up?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I have it pulled up right now, and now I'm just I'm calculating like where the odds are as far as beating the 7. I mean, the 7, I guess it's going to come down to trip, because if it's based on how they run on the main track and how they ran at the non-winners at 2, could be a little bit further off the pace. Maybe that's the one kind of knock in terms of trying to work out a trip at that point, as I skipped ahead. But some of these other horses have run at the non-winners at 3. Seems like the 5 is already getting action. 1 could fall into a trip, but he's come up short at this level.
Excuse me. Yeah, if I was going to try.
You get an echo now? Yeah. Oh, it's this thing again. All right. There we go. We should be good now.
Okay.
All right.
If I was going to try to beat the favorite, I'd probably do it with the 5. But this is not a race, if I'm in this tournament, that I would be betting on, I don't think.
I agree with you there.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially because you could get the 7 or the 2 to at least run second, and in a small horse field, it's going to just crush your place price. Yeah, I think the 7 is really no value. I mean, even money, you can see the horse winning, but it's not fair odds by any means on this horse.
Yeah, he's bet down quite a bit.
The race that they're probably keying off of is the race at Los Alamitos, which is a completely different race. And that was a new top for that horse. They're coming off 41-day freshening.
Well, he's also finally going back on dirt where he won last time out. You know, going way down in class from a starter allowance 50,000 non-winners of 3 down to a claiming 20 non-winners of 3. So that's pretty hefty drop in class. So we'll see though.
It's a drop in class, but it's closer to a lateral race par.
That's fair enough. Those starter allowances can be tricky to kind of hone in on what those class ratings are.
I mean, he's going 79, 87, 79 to today's 77, 85.
We do have an interview standing by. Before we go to her, real quick, Santa Anita Race 5. Who's the selection?
7. Sorry.
7.
Boring. 7.
I'm going to stab with the 2. I think
2,
that horse
8
is
to 1.
Love it.
I
All right.
think that horse
I love
is
it.
getting overlooked in here. I don't know. It's either can't run and that's why, but we'll see.
I'm rooting for you, honestly.
Yeah, no, I'd like to see the 2 to win for a little bit of action. Is she standing by, Rachel? Do you hear us?
Yes.
All right, take it away.
Yes, I am here with the gentleman who is currently sitting in second place. He's having a little powwow with his dad. He did have that winner in that last mandatory race at Oakland, so calculating payouts and what have you. But Alex, I know that you're locked in right now. How does it feel to be sitting in second place?
It's bonkers. I'm having the time of my life. That's all I got to say about it.
Can you tell me about your past experience at the NHC?
Yeah, this is my 9th year playing and my 10th year being here observing at least. I have once, I think in 2021, I made the cut to Sunday. So 1 for 8 to this point. And now being a little over 200, well over 200, this is probably the most points I've had in any contest, and we're only 3/4 of the way through day 2, so it's going good.
Does this make you think about your strategy at all in a different way, or are you staying true to yourself, sticking to your guns? I also know that you have your dad here with you, which a lot of people come in groups with their family. Does he try and help like steer you, or you steer him? Is that part of the game?
The steering is, like you're saying, to just stay true to what you were picking. There's been a couple times I got antsy, and he was like, well, what did you write down? And that's what we went to. It's how we got to that 5 I just hit, because I was, where do I go? There's too many horses. And we just talked it out to get back to basics. So thinking about my strategy is just reinforcing that it can work.
I like that, is consistency. Whatever tournament you're playing in, whether it's here or at home, how different is this to picking ponies at a typical race day versus playing at the NHC?
Well, a typical race day, you got 8 or 10 or 12 races. Here we're picking like 36, and it's 800 people. So it's the same basic idea, just magnified a million times.
So if you could give a message to anyone that is your age and is looking to get into the sport, into the game, what would you tell them?
That it's fun, not to take it or themselves too seriously, because as I said, I've made money here and I feel good about that, and I feel great about how today's going. But the other 9 years I've been here didn't go so good, so you kind of just got to roll with the punches.
And it's Vegas at the end of the day. You can find a way to have fun.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I mean, for these 3 days, the only thing that's happening is handicapping and horse racing. But outside of that, sure, plenty of time for fun at Vegas.
Well, Alex DeVito, oh my gosh, Alex DeVito and his dad here. I want to pivot around to this person that sat next to you as well. Do you know her from before at all?
I spent a little time working at the Breeders' Cup before my current job with DraftKings Horse. So we cross paths a little bit, have a little working familiarity. But, this is my first time being with her at the NHC, and sounds like she's doing pretty good for herself.
Okay, all right. So I have a special bonus person to talk to here. Haley Tinebra. I caught her out of the corner of my eye. I know her from Lexington. She works at the Breeders' Cup. And you're here. You're playing in the NHC, girl. Tell me, what's this like? How did you get here?
This is the crazy experience I've ever had in my life. One, I'm so thankful for the opportunity. I don't even know what's going on. So many things are happening, but it's really awesome. I think I'm like $30 away from top 8, like in the 80. So I just got to have some good winners.
So you basically have, you're in it. And you have every potential of kind of cracking and breaking through. How did you qualify, or where did you qualify?
So I qualified on Monmouth Day. I think that was in June. But I won a qualifier on Horseplayers. It was like the $500 one, and put me in. So it was nuts. I couldn't even believe my eyes, but it happened. So it was awesome.
How did you first learn about the tournaments or get into it? Was it by way of Breeders' Cup or people that you knew in the game, or how did you decide, I'm going to do that? I want to play horses.
So it was kind of due to the BCBC. When I first started Breeders' Cup, I'm very new to the industry. I didn't really know what it was, and so I wanted to do my due diligence to learn it, and then I found that the NHC has a very similar tournament, and I was like, let me play in that. Let me try. So, I don't know, just did it there.
I love this. Haley's like, I don't know how I got here. I'm just vibing. I'm just having a good time. Same question that I had asked Alex, are you overthinking things or playing things differently than you would any other time, or are you just kind of rolling with it? What's the strategy here?
I'm rolling with it, not changing strategy, because how I got here is how I got here, so I'm sticking with that. I don't want the nerves to get to me, so I'm just sticking with what I know.
I like it. And you're seeming very calm, cool, and collected. You got beautiful handwriting, I gotta say. No shade to any of the gentlemen at the table, but you see a fair amount of chicken scratch on these days. And Haley's got this beautiful cursive, loopy script over here.
Nice. Rachel, what does Dad think of Alex's move here?
Let's see. Let's question. Thank you, Haley, very much. We're pivoting back around over to Dad. So we got a question from the set. Is what do you think of your kid's strategy and approach in this whole thing? What's it like to see how he's coming along in this tournament?
Well, you have to understand, first off, for the last 9 years, this is every dad's holiday. 4 days, just he and I. He's in his 30s. When else would you get to do that? And you spend all day. You're not going anywhere. You're not watching any ball games. You're talking. It's spectacular. So I look forward to it each year, and we've been blessed 9 years in a row. And once in a while, we do pretty good.
What does it mean to see his name on the leaderboard so high? Does that make you emotional?
Worry about that when it's over. Right now, it's all just, we've seen it change in a minute. And I'll tell you what, the first time he was here, you can ask him, he missed the cut by 40 cents in the last race. The very first time he played. And he had the horse, and the horse finished second, and that he come up 40 cents short. So it's been great. It's great.
Rachel, this is awesome. We're going to take it back, though, because we've only got 2 minutes to the next mandatory race. We've got a handicap.
2 minutes till the next mandatory race.
Tell them
They're
thank you and wish them luck.
Thank you so much. Best of
Exactly.
luck
Get
to
their
everyone.
picks in. Go ahead. Emily, do you want to start this one for us?
Yeah, I thought, this race, we're talking about race 12 at Gulfstream Park. 2 minutes post, luckily it's Gulfstream Park, so we'll know we'll have at least 5. But I thought the approach for this race is you have a lot of horses that are coming out of the February 16th common race. And I don't know if you guys had a chance to go back and watch that race, but the entire field finished in a blanket at the wire. And I just, going from that race, I didn't want a single horse in that race. So process of elimination, I eliminated every horse that came out of the February 16th race. So no to the 1, no to the 2. I'm not going to bore you guys with all of that. Then there's another common race, which is a little bit higher. The horses that are coming out of the February 12th race, I believe, and number 6 Rashid and number 12 Secret Badgent Man. And I didn't think that race was that much higher than the other race. So I didn't really want anybody from that race either. So now I'm down to the point where there's 3 horses. 2 of them are lightly race types. You can almost take the 5 Battle On as a first-time starter. It's been so long since their debut. And Folktale, both those horses are certainly capable for their connections. Folktale sitting at 25-1 and Battle On 9-1. But the horse I'm most interested in here is number 7, the Great Oscar. The Great Oscar debuted at 25,000 at Tampa, ran a good race. They protected him in the 3 races since, has 2 trips on the Tampa turf. They're going to run at Gulfstream Park for 25,000, but I love that move because they're able to run here for 25,000, run for a higher purse. I think there's a lot of intent on that. I love the way that horse ran in those last 2 races, and I knew that horse was going to be a price. So 7.
That was Noel's top pick too. So that and a sneaky.
It's my
sneaky
second
horse.
choice in
Yeah,
here.
13
Great
to 1,
Oscar,
like it.
yeah, and this is also first time blinkers, so it could help you out as well. But I actually do like the Rashid. I know you mentioned you didn't like that one, but it's a Kitten's Joy colt who's been showing really steady progress, solid pace figures. I love Kitten's Joy going long on the turf, and we're getting really good odds, 17-1 in the mandatory. Liking a horse, not like feeling like I'm digging to find a horse, for long odds, but actually really liking a horse at long odds. I'd be all over the 6 Rashid.
Okay, Ben.
Oh man, I'm gonna go for a little bit of a popper here with the 3 Milazzo. What is he at now? 13-1. Dylan Davis, first time riding, usually fares pretty well. I think he's winning like 30% in the past month or so. You're getting blinkers on for the first time, second time's Lasix. Antonio Santos got 2 in here, so I'm kind of guessing his other one's more of a rabbit, but I could be wrong. But this horse looks not too bad. There's a lot of question marks. He also, doesn't look amazing, but they tried to try him on turf last time. It was off the turf. So trying him again, and maybe it all comes together. So I'll go for it at 13-1 with really no clear winner, in my opinion.
Nice. I went with a horse out of the race that Emily threw out. I went with the horse on the rail, the one Relentless Raider. I thought the horse ran a really kind of sneaky race, didn't have room, and I don't know. I mean, if you don't like anyone else in the race, I guess it didn't matter if the horse didn't have room late and we didn't actually get to see him run his race. But I just figured I'd take a shot. I don't love 3-1. I mean,
this is a Gulfstream
like 9-2
and a mandatory with
for
7
a
or 8
contest,
horses, double-digit odds.
I couldn't. Yeah, I also like the 11, which is not going to be helpful to anyone here. So my first price horse that I have would probably be the 5. Battle On. I just thought if you were going to take a stab looking for a price, first-time gelding that hasn't raced since last July at Colonial, running 5 furlongs for Riley Mott,
And Junior's been having a day, by the way.
And Junior being up from Junior's won a couple of races for Riley. I just thought if you wanted to take a stab at this stage of the game, you could take a stab with that horse. So that's all I got for a price would be the 5 here.
Battle on. Well, so we've got the 5, 6, 7, and 3 for our long shots. Sounds like what Noel was saying, another good mandatory race in this tournament. There'll be, if anything other than the favorites coming down the stretch, there'll be a lot of screaming in this room.
Yeah. After this race, we'll have one last mandatory in 30 minutes from now, Oakland race 11. That'll be at 3:50 Pacific. And I think what I'm going to do is, if Rachel's still around, I'll probably swap out with Rachel. I'll go run around the room and try to chase people down. Unless Alex is doing. Is Alex out there? What is he doing? Is he just getting his room shots, like crowd shots? Okay, cool. So, all right, so we'll see that. And I don't know where there's Rachel. All right, so I'll swap out with Rachel here in a little bit after this race. Because I'm sure everybody watching really cares that's what our process is. They're really...
Hey, it's live, baby. We got to figure it out.
Yeah.
The show goes on.
Also 2 minutes to turf weight, a couple of scratches, not the hottest race probably, but who knows?
I think this Gulfstream race really could shake up the leaderboard, though.
Let's go full scope.
We got a lot of viable long shots in this race, and everyone is stabbing at this point, at the end of the day.
And I think in this race, you have to play a price. I mean, again, the 1 and the 11 are just way too short to play in this field with so many question marks, even the 8 falling into that category, and then everybody else is double digits.
Yeah,
and
you have to. Because, especially being the second to last mandatory, everyone in this room is playing, not everyone, 85% of the people in this room are playing a horse that's longer than 10 to 1, and you do have to think game theory, you have to think defensively, and you better be right.
And no horse in this race is really a big stab.
No, there's so many viable options in here.
Yeah, and the leaderboard being tight.
Well, they're in the gate. We'll know soon.
Well, it got really quiet in here, didn't it?
Yeah, everybody is watching this Gulfstream race in here. I love that, actually. The quest for an Eclipse Award continues.
There you go. All right, Relentless Raider. Take it easy.
Look at Milazzo running rank.
Oh, why'd you have to do this to me, Milazzo?
Rashid went down to 8 to 1. Still a good play, I think.
Oh, Rashid, I meant, crossing over. All right, so we've got Alexa's Rashid on the lead at 8 to 1.
Rashid.
We have my.
They're not going that fast.
We have my 2 chalk plays behind them.
About 24
second
flat.
and third.
You're looking good there.
I mean, the one's just a little headstrong here. All right, settle down. And then sitting behind them, we've got the 12 Secret Bajent Man or Badget. You call him Badget Man or Bajent Man?
I don't know what I called him. I think I just called him the 12.
The 12. The 12 is there, pumping along. The 5, my long shot play, is also being asked. All right, we're going to shut up for a second. We're going to hear the crowd noise from Alex's camera.
Well, there you go. 45 to 1 second, though. You got place on that. Getting some points for that.
Bummer. Another.
Did anyone see how Relentless Rider got shut off? Because he was clearly going to win the race by 10 lanes. Well, not the way the 11 finished. He would have won the race though and got completely shut off. So, Relentless Raider again.
Honestly though,
yeah, Barshid,
3 to 1 for Safi and Tyler Gaffleone, maiden claim in 25. Seemed pretty easy,
Yeah, very easy now. Very easy. All right, I've got good news for you guys.
I didn't pick him. I lost.
I got 2 bits of good news.
Okay.
One, you got Oakland race 10 coming up in 7 minutes.
The Whitmore, Grade 3 Whitmore.
I'm leaving, so I'll be back soon. But I'm leaving for now. Rachel, come on in. Bye, guys. You're in good hands. You're in good hands.
Rachel, our queen, our roving camera queen, our drink-getting queen, who she was right. This is small but strong. She brought me a really decent margarita here. Man, I'm excited to see how that changes the leaderboard, because that place will be like a 20, definitely like a max cap place horse, which is $22, which is essentially the same as hitting a 6 or 7 to 1 horse. So,
and what we were just talking about, how the separation from 50th and 10th is only $30. So $20 is really going to move. 2/3
of the way there. Yeah, absolutely. Now, do I think a lot of people played a 45 to 1 shot in this race when there were so many, 15, 20 to 1s that looked realistic? Probably not. I do feel like in tournaments, so I've experienced at least in online tournaments and in this room, is horse players do shy away from horses over 25 to 1. They really do. I mean, they kind of get scared a little bit. I see horses, when I'm playing in a tournament, if I'm in the lead or doing well and a 20 to 1 comes in, I'm scared. If I'm in the lead and doing well and a 40 to 1 comes in, I'm not that scared, because I just know not that many people are going to use the horse.
I know exactly what you're saying, and you're correct. I think in this situation, it might be a little bit different, only because this 45 to 1 shot was the only first-time starter in the field, and that's enough reason for people to take just the one first-time starter. So I don't disagree with you at all. You're completely right as far as people thinking, oh, I don't need to overshoot that high. Yeah. But when it's a horse where you're like, my angles in these type of races are first-time starters.
Might as well.
There's the only one. Yeah.
Well, we'll check it soon. Once this goes official and they update the leaderboard, we'll see if there were any big shifts. But Rachel, welcome back to us.
Back on the set after...
How was it being in the wild?
Oh, it was great. I had so many adventures out there, you guys. Obviously had to visit the hammock again. Absolutely loved the hammock experience, and I was confident enough to get in and get out on camera.
Great.
Did it look graceful?
No, but it didn't look bad, No, getting out definitely looked more graceful than getting in.
Okay.
You just stood up like a fluid wave,
Like a phoenix from
rising
the ashes.
from the ashes.
So I had fun with that. Obviously talked to Dave Portnoy and the whole Barstool syndicate that is out here.
They were a little bummed.
And that was, they're having a good time. The man loves picking ponies, loves Saratoga. So we talked about a whole variety of things. And it sounds like if things don't pan out in the horse races, March Madness is going on. So you can always turn to other sports games. But I'm happy to be sitting back on set amongst some good company. I'm excited to see what Dan can bring us in from the field. But man, the people that are in first and second place, chatting with each of them, great people. I mean, there's a lot of people that you want to root for in this contest, and
more people you want to root for than against, I think, here. Like, for the most part, everybody has this one love,
It's true. They're like, I'm amongst my people. I'm amongst my peers. Everybody here is pretty, eccentric in some way or another, and that's great news for the sport. I mean, these are fun, exciting, interesting people who all have their own stories and ways of getting here. So
I do hope Dan is currently heading to the bar for a bar shot. Do we know if that's the plan? And Dan, if you can hear me, you got to put that on the radar, because that's where it really goes down.
Going down at the bar. So I want to know how you guys have been doing as far as picking.
Ben had a winner. Ben had a nice winner.
Ben, all right. Across the table, little bump.
That's right. Okay, all right. I appreciate
bump.
G.
Is that the first one of the day, though, or how are we doing overall?
Interestingly enough, I love to gamble, but betting in Vegas since Wednesday, I've only made one bet on anything, and that was on American Promise in the Virginia Derby. So I'm still on top of the world from that.
Okay.
But I honestly have not bet anything else after that either.
Was that 7 to 1? Or 10 to 1, 12 to 1?
Or no, it got bet way down. It was a 12 to 1 morning line, 8 to 1 or something like that.
Dan is going to be locked into a bar here at some point. The good news is the drinks here come with, drink tickets. At least if you're gambling on races, they're going to give you free vouchers to go get cocktails, which was not the case last night, Alexa. I don't know if you've talked about our experience at all,
No, but we need to.
Last night, Alexa and I experienced Vegas to the max with Mr. Worldwide himself.
305.
Mr. 305, Dale. It's Pitbull, okay? We had the absolute time of our lives with Pitbull last night here in Las Vegas. I don't think it's a permanent residency, but he's here in town.
You can go
at
tonight.
least for a couple days. You could go tonight, fly to Vegas, get yourself there. I was genuinely laughing and smiling the whole time.
Pure joy.
Completely, sober. I've been on that water hydration regimen, still recovering from a bachelorette party last week. So truly, I can say it was fantastic.
That man can dance for hours and hours.
And he gave a lot of motivational speeches too, which I think the people
know.
within this room would like to hear.
Yeah, I had no idea that Pitbull was an activist.
Yeah, he's building schools, you guys.
Yeah, there were multiple.
He has many years of wisdom under his belt. So.
There were multiple messages. I think some of them were a little bit,
Bald is beautiful, number one.
Bald is beautiful. The amount of women there in bald caps was unreal, which we should have done.
I know. I really wanted to do the bald cap. The shipping was just not in my favor for them to get here in time. But for people going through tough times, believe me, been there, done that. But every day above ground is a great day. Believe that. Okay?
Okay, thank
That's
you.
a message from
Thank
Mr.
you.
Worldwide
Send
to
it. And a lot of people
everybody
in
here.
this room probably need that right now because this is where the morale starts to deteriorate a little bit. We're really separate. 90% of the people in this room are not feeling good.
Are not going to make it over the threshold. So.
I would say, looking at just since I've been up here, which hasn't been that long, I think there's a lot more people that are energized because this leaderboard moved a lot just in those last couple races, and there was also a 10-1 shot at Turfway Park as well. There's a lot of movement. Top 10, top 3 have been about the same, but there's some people that moved up into the top 10. Your friend and mine, Dylan Donnelly, being one of those.
Oh, rock on, Dylan. Good for you. Yeah, he's sitting in 9th place with $208. Yeah, I mean, and it's not all hope is lost if you don't make the cut. There's a consolation tournament tomorrow, which I think has a prize pool of $100,000. Obviously, not what you came here for, not what you wanted, but still a decent chunk of change. Absolutely. I don't have the. Someone took my papers. I think it was Dan. Dan stole all my papers when he left the set, where I had the prize breakdown. But I think first place is still like over $20,000 for that consolation tournament.
Yeah,
or maybe even more than that.
Yeah, and like you said, no one comes here to play for the consolation tournament. But since you're here and you're in the
changed the name.
action,
They used to call it consolation tournament. I don't think that built morale very well. Now it's silver
sneakers.
Silver.
Wait, that
no,
can't be right.
Silver
That's just
sneakers
not
is
gonna build morale either.
Silver Sunday.
Sunday. But it does. That was my one thing when they changed the name. I was like, they really changed it, and it sounds like silver sneakers. It sounds like an old people tournament, which. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway, I would love to hear everybody's
real.
Whitmore picks. 0 minutes to post for the grade 3 Whitmore, by the way.
Okay.
Everybody wants to give their picks. What do you think about this
Ben,
Giant
take us
Mischief?
away. Take us away. I know
at
you
2
want
to
to give us
1.
a pick.
All right, I do like Giant Mischief at 5 to 1. 2 to 1, absolutely not. So I'm going to go with this 8 at 4 to 1. Really interesting horse. 2 starts back. Ran second to the Chosen Vron, 2024 California Horse of the Year, by the way, multiple grade 1 winner. So long layoff, all right, plus 180 days. Adam Rice, in the last 3 years with horses, plus 180-day layoff. 5 from 6 starts in the money. So he gets him back, gets him ready. If this horse is running second to Chosen Vron, I think he's winning this grade 3 pretty handily. So that's what I'm going with on the outside there.
Close the game, Sugar. He's an awesome racehorse, and I think he just needed a little bit of time closing out the year. Comes back off that freshening as a steady series of works, and they come into this race not only as a Grade 3 race, but this is Oakland Park, $250,000 for a Grade 3 event, which is awesome. And I think it's square odds right now. He's not cold on the board, not the favorite. Giant Mischief, you're right, way too short.
Yep.
Happy as a choice, number 2. Happy as a choice.
Oh, great! I'm glad you brought him up.
Yeah, I think we're 1-2 in here because that's the way I went. I went 2-7 or Park 2-8 in this race. Happy as a choice. He just got kind of shuffled back as far as the trip and the King Cotton Stakes last out, but his figures here at Oakland Park, he's just such a solid racehorse. I think this could be the right time and place for him to pick up his first graded stakes win.
Oh, yeah, I mean, the last 3 starts, all triple-digit Equibase speed figures. So this horse has the speed, and I mean, it's a championship sprint race. So here we go, the Grade 3 Whitmore Stakes. I think they're all in line.
That is in the top left corner on the screen that you see.
Read my mind, Alexa.
Got you locked in.
Look at Booth up there. He ran a 119, by the way, last time out. Wild. See if he can repeat that performance.
Close the game, Sugar's in an awesome spot.
Yeah, 9-2 now.
Trade places with nobody.
A Giant Mischief's looking all right as well.
And Giant Mischief, by the way, when I was talking to
22
Dave
and
Portnoy's
1.
table, that is a horse that Brad Weisborg is in on and has connections with. So,
did we talk about Absolutely Hot yet?
No, we'll have to touch
on that because that was.
Look at Booth go. Is he going to repeat this
fantastic.
119?
We need your race calling here, Ben.
Giant Mischief
Wow.
looks like the biggest threat, but
I am thoroughly impressed. 45 for the half. 57.27.
There you
Wow.
have it. Booth
Running away with
is. And once again, an impressive yet not super exciting finish for a tournament play based on odds. But we do have Dan standing by, I think, at the bar. So let's kick it over to Dan.
Yeah, there was definitely a line here a couple of minutes ago. People got their bets in. They then came to the bar, and they're getting a drink. Last few people here as the Oakland race went off. And, sir, are you still alive in this thing? No. Oh, no?
I have one winner in 2 days. I have the most third-place finishes, though. I really do. If they had a prize for third-place finishing, I'd win it easily.
And that's why you're at the bar.
So I'm at the bar.
Triple fisting.
Well, yeah, there's a couple other sulky guys over there that are out of it that I told them I'd get them some beers.
How are the rest of them doing?
Oh, they're done, too.
All right, let's walk over and talk to them. Let's go.
Table 78 is pretty tough right now.
How many times have you been here?
That's my second time.
You do better last time?
I did. I finished like 290th last time. I had 180 points, dollars, whatever you want to call it. So this year, I'm at 17 right now.
But now you can have so much more fun. Look at your hands.
Oh, exactly, right? Yeah, I'm right here, yeah.
Which table are we at now? 70. Oh, here he is. He invited me over. I'm sorry. Can't do anything. Are you all knocked out? Are you done too?
I'm part with him. So.
Yeah, you. How about you? Are you out? I mean, so what was what went wrong today?
What went wrong? The RTN girls.
Come on. How about some personal accountability? Come on. How about you take some responsibility? Did you hit any races today?
I just had the capper that ran second at Gulfstream.
Where are you at? What's your total?
$50, 40. Where were you last year when I had something positive? 40, 28.
It's uphill battle here. All right, let's move over to this guy. This guy. Oh, he's busy? All right, he's busy. No comment.
No comment right now at this moment. After the races.
You're very intense, man. I'm gonna move along. I'm gonna move to this side of the table. All right. All right. You look chill, man. You got the cool hat. What's your story?
Here to keep these guys in line for the most part.
You play?
First time here, yeah.
First time qualifier?
Qualify here for keep these guys in check.
Are you gonna try to qualify next time?
Of course. Why wouldn't I? Yeah, having a blast the whole time.
Give me. I mean, as the person with 5 empty beer bottles near you, give me your honest assessment about what's gone wrong here.
I don't know if we broke up on the wrong side of the bed, I think, and just spiraled from there.
What are the plans after this?
Good question. What do we think? Yeah, we got some drink tickets to get through.
Okay. All right, Rachel, Alexa, I mean, I know these guys. I'm going to steal a couple of these. Do you guys need them at the desk?
Oh, yeah, please. Collect some.
100%.
Alexa's officially out of her margarita.
Tapped out on the margarita.
All right. We'll bring these over to you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm
Thanks a lot.
telling you,
Yeah,
the
thank
morale
Thanks.
feels a little low in the room.
And here we go, just going off at Santa Anita,
But
6
that
furlongs on the
is
turf.
tough. Like, it's really tough, you know, and you have so much hope coming into this thing. And, you know, it doesn't work out. But, you know, you have, like, the guy you interviewed who's sitting in second, or he's been here 9 years, and this is the only year where it's gone really well. Where you need to be a talented handicapper, you also need to get on a run, get hot, stay hot, get some luck. I think that's...
Luck is a big part of it.
Luck is a big part of it. I mean, skill's a big part of it, but this weekend, everybody in here is skilled because you had to be skilled to get here to begin with. So you do have to just be on the wavelength, you know?
Roll with the punches. Ben pointed out there's a race at Santa Anita that just went off in the lower left-hand screen. Again, these are just nonstop back-to-back.
44 for the half.
And not a mandatory, but we're running out of races for the day. So people who still have optional plays need to use them up.
And
Here's
I'm
some
seeing
cheering.
some
cheering,
serious
so-
exclamations in front of screens. So that 4-horse that just won.
What were the odds? Was that? I don't think
5 to
1.
1.
5-1. That's really decent. That'll get you 18-ish, 1860. If I we'll test my math and my memorization of $2 win place payouts.
That's all you, girl. Could
But
not be me.
Typically, a 5-1 will get you about 1860 on your ticket.
Yeah, 5 to 1. I guess it could just depend on who's running second. I don't know if it's 5. There's like 3 horses that are in that photo for place. But as the RTN girls, poor girls got caught some strays there. I've been playing tournaments. I've been playing live tournaments here in Las Vegas for, I want to say, over 10 years, maybe close to 15 years. And they've been at tournaments as long as I've been playing live tournaments.
Wow. I just want to know where the genesis of the outfit, the persona came from.
Well, I think it's inspired by a jockey, just a wild guess. But yeah, I mean, I want now. I kind of want to know like how long it's been, because it's been at least I've been probably playing live tournaments here in Vegas for 15 years. So, yeah.
And is it the same uniforms as what donned all those years ago?
So I think so, but I wonder. I imagine they don't get a lot of use. There's
Oh,
probably
you mean like the same actual? I just meant like they've had no updates or changes to the design. But you're saying no, this is the same set.
Wow. I mean, I think that Dan is somewhere talking to some more people. We'll see if they throw the RTN girls under the bus for being the distraction as to why they did not win or qualify today. Yeah, low blow, catching strays. But Dan, who you got for us?
Yeah, no, Tom will speak the truth here. Oh, Alexa is happy to see you on. She's screaming, Tom. It's like, Tom. All right.
Hey, Alexa, how's it going?
Hey, Tom.
She says, hey. So yesterday, I saw this guy's name on the leaderboard. I'm like, oh, yeah, I love this guy. Actually, on the show, I was like, oh, my God, it's my guy. That'd be awesome. Like, whatever. Things have changed.
Things have changed. You know, it's like one day you're hot, and then the next day you're not, right? So it's the highs and the lows of this game. It's a beautiful game, and there's nowhere else I would rather be than here right now, regardless. But today's been a tough day. I can't pick a winner to save my life, but I got a few races left. I'm not completely out of it. I just gotta start praying, I guess.
What does it look like for you?
I'm about at $110, so I think you have to get to about 170 at least to have a chance to make the cut line. So I mean, it's tough. I think I have 3 races left, so I need some prices.
Okay, so you got 3 picks left, and you think you got to make like $70, $80?
I need it's at least 60.
60.
Yeah, at least 60.
All right.
So it's not mathematically done. I'm not mathematically done, but it's definitely a long shot.
Okay.
To say the least.
And you're one of the few people who would actually stop and talk to me right now. So what does that say about you?
I love you, man. There's nowhere else I'd rather be. Like I said, we go way back.
We do.
So I think it's awesome. I think like I said before, there's nowhere else I'd rather be than right here in this room. If you look around, there's a lot of nervous energy, right? So I could see why a lot of people aren't taking the time to talk. But I did my prep work, so I kind of know where I'm going to go. Yesterday I had a plan. Like Mike Tyson says, you always have a plan till you get punched in the face. I got punched in the face pretty hard today. But I'm going to pivot, and we'll see where it goes.
All right. Well, nothing else, you're wearing the right shirt. Mets fan in the house with the OMG opening day next Thursday. Playoffs, World Series, nothing?
World Series. I mean, World Series or bust.
All right, I like that.
Uncle Steve is going to take care of us.
Oh, Lord. Here we go. Dan in the Mets.
All right, well, Rage, pray for this guy, the table, right? You guys send up
We
prayers for
are.
my man here.
Tom's so great. He's a fellow DRF employee of mine, the brains behind some of our marketing genius. So I was really excited yesterday to see him doing so well, being so hot on the leaderboard. I actually hadn't checked it until now with him. I saw him this morning. I was like, are you ready to win? So hopefully he can turn it around with a few picks remaining. We have had a couple more shifts on the leaderboard. Not anything huge. John Fisher, my friend, has moved up to third place with 235. Dan's still in the lead. Alex Deito's still in second. Just John is now $1.42. Woo! We just had an update. Okay, Alex now jumping another couple bucks ahead. He must have got a place somewhere.
Dylan, too.
And Dylan also climbing the leaderboard. He's now in fifth place with $231. I'll tell you, I spoke with Dylan earlier this week, and he told me, I'm going to win. I just know I'm going to win. He said, I watched you play last year, and I knew you would do well because you just had this energy about you where, like, you were locked in, you're loaded, and I knew no matter what, you were going to do well, and I did do well. And he said, and that is me right now. I'm hot. I'm on it. I'm locked in. I'm just seeing it. I'm seeing the races, and I know I'm going to win. And he told me this on Thursday. And here he is a couple races before we make the final cut, and he's sitting in fifth place with 231, and not too long ago, like an hour ago, he was way lower than that. I mean, he's hit some big races in the last hour. I think he was, I don't want to say a whole $100 less, but maybe close to that. So sometimes it really is, and we've talked about this with a lot of the players who've done well, with Mike Gillum and Matt Miller, other people, that mindset and confidence is a huge part of this game. And, you know, Mike was doing the visualization and imagining what it was, manifesting that. And it really, I think there's a lot behind that because it's a big part of it. So it's exciting to see.
And we'd love to see it because Dylan qualified through Hawthorne.
There you go.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, over at Hawthorne, we run 3 live tournaments throughout the year, but each tournament is 3 days. Alex, you obviously come out. We'll probably have you up for the Invitational again on June 29th, but it's always nice that giving back to the horse players, and Dylan is just such a great supporter of the game and has been in the tournament scene for so long. Love to see him do well. A lot of familiar names up there, but question for, I guess, everybody at this table, but also Alexa first. As far as the people that are in the top 10 right now, how many of those do you think will advance to the final table? Not names, just like in terms of number.
Percentage, of who's sitting in there. Which,
well, I believe it's only 10 people at the table, right?
No,
Yeah,
it's 10 people, but of those 10 people, how many do you think will be there tomorrow?
Oh,
Probably.
No, it's a tricky question then.
Probably 4, maybe.
I would take the under.
You think less? I mean, okay, so obviously I think Dan will... I'd be surprised if Dan did not make the final table at this point because I don't think he's very far from already getting that. And how many picks do you get in the morning tomorrow? Is it like
That's a good question.
6 or 8 or 10? I don't know. You get a fair amount of picks. So, I mean, you have to be really, really cold tomorrow morning to not hit anything to put you over the edge. And he still's got a mandatory left. I still think might have an optional left. So I would be really surprised if Dan didn't make it. Now you have this huge cluster of people in the 230 range, and that probably isn't enough. I don't think that's likely enough. I think you're going to have all these, people in the 180s, 170s even who, I mean, Mike Gillum, who won the thing last year, was in like almost last place, and you're considering the top 10% at the start of the day, and just climbed the leaderboard, just picked like, I think it was like 5-6 winners and like 2 place horses in a row, like not big odds, just like chipped away at it. So it's hard in horse racing to get hot and stay hot. So I would say, probably like 3 or 4.
Okay.
But we'll see.
Wow, I would probably side with that. I think that Dan has established himself pretty well in that first spot, so I would be really shocked if he doesn't continue on into the final day in that final table. But the lower half of that board, I think that there is room for shuffling. I mean, they look very close together, and anytime that there's a big long shot, everything can change.
And for some context, sorry, before we move on, last year, Mike Gillum won the tournament with $320. So that's after all of day 3, after the final table. 10th place was $256. So right now you have the leader sitting above what 10th place was last year. Obviously things can change. It depends on how many bombs we get, but we're not getting a lot of bombs today. So I think...
yeah, that's great context.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
to have those and have those just in terms of numbers, because it's pretty much the same number what it takes to win year after year.
Yeah, it
so
really
to
is.
So to already be in the final table number at it, even not even close to the end of day 2 is a great spot. I think he's in the top. I think he's probably the one that is going to hold position just kind of based on that, and especially now I think that really validates it. But the fact that everybody else, I mean, 208, you look at like 11 through 30, they're $10.
Yeah, it's
So,
so,
I mean-
close.
Well, and I think it only took $409.12 last year to get to the final table, to give you an idea. So
400?
409, or is that to win?
No, it
Alice
was-
told me the number. I might be messing them up in my head.
320 to win. I'm trying to see. I guess I can look at the very last place. So, last place.
Which it is tough when, favorites are winning, which they have been today in a lot of the mandatory races. I do want to quickly call out and mention one of the favorites that won earlier today was in race 3 at Gulfstream Park, a horse named Absolutely Hot.
Yes.
Who is owned by comedian Heather McMahon via our partnership with West Point Thoroughbreds. That horse is part of our Stake and Stardom program. Horse's first win, and today is Heather McMahon's birthday.
Is it
So
really?
it was
I
a
had no idea.
Pisces. A perfect Pisces win. So that was obviously very exciting to see. But for me personally, that was the only favorite that I was stoked to see. Not sure if you were able to find more numbers on.
I did find more numbers. So last year, the person who was 78th, which is they didn't make it. So that was, they had to get a little more than that, had $173.72. So you had to have more than that to get to the final table, to the semifinals. And then, we already went over the final table numbers. So we got, 250. Over 250 got you to the final table last year, and over 173 got you to the semifinals.
That's very interesting. Very interesting.
Trying to see right now if I can navigate this website and get back to this year and look at what the cutoff. We're looking at the top winners and the top 10, but what the current cutoff is for all these people who are, sweating right now with their final picks, trying to get over the hump and get to the semifinals. So it looks like.
Which, how many more mandatories are left for the day? Just one more mandatory.
Our 80th place right now is 147, so a lot lower than last year if it stays like that, which it might, because we haven't had that many prices today.
Yeah, and then we're looking at Turfway right now, which just put out a couple prices, but it doesn't look like there's going to be much of that as they're going in the gate here with this 5-horse field. Santa Anita looks like it has some options. Oakland 11th, and then, the Oakland race will be our next mandatory. Yeah.
Yep, that's the next and last one coming up in 10 minutes. We can take a look at it, look at the handicapping here after Turfway. Turfway has been producing prices, but like you said, this is a short field.
No real damage here, yeah.
So if you're sitting in a good spot right now, you're really happy to see these small fields.
Yeah. It's true. It looks
I feel like there's like defense.
Yeah.
You've got like defense. You've got those courses covered. Like, okay, a 5-to-1's not going to hurt. Not going to do anything. I'm good.
But it does look like Santa Anita has a pretty sizable field in this next race. And then Oakland, the final mandatory of the day. There's a couple scratches in there, but still, I don't know that there's any major bomb prices. I see that the 7 at Oakland is going to be 30 to 1, and that might be the biggest priced horse in that race. But
yeah, there are at least like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 horses at double-digit odds. So there's definitely options in there for people to spread too, where it matters, right? Like sometimes in a mandatory, there's a double-digit odds horse, but there's only 1 or 2 of them, and you know half the rooms on each. And even if you hit it, you're not passing anybody because everybody has it. But this, there's enough variance in the race for it to shift the leaderboard a little bit. But okay, here at Turfway, looks like it's getting competitive. The 6 is in the lead, but there's some loomers here trying to catch him.
On the rail, maybe.
No, I think the 6 has got it, which is yet again another. It wasn't the favorite, but it was 2 to 1. So
yeah,
only gets to $10. Not gonna shake anything up here on the leaderboard quite yet.
Well, let's talk about this mandatory. Alexa, who are you going with in this one?
I felt like an Amazon device for a moment.
Well, I can say it a
Alexa.
little bit more robotic.
Alexa,
Okay.
give me a price in this race.
Give me a long shot. Okay, so let's see. We've got scratches in here. The 6, 13, and 14 are scratched, which is a bummer because I like the 13 and the 6 when I originally did my analysis. And yeah, so I guess the third selection I had left was the 2, King Russell. Let me take a glance at how these scratches kind of shift it. So it looks like, according to Timeform, this race is going to be kind of a slow pace, so you're not going to have a ton up front, and that usually favors the horse that is in the lead. And I do, you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I can't hear me, but that's okay. So King Russell, the 2 at morning line 9 to 2 odds. Anybody see what the current odds are?
9 to 2.
9 to 2. So I like that. That'll give you like $15 or so. I think a solid closing second, last out in similar company, and Timeform does predict that he should be kind of on near that lead, which should give him some advantage. What about you, Ben?
All right, so I'm just going to try to play this like, let's just say I'm on the edge and really have to get something going. I'm going to go with this 5 at 30 to 1. Okay, so Francisco Arrieta, the jockey, in his last 8 mounts, at Oakland Park, he's won 5 of them. That's 83%.
That was yesterday.
Was that yesterday?
That was yesterday. He won 5 races on the card.
Oh my goodness. So there you go. I mean, if he's got that type of energy at 30 to 1, even for a place bet, well, you get the $2 mythical win place, so you have to. But yeah, I'm gonna go for 30 to 1. Why not?
I think that you bring up a good point because it's in this type of race with this type of board, it really does come down to what you need at this point and where you're trying to move. Like if you're kind of on that edge where you're really not going to make a big move, but maybe getting yourself into that cut or getting a check. But as we're talking about the leaderboard, it could take a horse like King Russell, who's just going to put up $15, and that could move you from 40th into the top 10. If nothing else changed, obviously that wouldn't be the case. So it's a great board from that perspective in terms of the tournament because it can completely get you away from, oh, I really like this horse, to be like, here's the type of number that I need to play in this case. In terms of like probably mostly, I would feel the same way with you. The King Russell, I think he's going to get a good trip. The 1, California Tiger, is a sprinter stretching out from the rail. He's probably going to go. King Russell could sit right behind, try to get first run. If I was shooting for a price, and this is another kind of big bomber, I would go for the 8, who's kind of got some subtle trips. Last race, in the February 23rd race, he took a legit stumble out of the gate. He made a middle move. The pace setters finished 1-2 around the track. Maybe a little bit on the softer side in terms of class. We know the trainer's going to be retiring soon, and I know they're giving it their all. He's an honest racehorse. Maybe try to get some racing luck for this old timer.
Rachel, I know you've been busy out in the wild and not handicapping, but from a glance here at maybe names or odds, who would you be
true.
on?
I'm really going into this blind. I was looking up at the screen there at all of the horses. A lot of very beautiful grays, at least 3 by my count. I think that looking at them walk by, looking at their body language and everything, I did like the 8. Harleasy, and I just like the name of the 7, Bourbon Aficionado. That's what I fancy myself to be. I convinced Alexa to get a bourbon cocktail last night at dinner, again, as I am not imbibing myself, and I think that you liked it.
I do. I will say I have become a bourbon drinker now that I moved and live in Lexington.
Gotta
Because
do it in Kentucky.
You kind of have to, you know. It's kind of a mandatory rule, and I do like it. It makes you warm and fuzzy, and you know, it's good stuff.
Good for the winter.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's my highly analytical approach.
I like it.
I'm
No,
grabbing
I
a
can tell.
little 7, little 8, and that's a 34-1 and a 22-1. So send it.
That would
I
be
guess.
the exacta of the century right there. I hope you get it.
Yeah, Rachel, go put $200 on it right now.
I would love to talk about Brad Cox kind of sneaking away out there on the outside at 5-1, which is kind of interesting. Christian Torres up. But Cox is winning at 40% in allowance races at Oakland Park over the last year. Not too many starts, just 2 wins from 5 starts. So.
And what number horse is that?
Number 12.
Number 12. Okay. I think that that's a pretty good angle.
And he's kind of this horse is a kind of sneaky condition play because the race last out at Tampa is the race that's eligibility because it's conditionally a non-winners of 1, but he's able to still participate in this non-winners of 1 condition. That's always pretty sneaky for the trainers to be able to read the condition books and say, here's a spot that we can get into. And they were entered under similar conditions back on February 23rd to show some intent for this race. He's always a horse that's a pretty honest racehorse. He just has a lot of gait issues. So that would be my concern just in terms of the odds that you're like, okay, here's a horse that breaks slow. He's got the far outside post.
Mm-hmm.
He's in good hands, and Christian Torres couldn't ask for anyone better, but he's still going to need a lot of racing luck and a top effort, but certainly capable.
Well, this is exciting. This is going to be kind of, I won't say that the field is set after this race because there's still a few races left in the day, and I'm sure there are still players who are saving a couple of bullets to throw at those last races. But with this being the last mandatory race on the card, this is kind of going to give us a really clear picture of who is making it to tomorrow and then the final table, which...
Do you remember how you felt at this moment going into the final mandatory for the cutoff last year when you were sitting in pretty good position?
I felt pretty good. I mean, I did so good on day 1 and really good on day 2. I was just clocking 10-1s like they were easy. So I felt pretty good. I was a little scared. You're always a little bit scared when you have some giant, mandatory race where the tables can turn on you. And I don't remember if I hit the last mandatory or not. I don't think it. I obviously progressed to the next day, so it didn't ruin anything for me. But I felt pretty good. And then I got cold on Sunday. I couldn't hit a winner for anything. Which it's okay. It's very difficult to stay good for so many days in a row.
Did you try to keep the same momentum because how you were chipping off 10-1s like they were nothing? Did you keep your foot on the gas and were you like, I'm going to keep playing these 10-1s, like I'm feeling them in this groove and just not connecting? Some people back off.
I didn't have I'm only going to play 10-1s thing. I really was going to play whatever horses I felt like were my best contest plays, and it just lined up so well for me. So you had a certain number of optionals, and I went through every race and every available card, and at the end I looked at the horses that I marked as top picks, and there were the exact number of horses that I liked as optional plays, so I didn't have to make tough decisions on what to weed out, and that happened both of the days. It just was really lined up clear for me, and a lot of them were prices, and they did well. So I did the same thing on Sunday, and I wasn't playing chalk, and it was really chalky on Sunday, which is...
That's right, yeah, and I wonder if people will take that approach too, because it's been kind of chalky. There really hasn't been a lot of prices going into tomorrow. If they're going to try to just kind of, because everything being so tight, of saying, hey, if I hit 3-1, if I hit 3-1s, I'm right there. I'm right in the mix. Or if people are going to say, hey, I'm going to try to,
Well, I asked John Fisher yesterday, who's currently now sitting in 3rd place, what's your goal? And he said, I don't have a goal, I'm just playing. And he's, like I said, been here for ages and ages. So for him and all of his experience, that made sense. We had a late scratch. Ethan entered.
The number 12.
That's
Number
huge.
12.
That is big.
Anybody need to reassess now with this late scratch?
I'm still going with, for no other reason besides Francisco area at 31 to 1 to try to get a popper. Not the greatest analysis. I apologize.
No, we love it. We'd love to get a popper. I'm here for it. Still on the 2. It's just our odds are going down a little bit on the 2.
Okay,
We're not
one thing on the
7-2.
2, Ricardo Santana and Ron McQuett have not won an allowance route race together in the last year. 0 for 6.
Oh, wow.
See, I don't love the stats that have such a small sample size.
That's true.
You know,
That's
like
true.
winning 40% but in 5 races or 0 for
Right.
6. I mean, I don't give a lot of weight to those, personally.
Especially because one of those races is this horse back on September 19th at Churchill Downs. And they finished 3rd, but there was 3 horses together at the wire. So you're like, you're on the wrong side of the photo away from,
right. And
from
that
bucking that little
Bedard
step.
horse, too, what he was running up there at Fort Erie, he got bought privately somewhere. Something about that story. I can't remember exactly. but-
Now, if you tell me they haven't won one in 200 races or even 50 or maybe 25 races, I'm like, yeah, maybe it's not a really good play.
Okay, no, I get
But
some pushback, and I understand, and I get it. And these are stat lines, that are just spitting out AI numbers as well. But
love a little AI. Rachel, did you prepare any AI stuff for us this weekend?
I didn't. I come in with no trivia specifically for this event. Again, I had to delay my flights out here, you all. I was fighting off a version of Montezuma's Revenge. Who knows what was going on after that bachelorette trip. So it's a miracle that I made it out here, and I've really just been, grateful to wake up each day with a little congestion, a little cough. Pitbull, again, really boosted my spirits. But for the most part, I think that the vibe in this room right now is a little bit frantic. I don't know, seeing people going to and from these machines, it's like ants collecting, leaves for the nest, the den. I don't know what you call a colony of ants. But everyone has these routes.
I think it's a colony.
Yeah, a little colony of ants. And so they're running their routes to and from, making their wagers. I think that this Oakland race is going to be slightly delayed so that horse that was a late scratch can get off of the track. So they're killing some time, circling.
We have Dan ready to put in a wager.
Oh, Dan.
We can't hear you, Dan.
Do you want to? Can you hear me? You want
Now
to talk?
we can hear you.
What did you just bet on?
Well, I was just listening to y'all. Like I'm just making a bet based on what you guys said.
Based on what?
who would you bet on? Yeah.
I actually went with the 2 because that was such a controversial horse in your analysis.
Was it? I felt like you and I both were like, we kind of like him.
No, that's what I'm saying. But then when Ben came out with that stat and that whole battle, I was
Oh.
like, I need to get in on this horse. So the horse is going to either win or finish last. Then I like the 9 a little bit, and for a price, I threw the 1 in. So I went 1-2-9.
9.
So what I'm hearing is completely overlooked everything that I said.
Yeah, what is that?
Dan?
Kinda
The
uncool.
7 and 8.
Not fair. When's the last? I mean, Dan, we can't hear you anymore.
You can't hear me anymore?
Oh, now I can.
You're good. You're good.
It's best if you don't hear me. I got you more drink tickets, by the way.
Okay.
Dan has more drinks.
See, this is all part of strategy. The more bets that he places, the more drink tickets are accumulated. Alexa, I think, needs
have
another
a-
stiff margarita.
Yeah, because I have a lonely few dollars in my wagering account left after today, and I am currently putting it on the 2 to win.
All right, I'm going to let you guys, I don't know if you can still hear me, but I'm going to let you guys take us through this race. I'm going to look out for some good reactions in the crowd. If I see anything good, I'm going to try to go up to them and talk to them.
Awesome.
Right, well, there they go. Loading
Last mandatory of the 2025 NHC before we get to the final table.
There's a lot of people who are clenched in this room, physically,
mentally, emotionally.
Just
like Pitbull's
clenched.
finishing.
And there they go in the final mandatory race of the NHC this Saturday.
Got a big long shot up for the lead. The 1, the 2, King Russell out chasing that pace. The 1 is California Tiger, also a
stretch out sprinter, so you knew he was going to go to the front, especially from the rail.
Ben, you liked the 5?
Well, yeah.
Is that who you liked? Okay,
Yeah.
so he's sitting 3
As a
wide.
contest play. All right.
No shame, no shame. And we've got, let's see, the 3 at
13.
13 to 1 odds, sitting off the pace.
8's getting a good little run. He's putting in an honest effort, this boy.
All right, I like to see it. Go on, 8. Go on, my son.
4 is the favorite, who's already starting to make a bit of a move on the outside, taking a wide-ish trip here.
Santana's sitting pretty still up there.
He's trying to break that stat.
Yeah.
He saw you coming for him. He was
I
like,
know.
oh, I hear you,
know.
Ben. I hear you, Ben. Watch me now.
Looking under him, too, already.
Watch me go.
Room's going to get a little bit crazy.
A bit
Come on with this
crazy.
8. Come on with this big dog.
Yeah.
Let's go, 2.
Come on, 8.
There
Get
you
up.
go.
Get up.
Oh, my bet's on the 2.
Well,
Rachel?
Love that for you all. Good job.
all right.
Good job.
Well, I won my first bet today.
Right. I don't
Starting to get
know.
hot.
I'm just starting to get hot. The day's almost over.
I think that Dan was attempting to see if he could find a good reaction. We see him scouting out the room. So I don't know. Maybe he's going to find someone to connect with that was a positive boost for them.
This was a lower,
3.5
3.5 to 1. So I think a lot of the people in this room, that might have been their last hope.
The Santa Anita race could put something up. I know there's a lot of West Coast players in here and a lot of people just based on the numbers and holding off their mandatories. Maybe this is the race. I didn't really get a chance to look at it, but if the 8 is vulnerable, there's certainly a lot of options to go in this race if we're going to kind of quick cap it here.
That's on the bottom left of your screen there in all the track feeds. They're loading into the gate. Let's see, we can quick cap it. Okay, this is grade 3 Santa Anita Stakes. The fastest quick cap of all is just flipping no, it's not. This
I
is
was going to say race 7. Yeah, I mean, the 8 does not have to win this race. It's certainly capable, but at a short price, I could see some people taking some stabs in here for sure. Wouldn't take too much.
Yeah, and it's nice big field, so a lot of options for people to hopefully shake it up.
And
Bobby, if you're in there, shake them up.
Come on, Bobby.
Oh, and a 45 to 1 goes straight to the lead here at
both-
Santa Anita.
Both the 2 and the 8 is the favorites. Both broke slow. Obviously, the 1 rushed up on the rail, but they're going to have to work some magic from there.
Got Nauka, number 6 in the lead. Another big price at 45 to 1. I hit a 45 to 1 this
I don't know if these horses hang on to it. I know it might be hard to see on your
Going
screens,
a
you
li-
guys, but those 2 horses in the lead, a 25 to 1 and a 45 to 1. So that, if they hold on, is a massive shakeup with the 6 and the 1.
The 1's got a big run. I mean, he kind of had to rush up inside, but just move inside out. He's 3 wide, taking the lead off the turn.
A little too fast for those big long shots. Often what you see in racing, kind of cheap speed who can try to get away.
Oh, running away with it.
Boy Hobbs. And like I was going to say, my favorite quick cap of all time, if you are literally loading in the gate and you need a pick, is to flip on over to Timeform US Pace Projector and click finish position, and it said the 1's going to win by daylight, which is exactly what happened. It predicted the 11 in second. I don't know who got second. Did you see?
I believe the 8.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. And with those lighter saddle towels, I was like, was it the 11?
Not
so
so sure.
11 and 8 can kind of look at, especially at the right time of the sun, it can get pretty close.
And it sounds like Dan might have found somebody who had a reaction to that last race. I don't know if it's good or bad, but Dan, I think that you're ready for us somewhere in this room.
I haven't found anyone yet. I see someone running away from me already, but I do hear some of the best reactions coming from this guy. What was the noise you were just making? What was that noise? Can you do that again?
Naka.
What?
Naka naka.
And what did was that your horse? At the horse?
Yeah, it was a horse. Yeah, Nuka. He's a big one to get into the top tomorrow, so he's just betting big. And then Nuka.
What's your connection with this guy who just ran off?
Dan, hold the mic closer.
It's the first time I've ever done horse racing in my entire life, but it's fun, isn't it?
What do you mean it's the first time you've ever been in any sort of race?
Anything. I made my first horse bet yesterday in my entire life, and I'm 47 years old. There you go. I did all right as well. I'm about $100 up, so yeah, it's fun. It's been really
a British accent has entered the chat.
It's just the strategy, the tactics, and all of that. Like it gives it a bit more of a edge kind of thing. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, and everyone's having a good time, So can't complain.
What has your strategy actually been in making your bet so far?
Mine was incredible. Yesterday's strategy was send all the horses' names to my wife in the UK because she read a tarot and apparently a perception, and she picked 4 winners. It's no joke. I know.
Rachel, is this speaking to you at all?
Say again?
Rachel, our host, I feel like this is the way she would pick her horses too. So.
But then what we've been looking at, so the tactics give me is like look at the speed that they can come out at, and if they come out fast and then they can hold it, then obviously it gives you that little bit better of a chance, you know what I'm saying? And right now the strategy is whatever's got the biggest odds, put it on that and pray. There you go, big strategy.
There's some ground to make up at this point.
Yeah, there is. I think he's on about, what was he on? He's on about 105, so we need something to drop huge to make it happen, yeah. So yeah, man, we'll see.
You're not going to be much help, really.
No, man, I'm no help at all.
I want to know more about him.
And enthusiastic. There you go.
Where is he from? What's his life story?
So Rachel asked. She said, this is. I don't know how much time we have, but she says, "Where are you from exactly, and what is your life story?"
Where I'm from exactly. So weirdly, I'm from the UK. Live just outside of Bath. I moved to Chicago on Wednesday. I lived in Chicago for 10 years, 2006, 2016, and then went back to the UK for 8 years. And that's the legend. And then got my visa a few weeks ago, and then moved back to Chicago on Wednesday. Did a day in Chicago, and then came straight out here for this because he's in it. There you go.
Why did you bail on this guy?
I don't bail on him. I love Ben.
How did you guys meet? How do you guys know?
Chicago, like 20 years ago.
And actually, it's a good story, isn't it? I was running a nightclub front door. Kevin came to the door. I didn't want to let him in. He was quite rude. Went away, and then came back the next day and apologized. And then we've been best mates ever since, haven't we? Yeah.
And you waited this long to bring him to a racing event?
First one.
Did you ever go to Arlington? You never thought about bringing him to Arlington or anything like that?
No, who knows in the future, though, mate? Could be. Once a year, yeah. There you go.
How about you taking him to the races in the UK?
Oh, yeah, we might do Cheltenham Gold Cup one day. Do you know what I'm saying? That's just happened, isn't it? Yeah, I used to live in Cheltenham, and it's, the city changes when that happens, so yeah.
What a vibe.
Well, he painted a pretty bleak picture for you. Is it as bad as he's describing?
We're done. We got one Hail Mary left, and we're done. We'll see what happens, though.
All right, well, that was a lot of fun. Thank you guys for doing that. All right, y'all, back to you.
I feel like he has the voice to be in Harry Potter. I'm just saying that they're recasting, they're doing a reboot, which I think is the most insane thing I've ever heard. They're refilming all of the Harry Potters. I don't know if it's going to be a series or if it's going to be movies again, but I'm like...
I mean, okay, so did grow up on Harry Potter. So they're very nostalgic. Watched them all so many times. Now, when I went back and watched them again with a fresh eye,
stop.
Hiring child actors is a gamble, you know? Like, what are they going to be? But you can't redo Harry Potter, though.
Daniel Radcliffe is Harry Potter. I believe it. Anyways, that guy just had a voice of someone that could, work in Gringotts and be pretty gruff to some kids that are trying to go in and steal a sword. So... I
think that's about it for today. We'll be back tomorrow for the final table.
And see how everything shakes up. I don't know if that last race is final, if we can take a peek at the leaderboard at all here to see how things may or may not have changed.
Let's see. So this updated loading.
Still loading. So as you can see, a pretty big split between first place and 10th place. $283 down to $209. So again, our guy Dan, who we chatted with earlier in the show, is holding strong with that lead. love to see that with him. Here with all of his best friends. He said he's never expected playing like this so well. I don't know, Alexa. I don't know what to expect out of tomorrow, but there's going to be drama. The drink lines are getting much longer. People are starting to get pretty fast and loose.
The money clips come out. Everybody, it's a betting mania in here. You're no longer in the tournament. You see a lot of cash changing hands, a lot of drink tickets being given out, which we have a collection now, so I know what's in store for us.
Oh, yeah.
More small but, what'd you say, small but strong?
Tiny but mighty.
Tiny but mighty
and
margaritas.
It looks like Dan didn't find someone for us out in the
got
field,
Ryan
but
back.
he sent a Ryan in over. So, Ryan, since you were on the show in the morning, or I guess earlier this afternoon, whatever, time is irrelevant in Las Vegas.
There are no windows.
Tell me, what have you experienced and seen today?
It's definitely the atmosphere is more intense than it was on Thursday and Friday, obviously, as we're getting close to that kind of cut time for NHC. But the energy's always great, and that last mandatory at Oakland went off, and obviously there was a lot of cheering going on, and a lot of everybody was participating in that race in some way or another. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the race at Santa Anita and the rest of the races at Turfway.
Riding it out through the last.
I think Dan gave me, I said he stole my paper and he brought one of them back. But Dan, I want you to be aware, you stole all of my papers. You had, there he is, the man of the hour. I had all the good deets. Well, all those.
I'm just overwhelmed.
Okay,
Do you know that you can take like notes in your phone and like pictures in your phone and stuff, and you don't have to look like.
Your phone does have a camera setting, Dan.
You don't have to look like a newspaper boy from the 1940s with this big wad under your armpit.
Okay, so here we are. Saturday, mandatory races. No, I don't want mandatory races. I want Saturday available tracks.
It's going to be Turfway.
We got a what?
Just gotta hang it. How many? There's like what? 5 races.
Well, that's what I was looking for. I was looking for what the last.
6 races left.
6 races left. Okay.
4, 5, and 6 from Turfway, and 8, 9, and 10 from Santa Anita.
And Ryan's all capped up. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I didn't even bring my computer with me.
Ryan is just like.
You ain't got to get ready when you stay ready.
No, I'm good.
You're good? All right, cool.
He is a AI in the brain. Just got it locked and loaded. Do you have a photographic memory?
I definitely not.
Okay.
Certainly not. But
I really
for
wish
horses,
that I
can
did.
remember them for the day.
My co-host Gina Wakola over at DRF has a photographic memory.
Oh, that's.
And I'm wildly jealous of him. Yes, it makes. Yeah.
Have you like tested him on this stuff?
He kind of just spouts off everything you could ever need to know about every race at any given moment. So I feel like he kind of proves that. It's wild.
If
but
I tell you a year, can you tell me who won the Kentucky Derby that year, Ryan?
No. Unless it was last year or the year before or the year before. That's it. That's where my memory ends.
Who won last year?
Oh, shit.
No,
actually, I already forgot. I knew Mage was 2 years ago. Mystic Dan. Of course.
I know. I mean, can't blame you. We've been missing Mystic Dan.
I was spacing the name of Rich Strike earlier when Noel was saying something, and now I'm spacing what I'm even talking about with Noel saying. He was talking about, I remember now. We're talking about how, like, when horses on the outside draw in, like the 16 horse,
yes,
and it's on, like, the last page, and nobody really looks at it, and then the horse wins. I was like, that's like the Rich Strike effect, you know? But I couldn't think of Rich Strike's name at that moment.
The Rich Strike effect.
Yeah, which is the horse, for those who don't know, won the Kentucky Derby after getting in at the very final hour. What happens was, I think
Final morning, yeah. A horse was a late scratch, and he was there in training and ready. And
yeah, they needed to know by 9 a.m. was like the cutoff, and so at 9 o'clock, the whole team, I knew the trainer, the whole team got called. He didn't get in, it didn't happen, and then 5 minutes later, they got a call and said, actually, he got into the Derby. And so it's
and then ended up winning.
I just remember standing in the paddock. So that was my first ever Kentucky Derby. And I was standing in the paddock again, we do so much content and stories over on America's Best Racing about everything leading up to the Kentucky Derby, all of the Triple Crown races. And so all of that content is rocking and rolling right now, by the way, guys. If you're curious to learn more about who's on the Derby train, what's happening. And so I had seen the name of every single horse that should have been in that race. And standing in the paddock, I see the name Rich Strike walk by, and I'm like, whose horse is that?
Are you trying out
I know
for
that
Harry
you guys
Potter
are
too?
not. No, you guys just aren't as chronically online as me, but that's the whole thing. Whose horse is that? And went and won the damn thing. So I don't know. This is just a very exciting time of the year. I like being at this event because it kind of sets the tone of excitement and betting and unpredictability of the sport, leading into probably one of the most unpredictable races in the world, the Kentucky Derby. So, again,
The Kentucky Derby is just such an outlier race. I honestly, when I look through past performances, I really just toss those efforts. Even if you win, like Mystic Dan, obviously it comes down to trip. It comes down to everything going your way. And I mean, obviously,
like the NHC.
Exactly. You need a lot of luck to go your way.
We got a lot of people screaming for this 7, I think. This
it's Turfway, the
long
upper
shot.
right.
Oh, barely.
Second.
Probably shaking things up a good amount if he had gotten out.
The 1-to-1 one.
Yep.
But I agree with you on the Derby. It's something, so like, of course, horses are herd animals, right? And there's a herd dynamic about things, and you don't always get to see the herd dynamic play out in races, but the Derby is a race where you do get to see that because there's so many horses.
It is a true cavalry charge to the wire.
Yeah.
It is. And I mean, it's just so thrilling and so spectacular to watch because for anyone who's not familiar, the typical standard size of the largest horse race that there is in the U.S. is 14. So that gate for the Kentucky Derby is all specially made, specially built out just for that one specific race. And as I said, a lot of parallels between that and winning the NHC. It all depends on your trip, your luck, and all in all, there's no predicting the outcome. All you can do is be confident going into it and know that it's anyone's race to win, and this is anyone's tournament to win, at least 2 days ago. Today might not be the case. Again, I think people are understanding where they stand and if they have a real shot or not. And
look at this cutoff line right here.
And this is all updated after that last
updated
mandatory.
10 minutes ago, so it'll update again after this.
Turfway,
but Sean Nolan is currently in 80th place with 150.68, so that is not what did I say, 172 was yeah, so that I think it's going to be a lot lower cutoff this year because mandatories are done and most people probably don't have any or have one pick left. Is it just 10 optional today?
I believe it is 10 optional,
10.
yes.
Yeah, most people look like they're sitting at, well, this is interesting. So, third place, Alex Deito, who you interviewed earlier. Now, this isn't updated. This was updated 11 minutes ago, so they may have used one now. But it looks like Alex had only used 8 of his optional plays, so he's still sitting on a couple. The guy in second place has used all 10. John Fisher has only used 7. Dylan has only used 7, so they both still have multiple plays left today to try to get to the top. Is there any? I don't think there is. Is there any day money? Do you know?
I don't know. I don't know.
not sure
I
either.
am hearing, though, that Dan might be somewhere.
I mean,
day money.
Dan is running away with this one.
There is day money. We'll get back to that once we kick it to Dan.
Dan, where are you?
Oh, okay, good. So,
Yeah, we're ready for you,
how
Dan.
would you describe this area? What is this area called?
This is the TV platform, so this is where behind the scenes we can see what races are upcoming. We have to figure out, what races we want to put on the big screen, what sound comes up. It's our little safety area to make the decisions that impact everybody else.
This is the command center, the control center. Brian Skirka, some of you might know him from Monmouth Park. Great guy, and also the MC has become the voice of the NHC. How many years have you been doing this for?
This is my third year, I believe, of being the MC. I've come out here maybe 10 years to help with various different things, but for some reason my voice was one that appealed to them and they want to hear more of it, so I'll
very peaceful.
oblige and help wherever I can.
Rachel said it's very peaceful. It's a very peaceful voice. And I will say the other thing you do is you bring some levity and you try to calm this crowd down at times. There were a bunch of I don't know, scratches or cancellations, bad weather, fairgrounds earlier. And you said, all right, it's me again, but I've got some good news this time. And you remember you told them?
Yes. I know you don't want to hear any more announcements, but this was a good one. Lunch has been served. But, no, I deal with these players a lot at Monmouth Park. We run probably one contest a month, so 12, 13 years. So I've dealt with a lot of handicapping contest players. 99.99% of them are great and give actually really good feedback that I want. But I also know that they're not here to hear my voice. They don't want to hear bad news. So I try to, I'm not Eric Wing, the old MC, who he had a 5-minute comedy skit written, but I try to throw in a joke here or there.
I enjoy it. I think it's better when it catches you off guard. So I think if you're just expecting the comedy, it's not going to be as great. All right. Getting serious about where we are right now, we are like, if you watch like NFL Red Zone, like the witching hour, right? They we say this is the last hour and 20 minutes or so of the contest. How many races are left? What's the scene, if you can paint it, in terms of without going to individual players, where they have to be, and then what it means for tomorrow's implications?
Yep, so 5 races left. We're down to 3 at Santa Anita, 2 at Turfway. The goal is to be in the top 80. So we had exactly 800 players. The top 10% move on to the semifinal round tomorrow. So you want to be in the top 80. I would categorize right now as if you're in front, it's probably a little unsettling, to be honest, even though you're in front, because you know that there are people behind you ready to fire away on these last 5 races, and maybe you're in front because you used some of your bullets earlier on and you don't have as many left, whereas the people that might be behind you might have more ammunition to come and get you. So, it's obviously good to be near the top of the leaderboard, but I could also see people being unsettled knowing that, especially with a track like Turfway, where there could be a 50-1 shot around the corner, in any race. It's a little unsettling, but also exciting, to watch. There's a lot of people betting all of these last 5 races.
I've got a view of the leaderboard right in front of us here. Dan Piazza, he's been sort of wire to wire since mid to late day yesterday, 283. Greg Bone is in second with 245. Alex Deito, 243 and change. Dylan Donnelly, a familiar name that we've talked about on the show here a couple of times now today, 241. And John Fisher at 235. So those are the top 5. Chris Littlemore, past winner of the NHC and NHC champion, in 8th. That's always impressive to me. To do this once is insane, to win this once or to be in the top 10 once, but I feel like he's always in the top 10. He always shows up.
Everything about this is amazing to me. To win it and then come back to win day 1 as Dan Piazza has, and then to be leading by even a bigger margin in day 2. I could see having a great day 1, but just mentally to be able to get yourself back up off the mat and do it again in day 2 is unbelievable. But all these players that are up there now still have some races to bet. Dan Piazza has 9 optional races currently. Everyone has to bet 12, so he still has 3 bets left. Greg Bone in second has 2 races left. I guess the person in 6th, Joseph Folk, has bet every single one of his races so far, so he won't be moving anywhere. But everyone else still has races to bet, so a lot can change here in the last 5 races.
As we look ahead to tomorrow, what is your process like tonight? Do you do the saltwater gargling? How do you prepare?
So last year, maybe this is my second year being MC, because I remember last year I was unprepared from a vocal cord standpoint, and I started to hit the wall, to be honest, by early morning Sunday. So it was a scramble fest of epic proportions at breakfast. I drank some sort of tea, which did not work out very well. I'm not a coffee drinker, I'm not a tea drinker, but it was emergency mode.
So you're a wire.
Yeah, it was bad, and it didn't help the vocal cords. I limped to the wire, but made it. So this year, from day 1, I have probably consumed about 10 to 12 hot water, lemon juice, honeys. That was my tip from Larry Colmus. A few years back, I got bronchitis, and I had to do some talking at Monmouth, and he said hot water with lemon juice and honey. So that has been the thing that I've consumed most, and knock on wood, it works, unless you make me talk for the next half an hour.
All right, we'll keep it short. We'll ask you one last question then, and that last question is, what does tomorrow look like? We're going to be live tomorrow, but for the viewers at home watching this, Just give us a timeline of what tomorrow looks like, how it unfolds for the cutoff to the final 10, and then when we might expect to see those last 10 races.
Yep, so the top 80, again, advance to tomorrow in terms of the semifinals. There are 19 races that are all optional plays. So right about noon Pacific time is the cutoff. So before that, there's 19 races from all the mostly East Coast tracks, the earlier tracks. All players in the semifinals have to bet 10 of those 19 races. And then again, right around noon, once that 19th race runs, that's when we make the cut to the top 10. It's chaos for the next hour in terms of getting paperwork signed, finding everybody, getting everyone organized, and then there's a all mandatory, all 7 races final table that starts right around 1:10. Obviously everyone in the top 10 has to bet those same 7 races. It lasts about 2 hours, so 7 races over the course of 2 hours, and we crown a champion.
All right, well, we'll be back. We're going to check in with Brian tomorrow. We're going to let him rest the vocal cords for now. And Rachel, that hot tea, honey, lemon thing, that sounds good for both of us.
Yeah. I really do. Wow. Brian Skirka, the voice of God here at the NHC.
He corrected me, which is good because I had realized that too, right? While I was looking at the leaderboard. You get 12 plays today, not 10. So these guys at the top with 8 picks still have 4 picks left to make, which is a big deal. What, you were going to say something about Brian? Or the voice of God?
Just the voice of God. I was going to say that there was a slight bit of pandemonium earlier when Fairgrounds was canceled for the day. Weather, power issues, you can't control it. So he keeps that calming presence within the room. And
there is a day 2 leaderboard, too.
There's a day 2 leaderboard that's already started.
So they do this online with a lot of tournaments, and so the person who, like Dan Piazza, got yesterday a BCBC spot for first place, which is $10,000, and then same thing today. The person who makes the most money in just today alone gets that. Second place gets $5,000, and third place gets $2,500. So picking up a little extra cash. And right now, Greg Bone is in first, with Jeff Arthur in second and Chris Weichel in third. You have Dylan Donnelly in fifth, John Fisher in fifth. So you see some of those big names. Oh, Greg Bone's actually in eighth, too, with his second ticket. So he has 2 tickets that are doing really good. So there is some money up for grabs, which is nice. Because if you, like Tom was saying earlier, if you kill it on day 1 and then you just cold on day 2, like you could still get a prize for doing really well on the first day. So yeah, let's see if we've had any changes here. We did have somebody move up. Dylan move up to 4th place. John moved back to 5th. And
I don't know, maybe a couple new names in there, but
Wes Herrick is a new name I think I've seen. Your buddy's doing good.
Yes,
Howard's
my buddy's doing good. Howard Kravitz. I wish him the best of luck the rest of the way here.
I want to check on Judy. Let's see where Judy Wagner is. I think we had her on here. She's the only female to ever win this one. 124. Too bad. She was doing really good yesterday.
What about, was it Chrissy or Christy that got married?
Christina Violet. Okay, yeah. 162 in 45th. So she's currently in the cut.
Looking nice.
Oh, right. And the story on her, I wasn't on set, but what was the backstory there? She got married this week?
Yes. So here's the thing. They want to get married in Vegas, and I think they might have had the date picked already, and then she won this NHC seat, which she won on a free tournament, which there's one tomorrow for anybody who didn't qualify in the NHC, so make sure to do that on Horseplayers. But she won this free tournament, and she's like, we're going to be in Vegas, let's change the wedding and do it there. So she got married this week. This is their honeymoon, which is so diehard. I love it.
That's what I'm talking about, the eccentric nature of Horseplayers.
And now,
who else would do that?
Hopefully, it looks like to me she'll at least pick up at a minimum $10,010, which is kind of a weird little breakdown.
The extra $10 really makes a difference.
Maybe they can take a second honeymoon or extend it or something like that. Or buy a bunch of more tarantulas, because she was our tarantula collector who has 5 tarantulas. They're her girls. They're all named. You missed that?
Yeah, no. I was not part of that conversation. Yeah. But I love that for her, though.
I also would have excluded myself from tarantula conversations. More than 2 legs, more than 4 legs, I don't really trust you.
more than 2? And
4
and
legs.
More than 4?
I'll trust a deer.
Like a cat?
What
Yeah, I'll
about
trust a
horses?
cat.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
4
more than
legs.
4.
4
More
legs
than
you have
4.
my trust. More than 4, sorry, yeah.
And what is this, Leonard? I'm sorry, Leonard in the comment section telling nobody to bring us drink tickets is not appreciated. We welcome all the drink tickets to the
Yes, we do.
table.
Yes, please. My co-hosts need them. Still riding that water train. And we appreciate it. Again, the chat is open. TV racing, of course, you're welcome for the live stream. We hope that you're enjoying it, seeing a little bit of an inside edge of what's happening here at Las Vegas. And I think that we're going to have a lot more people to talk to tomorrow once they know whether they're fully out and can talk to us about, you know, any other picks and selections that they have. I think people are just going to be a bit more open.
I think so, but
Following day.
our AI bot over here, we're 2 minutes away
Hey,
from
that's me.
Santa Anita Race 8. What do you got for us?
I mean, look, the favorite 3 to 5 is Catherine and Marissa, who lost last time out to She Feels Pretty, who is just a monster on the turf, no matter where she shows up. But I think you can go a couple different directions. Obviously, for those still, scratching and clawing for a spot into that top 80, I think the 2 and the number 5 both deserve a look. Number 5, Starry Heavens for Phil D'Amato, excellent turf trainer out here on the West Coast. This one comes over from Ireland, so clearly bred top to bottom to handle the grass. It's just going to be a matter of if this one is ready first off this little bit of a break. Second one is going to be the number 2 Mahina for Patty Gallagher with Hector Barrios aboard. Hector Barrios also rides the turf, excellent out on the West Coast.
Pause. Am I not wrong about this AI brain? He has nothing in front of him. Keep
Or
going.
just a
Keep
degenerate
going.
gambler that loves betting on horses.
That is crazy cool.
Mahina in his last 2 finished in second, both against Stakes Company. This is another stakes race here. Got to go down the hill a little bit for this 1.25 mile journey. But Hector Barrios should just save a little bit of ground and maybe can spring a mild upset. Catherine Marissa, the 8, is going to be very tough to get by, though.
Yeah, I'm looking at the time form because I didn't handicap this race, so that's my quick cap version. And it does have the 8 winning, but the 2 not very far behind, 3 not very far behind, which isn't great odds. But the 2, Mahima, 9-1. That would make a move here, but they're loading in the gate. So on the bottom left of your screen is this race 8 at Santa Anita.
If I had to make a pick, I got to go with the 2. Patty Gallagher is just such a happy-go-lucky guy. He's always in a good mood. Anytime I saw him around Del Mar this past summer, just smile on his face, and he's a walking party.
Aw, love that.
Let's go Mahina.
The cool part of this course at Santa Anita is I feel like I have actually ridden it. When I was out at Santa Anita, we did an activation with Jockey Cam, and so you got to ride a race in the POV from a jockey, and this was the starting point of that race. And
that's so cool.
That is very cool.
Highly recommend if you ever have a Jockey Cam set up at your race course.
All right, they're crossing over the dirt here in the downhill.
That's always such an interesting part of these races when they go down the hill, is that dirt crossing.
Yes, it felt weird in the VR too. We got 4 in front, a 20-1 and a 60-1. Big hug in second place.
Kind of keeping Catherine and Marissa out wide. That might be to her detriment.
Is that fraction right?
No.
No. I was going to say, I don't think so. I don't think they're
No,
going
you and me in a horse suit could run
Yeah.
27-1. So no, I don't think that's
timing's
going to
a
be an
little bit
accurate
off
first
there.
quarter. But
Yeah.
they're not going too quick. But Omaha Girls does seem to be ready to kind of go here.
Omaha Girls just opening up, but there's still...
This is the classic Georgie Papadromo move on these long turf races. Just send them to the front with these long shots and hope you can get home. I mean, we saw Cabo Spirit over Santa Anita opening weekend do this exact same thing in a turf race and managed to hang on and win. So maybe Omaha Girl has a surprise in her.
Hey guys,
what's up?
How you doing? How you doing?
Doing great.
Heck, how was it out in the wild?
I got itchy. I was like, I need to come gamble with you.
Yeah.
I want to handicap this next race at Turfway. I want to
I'm
make
ready.
some money. So
I got it in my
seriously,
head.
Yeah, I'm tired of losing money today. So we're gonna bet Turfway right after this. All right, so a little bit of a bunch up here at Santa Anita. Let's
Little
see.
bit. Catherine and Marissa's been wide this whole trip.
tight.
She's going to have to be much the best to finish this off.
Oh,
That
who's
rolling.
Charging from the outside.
Is that Mahina on the outside? Is that the 1?
The 3?
That's the 1.
6?
One.
The 1? I can't see anything. Oh, it is the 1. It is the 1. Good call.
The 1 and the 3
Is that a
got
big
up
price?
for a second.
That 1.
That was 1-3.
11-1, Lady Claypool. Tiago Pereira for Richard Baltus.
Yeah, I'm seeing some
Gonna
high
shake some things
fives.
up, I'm sure.
I'm seeing some high fives.
That is a very nice price to get in a race like this.
Shake 'em up.
Have you seen Bobby in the comments?
Bobby, we need you back in the comments.
Come on, Bobby. We know you're with us.
I know. I see him back in the chat with previous picks, but come on, let's help Dan make some money here
help me out,
at a
Bobby.
very soggy Turfway Park.
To race Turfway 5. Let's.
Does anyone have a pen?
I hardly have a phone.
Oh, my man. Thank you.
Nice.
All right.
Nice catch.
But Ryan does have a high computing brain power.
Only when it comes to
Was
horses.
there,
Ask
like,
me about anything
photographic
else
memory?
and I'm done.
That's apparently Gino with DRF that has a photographic memory.
Isn't that crazy? That's awesome. Okay, Turfway race 5.
Man, I can't lie. Turfway looks like a pretty...
Ellis just hit that 1, and he was close, so
go.
that's a good sign for
Let's
Ellis.
go, Ellis.
Yes.
Nice.
Let's go, Ellis.
Wait, let
All
me.
right, more good news, guys. I'm discovering drink tickets in my pocket, and we need to get Greg a beer. I know he's looking at me like that.
Yes.
Enough
Hey,
is enough.
I can duck out.
Can you get us
I can duck outing and I
Some
can make
drinks?
I can make a
All
trip.
right.
I have 3 drink tickets here.
Yeah, I can make
Find
it
me
4.
$300 that I've lost today somewhere. Can you do that?
Yeah. I'll just
someone will
look
donate money. Be
underneath
like,
the
Dan's
seat.
a good guy. He's trying hard. He just needs $300.
Just bet it on the 4 at Turfway.
Well, no, we're gonna handicap this race.
Okay.
We're gonna handicap.
What do you
this
want to
race.
drink?
Oh, whiskey and Coke, or whiskey
need
and
some,
Pepsi for me, please.
We need tip. We need
Wow.
tip money.
Okay.
Tip money.
Yes.
All right. Here's drink tickets.
Wow.
Making it rain.
Yeah, I'll
Very
just be
dangerous.
the
No,
keeper.
there
of
is a 10
these.
in there, so use your best judgment.
Yeah,
Okay.
Dan's not cheaper.
He's like, put the big bill on top.
Yeah, wrap it. Wrap
And
those
Dan,
singles.
what do you want to drink?
I probably shouldn't drink anything too crazy. I do like a Claw or a Truly or whatever,
All
or
right.
a High Noon.
A Claw, a Truly, whiskey Coke, margarita.
You drinking whiskey Coke?
Whiskey Pepsi. This is a
Whiskey
Pepsi event.
Pepsi. Okay.
Oh, okay. In that case,
I, on the
totally
other hand,
understandable.
do not have a high computing, brain for memory.
You need the pen.
So
Dan just got.
what happened?
I've got
oh, you need
this.
the
You know,
pen back?
whatever you do,
What?
we'll drink it.
Oh,
And
you
I
do?
have full faith
Well,
in
Rachel's
you.
going to get the drinks.
Oh,
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 do you want
Alex.
Alex to get them?
Alex, you want to
It's
do
a
that?
long order. It's like 6 drinks.
Okay.
It probably needs 2
6
people,
drinks, there's
actually.
4 of us.
All right. Do you guys
Oh, they're
want me?
drinking too.
Yes, of course. Sorry.
Our production shout out, by the way, to Greg and JD and Alex, who are making everything work behind the scenes here. This is quite the production to put on, and these guys are truly an amazing team.
A+.
I realize now why
The
Alex
best
was
of the
hovering
best.
over me. He thought I was holding the drink tickets. He's like, give it to me. I was like, dude, these are my losing tickets. These are not drink tickets. These are just
don't want those.
losers. These
Here,
are not.
Alex and I will go on this mission.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Oh, that was my favorite thing I've ever heard anybody say. It was Michael Bailey when cheering a race where he was just screaming, I believe! I believe! And that was my favorite. I've never heard anybody say that before. His horse lost. But I
Oh, look
Oh,
at this.
Hey!
And as fate would have it, we have an open seat, so go sit down.
Let's go. Eminem joining us up here.
How are you making the cut?
Maybe.
Maybe.
So I was actually coming over to tell a table mate, Ryan, we just hit that 11-1 shot or whatever.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Go.
You go from the desperation of being 2 hits away to being 1 hit away, and now you feel like you got a chance again. So
We got a chance. We're still alive. We're still kicking.
My soul will get crushed a second time today, I have a feeling, but okay. I'm shocked to be back in it.
That's
What's the outlook?
$34.
Where are you sitting exactly?
I don't know. So I haven't seen an update, but I just know we were at
This updated 2
at about
minutes ago.
$78. That had to add
$34,
so
and then
I know I'm not in it yet. 110 maybe, 108.
How many bullets you have left?
3. So, okay. I mean,
Yeah.
you guys tell me. You're certainly more of experts than I am at this. 175
So-
the cut, something like that.
Last year it was 172.
That would be better.
I thought it was going to be a little bit lower this year, but maybe not, because I also, for a minute there, thought everybody had 10 picks and not 12. So it might be a little bit higher. But I see like Cheryl McIntyre just jumped up the leaderboard, and India Sorrow jumped up the leaderboard. Ellis Starr moved up 51 positions into 20.
That's awesome.
Wow,
Place for
Ellis.
that. Buck Waller moved up 55 positions. Let's see, we got Evan Traumer. He didn't
Let me
hit that,
sign
but
out.
still
I'm told
leaderboard.
I got to go make a bet, but I really just wanted
Don't
to
miss-
come
yeah,
harass
don't
my
miss-
friend Ryan. Say hi
Well,
to
it's
you
good
guys.
to, it's
Always
good to
good to
see
talk
you.
to you, Matt.
Keep it rolling, all right?
Do you have a pick for Turfway for us to bet on?
Well,
Because Dan has lost some money.
No one's watching. No one's watching.
it's interesting. I'm in the Twin Spires tournament, winning that at the moment.
Okay.
And
What's that for?
what's that for?
Money.
Yeah. Money?
It's a seat in the upcoming tournament.
Oh,
whatever.
slide.
So,
Okay, crush.
They have a really good feeder tournament program, actually. Not trying to turn this into a paid advertisement for them, but it's a really fun
And you can use my
tournament schedule.
promo code.
Absolutely. I'd be happy to come
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about
there
it.
you go.
And it's an unpaid ad. It's just a good product, but it's a fun tournament structure. And I'm shifting from where I'm at to show bets, so I am of no help to you because I'm just trying to protect where I'm at.
Nice.
Sorry.
Okay.
We'll bring that home too then.
All right.
All right.
Thanks for
Thank
letting
you,
me.
Matt.
Let's
Yeah.
get you guys to
Eminem.
come back.
Yeah. Let's do it. All right. So we've got to like sort of bear down here. We got 3 minutes.
Let's do it.
Race 5.
Let's do it.
I don't know anything I'm seeing in this form. I don't bet Turfway normally.
I
Like
love Turfway.
like $15,000 maidens. I mean, what am I looking for? I mean, I'm looking for speed, I think, just because I think there's not going to be many horses passing each other. Is there anything else I'm looking for?
Yeah, I mean, Turfway, you got to approach that kind of on a race-by-race basis. Obviously, pay attention to the track. But in my opinion, with these maiden $15,000 claimers, you got to look for these dropping horses. So, obviously, the number 1 to beat is going to be the number 4 in here. I think it's Motafil is how you
Okay.
pronounce it. Thank you.
Look at this.
Love those
I
free
mean,
drink
living
tickets.
life or what right
Love
now?
those free drink tickets.
Guys.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, guys. Cheers to you guys.
Cheers.
Cheers. Alex, cheers. Okay. Please continue.
The number 4 Motafil, no doubt the horse to beat in here, but certainly could beat this one. I like the 9 and 10 at a bit of a price. The number 9 Kistler is going to have Rocco in the saddle for Barry King. Decent last out, but first off the claim for a decent claiming trainer. And then the number 10 Cha Cha Ching, aptly named. So if you cash on this one, you're definitely going to be making some money.
Nice.
Walter Rodriguez, good jockey upgrade here. Finished second last time out with a nice 61 buyer. So a repeat of that effort definitely gets this one pretty close, I would imagine.
Why is his price so high? I mean, on paper, he looks like he ran the best recent race.
He did, but he's 0 for 15, and he's faced this level. He's faced lower. He faced maiden 7,500 the last 2 out. So it's just he's kind of one of those herd animals as we were talking about. Maybe he just doesn't want to finish in front. But Walter Rodriguez is a significant jockey upgrade in this race. Actually, I guess not that significant as Luan Machado is who he's replacing. But Walter still rides great, and it seems like the kind of horse that you just have to make the right move at the right time. And if he finds himself in front, that might be good enough to win if the move is made at the right time.
Nice. Greg would like the name of this 8 horse. I don't know if he's seen it. The 8 horse is named Moving to Kentucky.
I love it.
That's Greg's life goal is to get everyone he meets to move to Kentucky.
Mainly just you, but
I live in San Diego, so good luck on that.
Exactly, that's not happening.
That's going to be tough to get me to Kentucky from San Diego, but I'll think about it.
Okay,
Well, I
I
mean,
think you
it's
should
horse
add
country, man.
cha-cha-ching to the ticket.
That's what-
unless
yeah,
he
that's
already
what
said
Ryan-
that, because
yeah.
I wasn't listening because I was trying to handicap.
Yeah.
On the
no,
fly.
but that was like his third choice.
That's
I
the
think.
third choice. Okay, for me,
That's my most logical long shot in here.
Okay. For me, when I don't have time to like totally dig into a race, I'm just kind of like scanning the PPs. There's a couple of quick things you can do. Obviously, you can look at the speed figures, the buyer figures, see who's had like, the fastest races or is improving. Also, I like to see who's made the most money, who's good at picking up cash, and Cha-Cha-Ching is good at making it cha-cha-ching. So none of these horses are really that good at making it cha-cha-ching.
No, there's no flight lines in here, so
yeah, I
might
mean,
as
this
well
horse
take
has
a
won
price.
$27,000 in a lot of starts. Not that great, but does seem to be improving a bit on the form.
Yeah, I think Cha Cha Ching makes a ton of sense. Going to be tactically placed, has enough kind of forward speed to be at least in the mix as they turn for home, and
Rachel,
I think
you
that's
need it.
important.
yeah. Give me some of that.
Pick one.
The bar wench is back. As you can see, Alexa, different bartender on that margarita.
This one is tart and big, and I'm okay. But it is.
Let me see. I'm trying to log into my account. It's like, this is not going well. Okay.
Leonard says
the 8.
Wait, is this the same Leonard who was telling us we couldn't drink anymore?
Yeah, but then he reeled that back. He reeled that back, and now he's
Alright.
saying you should use
He
the 8
likes
in this race, which is
because
the favorite.
so I actually like the 8. I like
Okay,
the
well,
8.
they're loading in the gate. Make your bet.
If I can get in, I'm going to bet 4, 8, 10
and that's
exact,
the moving to Kentucky.
Yeah, I like that horse. Where is this track?
Turfway.
Turfway.
I'm trying to get to...
Last one in the gate.
Oh, Dan, look out. I
Gotta
kind of
get it,
like
gotta go.
that name of the 3, more
No,
hot sauce.
shut out.
I was going to bet 4, 8, 10, so exacta. I was going to do a $10 exacta box, 4, 8, 10. So anyhow, let's see.
I do have a double ending here in the 4, but I did
Okay.
want to try and choose a bit of a price. So, 410 would be nice. In that order.
QB9.
And this is in the upper right-hand screen.
Take your picks.
That's tragic. Yeah, our AI bot's got it. Okay, I can't wait for the leaderboard
Oh my
refresh.
gosh. Whoa.
One coming in the last couple races is absolutely going to shake it up. I'm excited. I'm super curious what
Wow. Turfway's wild.
That's just about a cap horse as they cap it at 20 to 1.
Wild.
Yeah. Yes, so for those watching, there's a max. It's called a cap horse, and it's usually around 20 to 20, around 20. Sometimes it takes a little more, but the most you can get is $64, which is 44 to win and 22 to place. So even if the horse pays more than that in the tournament, that's as much as you can get. I think it's to kind of level the playing field, so that if somebody hits a 100 to 1 horse, it doesn't just like blow up the tournament.
Exactly, and end it immediately.
Yeah. But that 4, the favorite got second, like we know, so it's probably going to underpay on the place.
Guys, Ryan just literally was like, I'm going to go with the 4, the 9, and the 10. He said that 4 minutes ago, like roll back the tape. Like, did anyone in the chat bet that? I mean, what are we doing here? I didn't.
Frankie says never bet against an Italian. That's what Frankie said in the chat. That's
Freaky Frank Booth, to be specific.
Freaky Frank. Thank you, Freaky Frank. We appreciate the input. No, none of us bet. I wasn't listening because I was trying to
We're
handicap.
definitely not listening.
I was paying zero attention to the AI bot who's like freaking...
You're calling him the AI bot?
Yeah, because he has nothing in front of him. He's
Only
just
for
got it in
horses.
his
Ask
head.
me about nothing else, please.
Oh my
But
gosh, it's
only
true.
horses. I got you guys covered.
And don't ask him who won the Derby last year.
No.
Wow, Ryan, that's mega. Please tell me that you had threw some cash around on that.
Oh, no, I didn't. No, I had a double ending in the 4, and then I was talking with my buddies, and I said 9-10, and I probably should have played something, but, hindsight's 20/20.
Pain and suffering. I feel like this could produce a new leader in the tournament even. Like, I really think it's possible this is going to shake things up drastically.
Kistler.
I'm waiting for the refresh.
So we've got, I think, are there 2 races left? Is that what we got?
2 races at Santa Anita and 1 race at Turfway.
Oh, boy. Okay. These poor guys. Good.
Are we going to the end?
I mean, at this point.
Might as well.
At this point, you got somewhere to be.
Not really. Not really.
If
I'm
anything,
right here.
this is just keeping you from the blackjack tables.
It is.
For
This is
longer.
saving me money. Should we DoorDash? Like dinner right now?
Right
Anybody
to the
else
table.
hungry?
Oh yeah, I could absolutely eat. We haven't made dinner plans yet for tonight, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that I can handle regular food again now, though.
There we go. Beat
Yeah.
the Cabo curse or whatever, the Cabo cold or Cabo
Yeah,
cough.
the Montezuma's Revenge.
Montezuma's Revenge, sure.
I had a lobster roll last night at dinner.
That's an aggressive
and,
choice.
It seems aggressive, but it was less aggressive than a lot of other seafood options. I
Okay.
don't know that I'm going to saddle up to oysters.
Yeah,
coming
that's
off
smart.
Of a bug.
That's smart.
And that is sitting with me okay.
Good.
So
That's
I'm
good.
feeling
That's-
emboldened in my choices
that makes-
for dinner tonight.
Gives me a lot of relief.
It's gone official. It has gone official.
Oh,
so it's that paid 53. 78. 53.78 is what that's going to total. So because
Wow.
that favor got second, that place is going to underpay a bit. Let's
Cutoff
see
might be like
if
200.
Sorry?
I said the cutoff might be like 200 at this point.
It might be.
No, not that many people will have it.
You sure?
People will have it, but not, I am sure because it's not a mandatory.
Yeah.
But it is Turfway, so some people will have it. Let's see. We're waiting for the
Go for it,
update.
yeah.
We're looking at the leaderboard, but it's before this race, but it's been made official, so it should update like at any second, and we can see what has gone down. Okay, got it. We have a new person.
New person or
Who-
new leader?
Second place. Nobody's caught Dan yet, but Tom Boyd has moved.
Boyd and Greg Bone. Boyd and Bone.
Boyd and Bone, everybody.
Is yours
Um,
refreshed, Greg, on that thing?
What?
Is this one refreshed? The one on the screen? Is it, we have Boyd and Bone?
Yeah, there it goes. It's
All right.
refreshed.
Yeah. So Tom Boyd's in second, moved up 11 positions. He must not have hit. Let me see. He could have. Yeah, he could have moved up.
Where's Alex?
That far?
Oh, he's
Alex
fourth.
is in
Fourth.
fourth. John Vogel moved up 41 positions. Let's see.
How is
gonna
Piazza
refresh.
still
I,
there?
I just saw someone. It was farther down where it's the totals are closer together, but somebody moved up 232 positions with that play. I'm trying to see. Let's see.
Wow.
Yeah, 146, 147
Oh, my
positions.
God.
Dylan Donnelly on his second ticket hit that and
Wow.
moved up. That's got to be painful. I'm not going to lie. That he
Yeah,
didn't
if
hit
it
that
was
on his main
yeah.
ticket. If he hit that on his main ticket, he'd be in the lead with $290.
So where did his second entry get him to?
Let's see. His second entry. I don't think this is as updated down here. It'll have to. It's turning. It'll have to come back around. But it
Rotating, but
was
he was in the
cut. It was in the cut.
Okay.
So he's going to have 2 entries in the final semifinals. Joe Johnson's still doing really good. Let's see. Here we go. We're back to the top. Seeing any other big names that moved up. But like I said, there's only like 15 people or so that had it. He's moved into 46th position with his second ticket now.
And that jumped over 100.
146 people, yeah.
Wow.
That.
And that's how stuff can change in an instant.
But it looks like only around 10 to 15 people had that, and it got him into the top.
I'm surprised there were more people who had that horse.
I'm not. I'm really not, because
I mean, Ryan had that horse as like a top 3 pick. So I mean, if you were top 3 and you had the choices and you needed a price, I mean, just go with that horse.
yes, true. But in these tournaments, like
People
when-
just trying
How
to play.
easy is
That's why
it
I'm
to
not
overlook
scared.
stuff, I guess?
It's
When there's
easy,
so
yeah.
many races in the day and only, a smaller quantity are mandatory, how do you choose which of those optional ones you're going to go with? Like, because to your point, only 10 people probably had that horse.
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on your game plan, right? Like some people from the start of the day know all the plays they're going to make. Some people are kind of more reactive to what's going on. Sometimes you're forced to be more reactive. Like, you have your top plays. Like, I love this 8-1, but then if you're doing shit, then you got to pick a longer one, and then you go kind of hunting and searching. But, I mean, you see a lot of people exiting this room now. Like, a lot of people are out of picks. They've already made them. Ryan's back. So, but yeah, the selection process is a big part of the tournament on trying to pick which races are your best. So I think you just have to play to your strengths, whatever you're good at, whatever track you're really good at.
Yeah, so maybe some Kentucky people locked into Turfway Park.
Oh. That's crazy, though.
And I mean, the conditions there could have played a factor in people wanting to bet it or not.
Yeah.
Been kind of insane weather.
If we're talking Turfway, it was definitely up in the air whether they were going to go or not today, and I'm sure that changed a lot of strategies going in because it was up in the air until around noon, maybe a little bit before, but we were well underway by the time it was kind of finalized.
But you see, like, how close this tournament is. So, like, the people who had that and moved up into, like, 140th place, into, like, 40th place, they passed 140 people. The guy who moved into second place
Oh my God, look at this 10.
only passed 11.
Look at the 10 at Santa Anita. Do you see? Oh, sorry.
10's rolling.
I mean, he was kicking his back legs up. It was wild.
Oh.
So.
No, I'm actually waiting for you to give me the try at Santa Anita. So.
Okay, I'll have that ready for you. Give me a second.
You did it once. You may as well do it again.
Oh, did it get free from the outrider and was just kicking his heels
Might
up,
have just been a strong warm-up. I think he ate his Wheaties this morning.
Not
Alexa,
far
you
off.
look at this one or no?
I can. I'm ready. Let's do it.
What
Did I?
In all the hours
Hey.
of coverage you'd planned, you didn't look for you didn't.
Also,
In all the hours I didn't plan on Santa Anita 9, but
by the way, you guys, we're getting restaurant recommendations in
Yes,
the chat.
tell us.
Dwight says for Italian food, it looks like he sent another message with the correct spelling. Baltista's, a hole in the wall across the street in a strip mall.
oh, that doesn't
Those
sound
are the best
good.
kind of places.
I don't want to go
JD looks
there.
intrigued.
Those are the best kind of places.
Yeah, we're getting a resounding head shake. No.
What
from the
kind
guys
of
by-
strip mall, right?
Vegas, let's get
Yeah.
I love a good hole-in-the-wall, like, Chinese spot.
Well,
Yeah,
hang on,
yeah.
you guys.
Those
You
are the
know
best.
that Keith Lee,
If I walk into a place and it's hole-in-the-wall and it's cash only, you have my business forever.
the Keith Lee Food Reviews, which is probably one of the biggest food review
Love
accounts.
those Keith
that-
Lee.
He's Vegas-based.
Okay. Is he in the
So,
chat?
I wish. Keith Lee's out here changing
What is he
lives.
doing if he's not watching this?
Last I saw, he was in England, and he reviewed some beans on toast, and it was,
Yeah. We sure it's not that guy
Crazy.
who I interviewed earlier.
you know, he might be working with him.
I would just like to shout out Brad Anderson real quick. No relation to myself, but just a good buddy of mine that I met at the BCBC this year. But he just texted me, thanks for the 9 at Turfway. I don't
Was
know
he
what
watching this?
Hey.
Yeah, he's watching it. So, you know.
If you were
Good.
watching, you should be playing along with whatever.
Comment. Somebody watching played that 9. and I
Ryan's
wanna
heating
know.
up, man. He's heating up, man. The second he got this next Pepsi and Coke.
Pepsi and Coke. Pepsi.
Oh, we need
and,
it.
Just started
or no,
heating up.
whiskey and Pepsi. Pepsi and Coke is just two
Pepsi
sodas.
and whatever. I need to win a race. That's what I am completely messed up. All right, hit us with the trifecta, Ryan.
All right, easy. If you want to get the trifecta here in this 9th race at Santa Anita, the 10 obviously got a really strong warm-up, so maybe use that one underneath. Vladimir Sarin's not too good first time out. A horse I really like second time out is the number 8 for Andy Mathis with Kyle Frey aboard, dropping from maiden special weight down to maiden claiming. The number 3 also fits that same profile, dropping down, and a nice long shot that I like is the number 5. You also like the 5? That's great. I love when we all agree. Falcon Wings, Edwin Maldonado aboard. This horse is going to get out of the gate, going to go to the front, you'd have to imagine. Faced maiden claiming for this level 3 back, and then went back up into maiden special weight company. Hasn't really fit at that level, but has run speed figures, definitely competitive enough. And I think if Edwin's aggressive out of the gate, he's one of the best, if not the best, gate rider out here on the West Coast. So I think he can hang around for a price.
All right, 3, 5,
An 8.
All right, and the 10 you basically were
The
like
10
not
underneath.
Really.
10 underneath. Maybe he
What do I
ate his
do with
Wheaties
that?
this
Should I
morning.
just better
So
try? I mean, do I better try with the 10 underneath?
No, box them in an exacta.
Box 4 in the exacta or 3 in the
Wait,
exacta?
3, 5,
8,
10.
3, 5, and 8 are my top
Oh.
3. I gave a little look to the 10 because he seemed to be feeling
Super,
himself,
you
and
said?
JJ gave him a really nice warm-up.
Should I do a super?
I mean, look at him now. He's on the screen.
8 super.
Uh-oh. Alex
A
is
super.
encouraging Dan to do a super.
I'm doing a super box. Well, he would bet it straight. I'm at least going to box
We're
it.
going to box
Okay.
4 horses in a super.
Yeah, I'm going to do like
Nice
a
$2.40
cheap.
ticket.
Give the judgment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alexa would not do that.
You want in on that?
She's judging you.
I'm doing a 50-cent super box. What were the numbers again?
3, 5, 8, and 10. Why not box them in a try? If you have 4 horses that you like, box them in a try. If you have 3 that you like, box them in the exact.
Yeah, box the try.
So do a $1 try box?
Yeah.
3, 5, 8, 10?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow. What about this 9, though? Hot Tiger Nights.
I mean, that's certainly a fun name. First-time starter for Andy Mathis as well.
Sire does get quite exciting.
What Ryan
but Sire
said
gets
is that's a
12%
choice.
winners.
That's a great name. But, Andy Mathis is obviously a very good trainer. I like that the 8 is taking money. He's also trained by Andy Mathis. So the 9 I would have given a look to, but he just seems a little bit cold on the board. But, maybe he'll surprise at 16-1.
Greg, you're splitting this with me? Is that it? All right. So it's a $24 ticket. So you owe me $30.
That's good math.
Yeah. So what else we got here? We got this. Then we got the Turfway, dude. Just
Then we have
take my
Turfway, and then
money
we're right
there.
back to
I don't
San
know
Diego.
what the hell you said.
Oh, hang on. We're getting a play. Santa Anita play is number 1
Oh, of course, one of the horses not on the ticket.
on top of
And the
exactas
defeat.
and tries.
The defeat
Come
in your voice. So
on.
number 1 is
And what?
James
The next
J.
guy's got what? The
Braddock.
2, and another guy's got another one.
James J. Braddock.
Does
Now
not
that's a
sound
name.
like a horse
Is a
name.
name. No, that sounds
J.
like a person
Braddock.
who would sell me insurance.
Or the
That's
horse.
the horse's
What's the name of the horse?
Oh.
James J. Braddock.
What track is it?
And
Is that this
right
That's
now,
Santa
Santa
Anita, the
Anita.
number
It's
1.
number 1. The horse has been out 3 times. It's got second place last time, has had some improving speed figures, but still would need quite a bit of improvement to match some of the other ones in here.
I will say Steve Knapp is having a great meet. Fracey's just going to have to be aggressive out of the 1 hole. Going this 1 turn distance, you got to get good position. You can't get shut off. You can't lose any ground. But if Fracey's really aggressive out of there, this horse has some early speed, so maybe that can put this one into contention.
I don't want to hear
And
that.
someone's considering the 9.
I'm still 3, 5, 8, 10 all the way.
9, sorry. I like that people. Who's jumping in the chat with all these picks? This is great.
Freaky Frank is saying you talked me into it, 9 for sure, but we didn't talk about the 9.
Is 9
maybe
the
at
one that I
Turfway.
said?
Was that the one at Turfway?
Rachel mentioned it, and she already forgot.
Hot Tiger Nights.
9 is
We
Hot
didn't talk
Tiger
about it.
Nights.
Hot Tiger Nights.
But 9 in
Freaky
the last
Frank
race.
went to Hot Tiger Nights.
And apparently, James Braddock is someone that we should all know.
Okay,
Is it?
tell us. I want to know from
Yeah,
Freaky
tell
Frank
us.
who James Braddock is.
We have Google.
We do have
People
Google.
saying that Turfway's
I don't want Google.
got great
I want Freaky
value.
Frank to tell me.
Okay, Freaky
I feel
Frank,
like
tell
he'll
us.
have some spice to it.
Freaky Frank definitely is on Hot Tiger Nights. So that's the only thing I could tell you. All right, James. Is James Braddock like a boxer or something? He sounds like a boxer.
James
He's a
J.
boxer.
Braddock? Oh,
Actually
is he
a
really?
boxer, yeah.
Wow, great guess.
Okay, so bottom left is the
Santa
Santa
Anita.
Anita feed.
Not just a boxer, heavyweight champion, according to Freaky Frank.
All right.
Frank, I don't watch that.
All right, 3, 5, 8, 10. The 1 didn't get out. 10
so
looks
they
like he's in trouble.
is also hoping for no more long shots so that he can collect his $10,000 Breeders' Cup spot. So we'll have to get a refresh here. I wonder if anybody in the top 10 had it to take the lead.
Yeah, that would be
Certainly find
crazy. But the 10, after kicking away in the post parade, decided to kick away in the race as well. That's pretty impressive.
They're
Certainly
still
impressive.
saying photo. I really thought it was clearly the 6.
Yeah,
It was
is.
clearly the 6. They're saying
Yeah,
photo
yeah.
because
Okay.
it was less than a neck. But
That 10 is a lunatic.
yeah, if that 10
It's
didn't
like-
kick himself out of his shoes, he probably would have won the race.
Yeah, that 10's got like a bright future somewhere.
Does. Yeah, Vladimir Sarin's second time out. That's going to be the one to look for. Absolutely.
Damn. Rachel,
Wow.
you got that Turfway program real quick?
Yes,
I'll
I
pass it back
do.
soon.
I have the Turfway program.
In his mind,
In my mind.
actually.
That's right.
It's not even on his phone.
I need you to
so
tell me that.
it seems like we have some friends of people in the contest that are in the chat. Matthew, his friend Joe Capola also had that 6 and moved into the final tomorrow.
Go.
Hey, there we go.
Who's his friend?
Joe Capola.
Oh, the friend's Joe Capola.
Okay, I'm typing in Joe. So Joe Capola had they're not updating this leaderboard very often. He had $80 as a 430. So
Is this last name any relation to the, I believe it's a
Coppola
George
or
Weaver or Doug Dale Romans trained
We'll
horse?
keep an eye out on your guy
I
Joe
was
for
gonna say
you.
Francis Ford Coppola.
Basil DeVito moved up 232 positions.
Wow.
With that
Race for the
last one.
Italians. The Italians doing real well.
Goodness.
Real well.
What was the Italian comment earlier?
About the hole in the wall place. That,
No. Trusting in the Italian or
It is never bet against.
Never bet against an Italian.
I'm just thinking of the Princess Bride when it's never bet against a Sicilian when death is on the line.
Loopy Rachel, I love
Check
it.
out the
I
place
know.
money on
Dan,
this
I've
6
been
horse.
up on this podium much longer than expected. I'm holding it together.
Nobody expected to be here this long.
Nobody did.
Including
We're
me.
preparing.
And I'm just like, let's just push it.
We're just gonna have
I thought
to
I
do
was
it.
done after I left before the Oakland race, so
thought
I
it was
started
done when
getting
I
these
started
free
to tell
drink tickets
everybody
and
it
just
was
cashing
done,
them
but
in.
Say for
Margaritas
viewers on
wrong.
there?
Viewers, we got 2 5s.
How much?
We got about 2,500.
Okay, we can't
Nice.
leave 2,500
No.
people hanging right now. They want to hear.
Especially when we have a stakes
They've
race at
gotta
Turfway
know.
coming up, and then we have a
They gotta
nice open
freaking
maiden
know
special weight at
what
Santa Anita.
happens.
We can't leave the people hanging.
And
Also,
Okay,
right?
guys. It's up to
Okay, how have things changed?
Things
is
have
Piazza
changed.
still in the lead?
Oh yes,
Yes,
Jeez,
but,
this guy
but
is
it was
relentless.
clear, open lengths.
others have. We have a new second place person. We keep
Who's
having a
that?
new second. Peter Dresens moved up 19 positions with that horse.
Peter who?
Dresens. He's in
Okay.
a lot of, he's a familiar tournament name. I don't know if I know him, but okay, we have people who've moved up 219 positions with that horse.
Wow.
Look
That-
at 80th place. We're at 168.
Was a wild shift. We got to wait for this to tick around. Just give it another 10 seconds and we'll have some more relevant information.
Are they walking off?
Okay.
What's
so we
happening?
had
They're gone. Our production team is left.
Dean
happening here?
Dean or Dan Malitza,
They literally just left the set.
I think. They're over it. They're like, this is way more.
They're done.
They're going to go get some strip mall
just
Italian.
keep it on this shot and let it
Hole
roll
in the
until
wall.
everything dies. And I mean, we're gonna lose power soon. So
Yeah. But Dan Malitza, I don't know if that's the right name.
where is he? What number?
Okay, this is what I'm trying to tell you. Dean Malicia moved, he had that on both of his tickets and now moved both of them into the top 20.
Wow.
That's pretty
That's a
shocking.
huge move.
That's a huge move.
Wow. Ellis is still there. He's 40th.
Let's go.
Ellis may make this cut.
Let's go, Ellis.
Star.
Better.
For anybody on the bubble.
Bubble is the worst
Chrissy, I saw Chrissy Bialik just dropped out of the top 80.
place. No.
I really want her to make it.
I know. Is she out of plays?
I hope not. I think
Okay. I hope
not.
I think I saw her like 90 something.
It's ticking around. I'll I'll find her.
While we're searching, Ryan, talk to me on Turfway.
I mean, this is a stakes race, and these are my favorite kind of races to pick prices because all these horses have proven form where you know how that horse is going to run. So there's an abundance of pace in here. I love a couple of good prices. I love the 4 and I love the 5. I think they can both close from off the pace.
Wow.
I think this has a potential to melt down on the front end. The 1 horse on the rail has a lot of pace, and he's a long shot. So his best way of going is to the lead. You have outside speed. I anticipate this to be a hot and contested pace. I'm looking for the 4 or the 5 to pick things up, blow things up, and create even more chaos in this leaderboard.
Okay, so you're giving us 2. You don't want to give us a try this time?
No, I'll just give you the 4 and the 5 on top. That's what I got for this race.
18 to 1
4
and the 14.
and the 5
right,
on top at Turfway. Okay.
All right, now, Alexa, I know you handicapped this race for many hours. What did you come up with?
I did, and by many hours, I mean, let me find it and do it right now. Okay.
If you missed it,
Pours over this
Found
stuff
it.
tirelessly.
If you missed it, Ryan just picked 2 of the 3 longest shots on the board.
It's Turfway Park. I think the long shot has won 2 of the 4 races so far.
It's
Okay.
TP.
2 of the 5.
Okay.
TP.
So I think that this will have a hot pace, which I think when I was sort of paying attention to what Ryan said while I was looking at the leaderboard, you also agreed there was going to be a contested pace. We got a pretty consistent running style horse here with Cloudwalker. Coming off of a layoff. This trainer does pretty good. Brennan Walsh off the layoff. So the 3 Cloudwalker, maybe someone include, was that one you mentioned or no?
No, I went 4-5. So Get Twisted and These Apples.
Get Twisted is a fun name. Okay, Cloudwalker, and then I'm just going to look for the horse who has the best late pace rating in here, since we're going to have a hot pace.
I like that Lithe Spirit.
It's going to be the
Be
4.
live.
Be live.
That's
number is
something
that?
that my grandmother used to say
Oh.
about jellyfish. I feel like I got to back that horse then. Be
It's the
be
4.
live.
Live, you do.
Spirit.
The
It is
4
the
is going to
4.
have the late pace figure in here, and the 5 is also coming from off of it.
It is the 4. So, okay, so 3 and 4, and then I'll throw in one more. Just give me a hot minute.
Rain's coming down there a little bit, huh?
Yeah. So remember when Ryan said he would never move to Kentucky?
I do. In fact,
We're
I
getting
just
the
said it 15 minutes
exact
ago.
direct comparison. Lower left, California. Upper right, Kentucky.
That's right.
Yeah, that's fair.
Notice the
Not
shadows on
even
the ground
a
down in
comparison.
Southern California, the sunny skies. You can see the San Gabriel Mountains in the back, and all I see is rain and darkness in Kentucky.
Yeah, you notice how the jockeys are getting literally waterboarded?
Oh, God.
Okay, Girl of My Dreams, number 6. That's my third one to add
There we go.
to your ticket.
I will.
Confident
Okay.
are you?
So confident.
You're not confident.
What do you
I'm
think
so
of
confident.
Moonlit
Really?
Lady?
Yeah, I just handicapped it right here, right now. What did I say? 3-6 what? What was my other one?
368 Moonlit Lady was your last
No,
one.
I didn't give the 8.
Oh,
You like
The 4.
The 4,
Yeah.
sorry.
Okay, 3, 4, 6.
I'm going 3, 4, 5, 10. I mean, the 10's good.
I will go 4, 5, 7.
Not using my 6.
If I need to have a third, I'll go with the 7 just because that
Oh,
horse has
man.
proven off Lasix ability. And that's a big key coming
Oh
in
my
here
God.
because
So now
none of these
between the
runners
6
can run on
and
You
7.
can't
Lasix.
leave the 6 out.
I'm going with the 6.
Okay.
I should not be not trusting you, Ryan.
It's okay.
No,
you know?
trust Ryan. But
No,
also
what I'm
don't
gonna
leave
do
the
is,
6
it sounds
out.
like you guys both agree on the 4.
Yes.
I'm just going to make a big bet on the 4.
Okay, I like that.
Wow.
Do you want to make a bet? Because I don't know.
I mean, the 4 is going to be closing
And
from
I hit
dead
that
last,
horse and
but
I got some
the 4, his
cha-cha-cha-ching
2 races
here.
on synthetic have been his 2 best
Yeah.
races. They
Make
both
your
resulted in
bets.
wins.
Okay, what do
They've
you
both
think?
been at Turfway Park.
I have no
Why
thoughts.
not?
I
Why not
said
make it a third?
live, whatever.
I'm
Live,
doing a
live
25
spirit.
win place on the 4.
Utter chaos.
Oh, good. We're all talking
Who's
at
your
the same
favorite?
time. It's really easy to hear.
Can't hear anything.
Give me your
I love
top
the
2.
4. Give me the 4 on top. Give me the 5 underneath.
5. These apples.
Yeah, how about them?
Oh God.
We're
Okay.
getting comments saying that Turfway number 7 win and use the 7 on top
God.
of exactas.
Left out. I
and
used
tries.
Alexa's horse. Alexa is.
I like number 7 because of the name, Lithe Spirit, but it's a favorite.
You want to go run and bet it? You should bet it.
It
You
is
should
a
bet
favorite.
it. Like you're talking about this horse, like you got like a family connection to this.
I just
Got
have
my
the
tip
$10
money. Yeah, go ahead, use
room
that.
tip
Go
money.
ahead.
When I saw the way the margarita was made, I said,
I'm gonna hold this back.
I'm gonna use the singles on this tip.
All lime
And I
juice.
said, just so you know, this is from Dan Tordjman, not me. Yeah, very, very.
Here's $2 for your 7 drinks.
Okay, I boxed the 3, 4, 6, and 10 in an
Rich, you go
Exacta.
bet this. If you're feeling it.
I mean, no, I'm just going off of the vibes.
All right. All right.
No thoughts, just vibes.
No thoughts, just vibes.
All right,
I'm
they're
3, 4,
loaded.
5, 6, and 25 win place. on the
Talking
floor
myself
for
into
fun.
this 4, and if I had to, I'd go a 7-4 exacta to hedge that.
Wow, I didn't play the 7 at all.
Gilly Capper says the 8 horse.
There's literally, we've talked about every single horse here.
And that is the beauty
we are
of
going to be able
Turfway
to say
Park.
we had it and win this one. And this is the last race at Turfway. So now Santa Anita does have a
One
big
more.
field and a bunch of long shots. Sometimes Santa Anita has smaller fields, and the last race there might not be super viable for a tournament, but not the case today. So
This last race at Santa Anita is one of the most wide open races on their card today.
Wow.
So we've got multiple chances for the leaderboard to get twisted here. See what I did there?
Right.
Well, someone likes the 3, Cloud Walker, because
did.
of the name.
I liked it. Oh, and Jay.
Maybe we'll do like a reaction shot, like crowd reaction shot for the last race. It's the next race. You got time. It's like 15 minutes.
And here we go. Away they're about to go at Turfway.
Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up!
Oh.
Well, that's why I said a 7-4 exacta.
You did, and I didn't play it.
I didn't play it either.
Dan's dead.
Oh, that was brutally
Dan
close.
wishes that I did use these $10 of his to go bet the 7.
Didn't you win place the 4?
Oh, that was so close.
I think that he has a deep breathing exercise going on here.
Box breathing. Oh, God. Who's tired?
Yeah, everybody raise your hand if you're tired. Dan.
6 more of these and I'll be tired. Oh, man.
Oh, well, there we have it. Someone was with me with the number 7, and they followed up by saying, kaboom.
I mean, that was 2 jumps away from. Oh, that is brutal.
I bet 25 win place. I'll get a couple bucks back.
Okay. That's
Quit
not bad.
complaining.
That's not bad at all.
Quit complaining. You see my other bets?
Oh, God. And I used the 10.
Tell me you played the
instead of
7-4
7.
exacta.
No, I used her 6. You remember?
Wow. I had to try in the last race. Come on.
Ryan is really on fire, you guys. Ryan has had the winner in the
Myself and
or
Jackson
the second
Muniz, we
place.
love Turfway. We look forward to every Wednesday because of Turfway Park.
All right. Well, he's right. He's a killer. He's a killer.
That's mainly just the degenerate in us that wants to bet a
Oh,
racetrack
and my
that gives
10
you
did
chaos.
get 3rd. God damn it.
Hey, and lithe spirit, you guys. I did have the winner in that
But
race.
you didn't bet. I told you to go. I knew
I
the way you
know.
were
I
saying
knew
it.
that you were going to be pissed
You
at me
evoked
in
your
that final
grandmother.
stretch.
You evoked your grandmother. You have to go bet.
And then you didn't bet. Oh.
I
It's the
know.
grandma play.
I know. City, the live spirit, that was for you in our hearts. I should have spent the $10 on it, but it just seemed very last minute. I didn't think I was going to get there in time.
Well, super last minute.
How was this whole thing is a little bit last minute.
Right.
Okay, so another little bit of a move there because the
3-1 is still a good price. That could change some things
$12
towards that borderline, 160 to 200 range.
honestly, the win and the place are probably going to pay about the same, I think. If you have the winner, you'll get around, I don't know, $11, $12, and the place on a 12-1 should be around the same. We'll see.
All right. Our last shot here to make money. Last race of the day.
12
The
minutes.
10th at Santa Anita. You got your picks set up or you need time?
Oh, me? Oh, I got it.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay, so the number 5 in the feature race that was going a mile and a quarter at Santa Anita that we watched about an hour ago by now. The number 5 in that race, whose name is Starry Heavens, has been working out with the number 4, who Vinalia is maybe the name. Pronunciation in English is not mine.
Okay.
But that horse finished 3rd. That was the first race this horse had over in the States, and from what I've seen, I'm not a workout guru or anything like that, but from what I've seen, the number 4 in this last race has outworked that horse that debuted in the stakes race over, first time stateside. So I got to go with the number 4. That's a nice 8-1. I will say the number 6, Robin with a Y, had an 87 buyer debut, I believe.
85, yeah. But still pretty high.
Oh, I have an 87 buyer on my form for whatever reason. We're both using DRF, so that's odd. But 87, 85, very strong buyer for this field, but it worries me a lot that the 6 is not taking money. So just for that reason, these maiden races, a lot of time money tells the tale. So I'm going to go with the 4 on top, and I like the number 3, the other Phil D'Amato horse with Umberto Rispoli in the saddle. So I'll take the 3 and the 4, not in that order. I'll go 4-3 in this last race here.
All right, 8-1, 6-1.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
Well, I'm looking for an answer from Alexa.
I don't have an answer.
Pick a horse race winner.
That's the
From
question?
twinspires.com. There are
Wait,
no
what's
certainties in horse racing, but I'm pretty certain number 5
What
Colonel
is
Liam,
this?
7-2,
What are we
is
listening
going to emerge victorious from Saturday's $1 million Pegasus World Cup turf.
Oh, this is the
G1
Alexa
at Gulfstream Park.
Hi, Alexa.
Are they using Internet Explorer? That was so behind.
We've had those in the can for a while, haven't we? Hey, Alexa.
From twinspires.com. There are no certainties in horse racing, but I'm pretty certain number 5 Colonel Liam, 7-2.
Colonel Liam has not run in like 3 years, I don't think. Colonel Liam last won on the turf. I think he won that race, honestly, if my memory is correct.
Yeah? No, yeah, that's yeah. Well, he has a
But
race
that
named
was
after
many
him.
years ago.
He has a race named after him. Now.
Yeah. Oh, he does have a race named.
Alexa.
He's so old. He has a race named after
You
him.
don't know anything.
The AI Alexa didn't quite hit.
There are no
Real life
certainties in horse
Alexa.
racing. There are no certainties in horse
Oh,
racing.
we're back.
There are no certainties in horse racing.
Dylan moved into second.
We're just
Oh, wow.
hitting it like one
Okay.
of those sound effects.
Leaderboard update.
Oh, hang on. This is
Who
pretty
got?
savage. The only certainty in horse racing is Dan getting bad beats.
And who wrote that?
Jay
Fritz.
Fritz. Jay, harsh, but
Jay, you
true.
must watch a lot of these live streams.
There are no certainties in horse racing.
What did she say? What did she say? I can't even
There
hear
are
it.
no certainties in horse
Oh,
racing.
nice.
Okay, leaderboard update. We have had movement in the top 10. Dylan Donnelly has now moved into second place.
Wow.
With that winner, probably winner, I can't tell, but might have had the second place horse. But with $255.66. So he's now only 20. been a long day. I can't
Hang
do math
on.
anymore.
Dude, don't turn and look to me like I'm going to save
He's
you.
now $28.
Nailed it.
27-something dollars behind
Nailed it.
Dan Piazza and has one choice left. Everyone except for John Fisher and Joseph Folk in 7th and 8th place have a pick left. So they've all reserved one for this last optional race at
That's
Santa
smart.
Anita. I don't know. I don't know if it's smart.
Kent DeSormo is winning at a 20% clip at Santa Anita. Did you guys know that Kent DeSormo was riding?
I did.
I
did know that one.
Wait, I want to comment because I totally disagree with you, and I want to fight it out here.
Let's
real
fight.
quick about this. So,
Right now.
Okay, so
What is this about? Do you know what this is about?
I have no
said
idea.
It was smart to leave a pick for the last race.
Yes.
I don't think it is.
Okay.
Why?
Because here's the thing. I think you should play your best selections whenever they are, and the last race has low value in it because so many people have a pick in the last race, so you're not going to have a uniqueness with your selection. Like if you pick a 6-1 in here versus a 6-1 in a different race throughout the day that not that many people are going to play, you're going to move up more positions than you would here.
Okay, I don't disagree with that entirely. I'm saying if I'm already in the qualifying group and I've been there, pretty comfortably, so maybe I'm in the 1 through 40 kind of range, I want to save a bullet so that way I can kind of protect myself. I can use, maybe it's not, an A+ opinion that I have, but maybe it's an A or maybe a B+. So I can kind of use that and just kind of safeguard in case any chaos were to happen. I can, try and maintain some stability and not get knocked out in that last one. That's just me.
Let me weigh in as a independent
Bad beat
arbiter.
professional?
Yeah,
Oh.
a bad beat professional. So I have a friend of mine, who's actually my roommate in college, really funny guy, looks like Larry David, acts like Larry David. He's a hedge fund guy, no surprise, from New York. And he just always made fun of me for horse racing stuff. He's like, oh yeah, horse racing, this and that. So he sent me this thing. He goes, I watched a speech today from a philosophy grad at Duke. He told a story about a philosophy professor he had made that had made him want to major in it. Anyways, here's the story. The professor explained that if you want to value bet based on human behavior, always bet the favorite in the last race of a card. The theory is that people have lost so much money on the day and they're trying to win it back, so they're overextending the long odds, and thus you're getting favorable odds on the favorite. What do we think? So that kind of backs up Alexa more than anything, right? Because basically people are going to be reaching anyway. People outside of here are going to be reaching, and so maybe the favorites are more favorite. I don't know. Or maybe it doesn't back you up. I don't know who that backs up.
I'm finding it.
I'm finding
But what do you think? That's an interesting thing, though, right? It's like the get out race, right? Everybody's trying to find
Psychology,
something.
yeah.
And so,
I think
maybe this 10 right here at Santa Anita should be even money.
I think the play at Santa Anita's got to be the 9. I mean, 9-2 morning line is the first time.
Wait, but you said the 3-4.
I did say the 3-4, but looking
from
at
that
the morning line odds and looking at how people are betting, and I know money's going to tell a big story in these main special weight
circle the
races.
9.
But an overlay of this magnitude, maybe the horse, just doesn't really have it. But I mean, first-time starter, you have JJ in the saddle, you have Peter Urton, who has pretty decent first-time starter numbers. I don't see why, this horse is getting dismissed at such a massive price. Horses bred by St. Elias Stables, obviously we're all pretty familiar with those breeders and those silks when they run, but out of Always Dreaming, out of a Warfront Dam, should certainly handle the turf. Got to be a question of whether this one's going to be ready first time out, but 15-1 off a 9-2 morning line, that's an overlay to pay attention to.
Always Dreaming, speaking of St. Elias, right? So Derby winner of 2017. How are Always Dreaming? I don't know anything. I mean, are his babies all right? I mean, what are Always Dreamings doing?
I'll tell you right now, courtesy of Twin Spires.
Did he pass?
He did.
I forgot that. Damn.
First-time starters were 11 for 190, so 5.8%. So that's nothing crazy.
5.8 first-time starters?
5.8% for first-time starters. And in turf sprints, we are looking at 7%, so that's 6 for 86.
Okay.
So not super strong. However, you get one of the best turf riders out here on the West Coast at 15-1 in the nightcap.
Well, okay, Dan, hang on. I've had a comment put up here from our guy Bobby.
Bobby, who do you got?
And that is Santa Anita. He's sticking with his 2 Illuminous.
Okay, that's a long shot.
Well, he's sticking with it.
I'm going to bet a 5-horse trifecta box. I'm going to just because I'm desperate. So right now I've got the 2, 3, 4, 9, and I'm thinking about adding the 10. Does anyone not like the 10?
Let me see.
I'm just mooching off of all of Alexa's forms
I do not
today.
like the 10. I would go with the other John Sheriff's entrance simply because it's an AE and it's kind of getting forgotten about. It's out of Not This Time on the top, out of More Than Ready on the bottom. Both of those are excellent first-time out sires. They can both handle any surface, any distance. That breeding, I know Sheriff's doesn't win first time out, but 9-1, you get Hector Barrios on. I would take that over Kent DeSormo on with the same connections.
But it's a horse with experience, the 10. And the
It is a horse with some experience, but it's a horse that's used to be forward, and I think the 6 is going to be forward. I think there's some other horses that have the ability to be forward, so I'll go with the 13.
Now she
over
just
the
went
10.
with the 6.
I
So
just
now,
finished my handicap, and the winner is the 6.
well, then I guess I'm using the 6.
Okay.
Again, I'm going to let her overrule you. But I am using your other 4 horses that you gave me.
Okay.
So.
Did I give out 4 others? Man.
Robin.
No, actually,
with a
Bobby
Y.
got one.
4 is my top, and then 3, 10,
4,
or
9 I
3,
put.
13, and
Oh, you're going to use 13. You think 13 is worth using?
I think so. Certainly underneath. I think he's capable of hitting the board.
Right.
More people are rolling in. Some like the 4 and the 10. Number 13.
That 12 had a banging workout on March 3rd.
The 2 had a really sharp workout coming into
4.
this as well for Tim Yakteen.
What about this?
From the gate.
Is
First
it
time
the 8 horse, or it's a horse named Frog?
That's for Michael McCarthy and Ricky Gonzalez. I believe that's the 8 horse in
horse.
here. And I mean, I obviously I love the name. That's just a funny name for a horse.
Just
is
a horse
Frog.
named Frog. I love it when they go with a completely different animal.
Alex, just 1 minute. If I don't know if you want to set that up.
Oh, yeah.
So Alex is gonna be in the middle of the room getting
Here we go.
sound.
Let's do it.
So we'll hear
Last race for
last
the
race of the
semifinals.
contest.
Who
And
Who
Dan,
makes the cut?
have you decided what you're locking in amongst all this pandemonium?
Yeah, I did a dollar
Before-
trifecta box, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9. That's $60. And then I did an exacta box, 3, 4, 10, 13. I can hear you.
Dan, he would like to know what he owes you. It's $72.
Do you want in on that?
Oh,
No. He
Greg's
wants to know how
going
much for the
halfsies on everything.
from the other one.
What was it? What was it, like $24?
I think so.
So $12 you owe me. Yeah.
Okay, guys. 0 minutes
This is
to post.
this is a total of $72 in bets. You want that?
So 48 total.
He's good. He's good at math. Yeah. All right, 48 total.
All right, Robin with a Y. Honestly, this is exciting. This is it. This is the moment.
This is.
Until
This
tomorrow.
This is
Then
going to
it's
make or
really
break
the
a lot of
moment.
people's hopes for Sunday.
Then it's the moment for real.
Then it's the real deal.
Yeah, tomorrow we're back at 11:25. If these guys are still working, if they
Making
don't
it.
quit their jobs after this.
And we'll be going from 11:25 until 7 p.m.
Yeah.
There we go.
We're going live
That's a good
through
day.
Monday at 5 a.m. So
That's a good day.
we're going straight from here to the airport.
The guys have their cots set up.
All right, what time?
Get in the hammock. Bring the hammock over here.
Yeah, let's get the
Oh,
hammock.
wow, it's 5:45.
Is it really?
Yes, it is, Dan.
I mean, actually, we've only been live for 4 hours, which is a lot.
You've only been live for 4 hours.
We've been live for 18 hours.
2.
Dan, go get the reaction.
No, he's
Alex is out there.
Okay, you can stay.
All right, so Alex is sending.
All right, people are clapping and
Here
applauding.
we go. Last
around
race of Santa
us.
Anita. Last race of the
Sound
Saturday
good or no?
NHC.
Line is loaded behind them too.
Oh, 4 might get the jump though. 4 is coming wide, but he's coming. Here we go, Fraisu. Close it down, Fraisu. Close it. Close it. Close it. Is that the 13? That's the 13.
The last 2 horses you mentioned.
Last 2. I mean, I talked about half the field, so I can't really take any sort of credit for that.
Well, you said you like that one better than the 10. So.
I did, but better than the 10, just out of the breeding, but.
Okay, so misleading at 10 to 1. I
The
saw
price
a
in
few.
second.
I'd like to say the 4 horse next time out is an absolute single for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Had this right.
Yep.
Rock on,
Said,
Bob.
yeah, baby.
I mean, that is huge. That is a huge nightcap for this NHC
10 to
contest.
1 over.
One over the 12. Oh, that's really
It's either
tight.
21 to 1 or 30 to 1. How about this try?
Either way, the try is going to
Wow.
pay huge, and you might be looking at a cap horse in the place pool no matter
This
what.
is a big deal. This second place, forget the winner right now. This second place horse, whoever won that nose bob, is going to get defined so much in this because $20 is huge. You saw $20 was moving people like 100 positions.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a painful photo for a lot of people in the room.
Oh, yeah?
And an exciting photo. I should glass half full. A really exciting photo for a lot of people.
Misleading was a
Can
little
you
bit
tell
misleading.
I'm a
You look at
dated
John
horse
Sheriff's
player and I
record
just-
first time out. That was a bit misleading, but
Oh, I see what you did there.
All right, so we're going to wait to see the final result here. We're going to
a
show
very
you
close
the leaders.
Yeah, if we've
the
carried
top
on
10.
like this, we're carrying on until this
no,
leaderboard changes.
Yeah, we may as well read off all 80 names.
And then we're getting his
Can't stop
I'd just like to say if the 4 had won that, I would have mic dropped and walked off.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we came up a little bit short in the
You
end.
did mention this horse.
Yeah. When you talk about half the field, I can't take any sort of credit. My top pick was the 4.
Thank you, Leonard.
10 to 1.
10 to 1.
It's 10 to 1, 20 to 1, 30 to 1.
So 10 to 1 will give you $30-ish, a
Yeah.
little bit more.
Well, we'll see who got second. I'm still not sure
I think
from that
it was
photo.
the 9, right?
I think so. But
Got
it was
second?
close. The Bob, I think,
9,
went
I
towards
think.
the 12.
I thought it was the 12.
On the inside, yeah.
I think it was
The,
really
the
close.
9
Look
was
at
in
how
front, but I think the
beautiful
Bob
that
went towards
13
the inside on the 12.
Wow,
but
13 would make a
13
great dressage horse. Look at
Hector-
him moving.
So proud.
Sitting that trot. That jockey
She-
sitting a trot. Just look.
all he's missing is Snoop Dogg's commentary on this horse trot.
She's that pretty girl.
That horse kind of vibing over there, though.
They spent $550,000 on that horse as a yearling. So,
And I mean,
yeah.
the breeding
maybe
on
we
that
should have
horse-
looked at that for a second.
The breeding on that horse
Like-
is spectacular. I'd love to see this horse next time out. It's not
Is
every day
this-
you see a John Sheriff's horse win first time.
That was the most expensive
Yeah, it must be a
purchase
nice
in the
horse.
race.
Yeah, it's got to be.
And that was the Not This Time. Not This Time is on freaking fire.
Well, hindsight's
this time,
2020,
Colt.
ain't it?
Alex.
Yeah, I
Oh,
thought
the
that
9.
Ryan had
Wow.
called out
Oh, Alice,
the 9
did you call
got it.
Alice? Just bring Alice.
Wow, that's insane.
Absolutely.
A 10 to 1. 30 to 1.
Utterly
Hey, there's my 4.
bonkers.
And Alexa's 6. Came in
Rounding
fifth.
out the 5th place. Okay, guys, this goes official.
Alice, come sit on my lap. All right, so what's going? What's your status? What's your situation?
So I was 24th. I saved a bullet for the last race. And there were only a few horses that could really hurt me. The horse that won was 10 to 1, so he's going to pay about 32. But about 15, 20 people behind me were all out of bullets, so they couldn't do anything, have the horse. So I'm pretty sure I'm safe.
Woo!
Do we have the
I took the one, by the way, who broke bad and then rushed up.
Yeah.
Do we have the leader? Okay, so we have a leaderboard there. Once it refreshes, and you'll see it there. So.
The race
Yeah,
is
Sarah,
not
get confirmation. We'll
Not yet.
celebrate with you.
This might shake things up with
Stop
these
it.
day 2 leaderboards, though. Everybody was pretty close in contention. And I know somebody
Takes
had
about,
this 13.
3 or 4 minutes to change.
Without a doubt, this 13
Probably.
was
It
played.
wasn't that hard to get
Locked
at.
in today. You had a good day. How did you like? What?
If you notice, this horse was in the race. Oh,
No, I'm
Hey,
just
we're
asking.
just-
Like, I mean, like he locked in today. I mean, what did you do today that was different?
I tried to put points on the board, and I got a couple horses that were low odds. I bet a couple horses that would just get me. I shouldn't have done it, that were chalk and ran out. And then I had 11 to 1, Lady Claypool in the Santa Ana. And then I really liked the horse that won the stake at Turfway. It was like 3 to 1, still paid $15. And I went from 82 to 200. I got about $120 today. So it was, I don't know how many winners or places I had, but I know it worked out.
That's the Uber capper, no cap, but does
No
wear
cap.
a cap.
The guy was a 219 before. That hasn't changed.
Okay.
John Vogel was.
Are you? Wait, you said you have about 200?
I have 200. I was 24th. I'm saying that you'll know in leaderboard updates when it goes past 219 because that was.
But you're in good position for tomorrow too at 200, I would think.
Yeah, I'm happy. $20 out of 10th, sure. Considering I haven't handicapped a race, though.
Let's go drink.
Yeah, right. Need to inject some caffeine. All right. There's the prices. $35. Nice place price,
$5.60
too,
for the
21.
win. Second, the 9, $21.60 to place. See what happens.
It is wild. They were all prices later in the day. So many prices.
He was in 92nd.
Which this has not refreshed yet, right? This leaderboard.
Up to 2 minutes, he said.
2 minutes before there's a
2
leaderboard
minutes to save
update.
the world.
There you go.
Oh, there it is. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Wow, did Piazza have that horse? Unbelievable.
He went back to first, huh?
Oh,
He was
my God.
He was
Dale.
burn all day?
Dale. Okay, so we have had
Last guy went from 219 to 236. Last score, 10th score. I mean.
we had 4 changes on the top 10.
Fine,
So
'cause I know I'm probably
Greg
30th
Bone moved up 6 positions. Greg Bone now has 2 entries in the top 10. Both of his are in the top 10. He's sitting in 3rd and 8th. Dylan's in
All right,
2nd.
here we go.
We had Dean
Ellis Starr in
Malizia.
30th. Let's go, baby. Ellis advances. Let's go.
Hell yeah, Ellis. Good
Uber
job.
capper, no cap, wears a cap, star.
Uber capper out quick because I got to go handicap for tomorrow. So, all right. Tomorrow we're back here at what do we say? 11:25 Pacific, 2:25 Eastern. Does that work for you? You're gonna be back here.
I don't know.
You're going home probably, right?
I am going home.
All right, we're gonna miss you.
Back
You've
to
been
San Diego
amazing.
I go.
You've
It's been a ton of fun
Thank you,
being
Ron.
on here.
Appreciate
Thank you for
man.
having me. Alexa, Rachel, thank you both. This
The
has been a
best.
ton of fun. I hope to see you guys on any shows that ABR does in the future, and I hope I'm a part of them.
Oh,
We coming to Del Mar.
Oh, please make it out to Del Mar. That's my track.
All right. Well, for all of us here, thank you again, Alex Probst, JD Mitchell, Greg Tarkoudian, to all these amazing hosts and all of our guests and all the people out there that tolerated us. We'll see you next time.
It's America's original sport, and no one covers it better than America'sBestRacing.net. From the sport to the lifestyle, the best races, horses, and destination venues, cocktails, gambling, fashion, and more. America'sBestRacing.net is a sport for you.